useful to have a uniform or no? Because I noticed that comedians have been getting very like fashion forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll go to a set and I'm like, honestly, what he's wearing is kind of distracting me right now.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, I have like a loose uniform. It's just jeans, usually these sneakers, and I just switch a plain colored t-shirt.
That's fine. See, that's not that's like that's comfortable. I could see that working. But sometimes I'll see these guys in like crazy ass Gucci stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm blinded by you right now. I can't even hear what you're saying.
I never understood that too, because it's like, dude, you're supposed to be making people laugh.
You tell me. I don't know. It's your profession.
I don't know what it is. I see people go way fashion forward on the stage, and I'm kind of like, dude, it's just like a distraction.
Totally.
And nobody cares. Nobody cares. I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's like nobody cares. Your job here is to play the fool. Like you're trying to dress like a cool guy. It's like I think it detracts.
I'm with you, man.
I think it detracts. If I ever wear anything that is remotely eye catching, I'll think about it on stage the entire time.
Really?
I can't. Yeah, it took me forever to. This is my Oura ring. It's just for tracking my biometrics. Took me forever. I would meet every person I met. I'd be like, I'm usually not a 2-ring guy.
You're the only Oura ring person I know who's a guy.
I know. It's well, they track their periods.
I know. That's why every women I know is like they're obsessed with period tracking. So how does it feel to be a guy wearing an Oura ring?
Well, what
do you even get out of the Oura?
Me and Nick Sex from 311. I'm not the only guy. The guy from 311 wears Oura ring too. But
real men wear whoop straps.
Whoop straps are cool. But here's the thing: sleeping with something on my wrist, I get it to track my sleep.
Yeah,
my sleep is way up.
This. You can sleep with
I just too clunky on my hand.
It's too clunky on your hand.
It's too clunky. I tried doing the Apple Watch sleep, and it just I can't get with it.
I'll tell you, when I got my wedding ring, it took me months to get used to this shit.
Yeah.
I was just, even now, I'm always like this.
Yep.
I noticed subconsciously. I'm always twisted.
I banging on shit. I felt weird for the longest time, and then now if I don't have it on, I feel like a naked boy.
Do you ever get terrifying that you're gonna rip your finger off? I think about that all the time.
How are you gonna rip your finger off?
I don't know, like the trunk or something, like something will catch just exactly the right way.
Oh, you're gonna come into it like that.
Yeah, and your entire finger is gonna be completely ripped off.
Then if you rip your ring finger off, then it's on. You can do whatever you want. Just be like, bro, my bad.
Hey, what do you even tell your wife? Put the ring on the nub.
Yeah, it's like I lost my ring. You just cheat on her all the time because you don't have a ring finger.
Like, babe, I don't have a ring finger. It's gone.
Our vows are over. Yeah, if you lose that finger, you're a bachelor. You're a bachelor.
Good. I like that. Wait, you remember those rules in the 2000s? I love watching, 2000s movies or actually 1990s, like American Pie, when they're like, it's not cheating if you're not in the same zip code.
Oh yeah.
And rewatching it 25 years later, you're like, that makes no fucking sense. You're like, what are you talking? Like, how was this conventional wisdom in 2001?
The hall pass was another big one. Like hall pass.
There was a whole Friends episode. Like, what's your hall pass? And I was like, but that's not real. It's just totally fake.
Yeah, you're butt fucking a lady in a hotel room. Like, stop acting like it's a cute thing to do. Yeah, I was literally just thinking about hall passes yesterday. I was like, they try to push that for a little bit.
It was a huge 2000s trope, as if all relationships functioned on if you're not in separate area codes, you're not married or you're engaged. Hall passes were apparently and allegedly a thing. What else was there? There was
work wife
was a huge thing.
That shit pisses me off.
Yeah,
I don't like that stuff.
The
at
entire
all.
work wife concept is fucking weird. I
Yeah,
I understand how it arises, but it's like it's not your work wife. You're cheating on your wife.
Exactly. You're having an emotional relationship.
You are having an emotional affair
that's going to bleed over.
Right. Yeah. Things were weird in the 90s.
They were
weird.
And there was also in the 90s, it was like very in vogue. We talked about this before, but it was like very in vogue to like jailbait. The concept of like having sex with underage women was just like, yo, bro, jailbait.
That's another big American Pie thing too. Yeah. I mean, man, they don't age well, but they are still hilarious.
Dude, they're so funny.
They should remake it. They should do it again. What was the last one? American Wedding? Is that what it?
I lost track. American Pie, I saw that. That was like a huge thing to see when I was younger. I kind of jumped off that and Hangover. I didn't really follow The Hangover as well.
So good.
Comedies, they stopped making comedy movies. For the most part.
The whole reason I'm here is because Shane is filming Titus.
I know.
So
now it's the emergence. It's re-emerging. Yeah. And that technically is a show. The comedy, the great American comedy. There was like the Farrelly brothers, all these people. You don't have like a comedy in the theaters.
And the weirdest thing too is that the director Todd Phillips, I mean, he made so many of those movies that I love. Old School. He made, what else did he make? He made Road Trip, I think, which is an incredible film.
Road Trip's nice.
Road Trip is so good. But now, and then he did The Hangover. He became filthy rich. But then he made the Joker movie, and then he made Joker 2, which is adorable. It's like a total disaster.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. I mean, the Galaxy Brain case, Tarantino had a really good quote. He's like, Joker is Todd Phillips saying, the way he talks. He's like, Joker is the Todd Phillips way of saying, fuck you to the audience. And that's why it's brilliant. And I was like, I don't know, Tarantino. I think you're galaxy braining yourself and touted this shitty movie is actually really good.
It sucks.
It's just bad. It's just empirically bad.
I know. Even though to be like, because for me, I always think of like the movie, like I guess if you have that track record, it's like people will still invest in you.
Well, that's the thing. He has fuck you money. And also, he's a super weird dude. One of my favorite books I read about Hollywood was Molly's Game. Actually, also became a movie, which is a good movie. I think it's on Netflix. And it's about that girl who ran the high stakes poker game in Hollywood. But I ended up reading the book, and I found out Tobey Maguire is a complete and total psycho. So Toby, Had no idea. So Toby was part of the quote unquote pussy posse. With
he was
Leo
pussy
DiCaprio.
posse.
So I knew that. But then I'm reading about these weird psychological mind games that he would play in the book. And he would, at one point, he had a quote where he's like, poker is not about winning. Poker is about destroying people's souls. And he would string people along and bring them and get them into debt. And he was constantly charging this girl, the girl who ran the games, and he was fucking with her and her livelihood. And he would take the game. He's a multi-hundred millionaire or whatever. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's constantly, he's charging her for using his automatic shuffling. Just weird power game shit. Like true Hollywood.
He's like an evil nerd.
Yeah,
he's like an evil nerd.
Psycho.
What the
Reading
fuck?
that book, I was like, dude, you are an actual psychopath. Like, this Seabask, he's the jockey. That's it's Spider-Man. That's all I know about this guy. I was like, oh man, this is.
Well, he's probably
so
upset his
weird.
parents died when he was younger, and he had to become like superhero. Got bit by a spider.
He's got that, and then the more I learned, and then Todd Phillips is in the book too. That's what made me think
He's
of it.
nuts.
Because, he's
so this is all like
weirdo.
a biographer, basically, like digging into these
no,
people.
she wrote the book. She was like my journey running
this
the
is what
high
he was
stakes
doing.
poker
Got
game.
you.
She was like the assistant to some rich Hollywood fuck, and he brought her to run the games. And then she got in with like Toby Maguire. Apparently Leo came, and Toby got Leo to come. And
Pussy Posse,
yeah. But Leo is also apparently like didn't talk to anybody and just put his headphones on the entire time while he was playing poker.
Dude, I've heard a headphone story about Leo.
I was gonna say that's what reminded me of the other.
Do you know the
Leo
song?
Story.
Do you know the song he listens to?
No, what is it?
Oh, dude, it's fuck. It's Time to Pretend. He listens to Time to Pretend. While like someone who's wearing like basically
extremely
this.
young women. I mean, I don't get it. I mean,
Time to pretend, dude. She's 27. It's time to pretend she's 27,
yeah,
but she's
no younger. What's the?
I'm saying she's 18. He's
25.
pretending.
Oh, that's right. He's trying to pretend that she's 18.
They're trying to pretend she's 27, but she is
The
18.
whole thing is very strange. The Leo thing, I don't get it. I love Leo. He's such an incredible actor. He's got
fantastic.
great instincts. He's actually a very, very smart guy. But yeah, his personal life, it's weird. I think we need to call a spade a spade.
It is, and it's also one of those things where I think Bill Maher is like another avowed kind of like, I fucked 19-year-olds. I'm 65, and he's like,
no, he's older than that. I think he's like 67, bro.
Jesus
He might be pushing 70 actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's another one where it's like, it is weird. It is definitely weird, dude, because just the mental difference is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like statistical, like think about how many standard deviations away you are.
It's like a vampire. It's like you're an immortal vampire at that point. You're 70 talking to an 18-year-old.
18-year-old girl. Yeah.
You're kind of babysitting her.
Absolutely, you are. There's no question. I don't know, man.
And if it's like, dude, like you can be like, I can make a geometric case for their breasts. It's like, all right, dude, well. Like, dude, just stop being such a pervert. Go jack off, dude. You don't have to date an 18-year-old. Just go jerk off. You don't have to like try to make it a lifestyle.
See,
movement.
I love this because this is a very just natural way of us, like, bringing ourselves to being like, there's actually really something about you should just get married, bro. Like, get married. Be normal. Being normal is good. It's actually a good thing. People who aren't normal are fucking weirdos. And I mean, you and I are in a unique position where you actually probably eventually get to meet some of these famous people that you see, or you just hear little things that are not coming out in the public, and you're like, oh yeah, there's a real cost to this, isn't there? You're like, and I'm like, I'm not really sure. I'm like, I don't want to fuck with this. This is not the way that I choose to live my life, and I don't really want to be associated with that.
Dude, there comes a point where you're either involved in this, like, because you're absolutely right, because you get to like, they're like the rarefied air of like Hollywood and all this stuff, and it does turn into like a diabolical power game, and it's like we all have those instincts to participate in some level. But there are people who give their entire lives to like, like looking at another guy's car or being like, he got what project? Fucking motherfucker. Yeah. Where's my 19-year-old girlfriend? I need to fucking eat her pussy right now to calm down.
It's a real like weird consumerist, like idolatry of the self.
Yes.
And it's like everything that I've learned, in life is just like all of that is horrible and it's bad.
Yeah.
There's a good political thing to this too. If you stay in Washington, the thing is, lots of people who are young come to Washington, 22, 23 years old, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, all of that. Most people burn out by 27. So I'm like in my mid-30s now, and so I'm in the cohort, like we made it, like the people who actually got the job, stayed in the lifestyle and all that. But this is also, there's this cringe show, but How I Met Your Mother, and there's a very important concept that Barney lays out in that show where he's like, relationships, and I think life is like this, have off ramps like an exit, where it's like relationships is like 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 25, something like that. And if you look statistically, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
In terms of like when divorces and breakups and all that stuff happen. But for like professional DC, or honestly any career where it requires you to give fucking everything to it, but then you start to see, one of the most important pieces of advice I got was like, look at where you are and then look at the guy who's 10 years in that same path. And I was in the White House briefing room, for example, And I was looking around. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, I don't want to be any of you people.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, if we're on this track, I'm like, this is a bad track. We gotta get out.
What was the White House briefing? What would you, was that like when you sit and ask questions at like
yeah,
the
that's
thing?
where, well, I didn't even get to sit. I had to stand like a bitch in the corner.
Oh, excuse me. So you're like just yelling questions.
It's horrible, man. Yeah, so actually, I'm hopeful with the new administration that we can change some of this up. So the way it works is that the White House Correspondents Association is like a cartel. And even though it's unofficial, they run everything. So all the briefing room seats are assigned by the White House Correspondents Association. I was working for the Daily Caller at the time, which is like a conservative media outlet. And if you want a seat, you have to apply. And applying takes years to get a new seat. And so if you don't have a seat, then obviously you have to get there early. So I would get there hours early ahead of time just to be able to stand in the hallway, like on the side. And you're literally crammed in up against like all these different people. There's all this jockeying and there's like foreigners.
It's like
and
the stock market
other
kind
people.
of, in a
It's
way.
literally, it's like a movie, right? And then you just sit there and you kind of like poke your hand. I was lucky because I'm tall, so I actually get my hand above. There was a short girl behind me and she was like, can I get in front of you? I'm like, sorry, bitch.
Yeah,
like, I got
no.
here. Yeah,
I was here at 5 a.m.
Look, it's a
Fuck
dog
off.
eat dog world. Like, get here earlier. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. That's what I'm talking about, though. I don't want to be that person. That actually sucks.
Yeah.
Or there was this girl who's like, hi, I'm shooting a documentary. I'm from England and all this, and I was just wondering if I get my shot. I'm like, yeah, but if you get your shot, I'm gonna get my question. So it's like, and then my boss is gonna chew my ass out. So it's just not gonna happen. It's like, and you don't want to be in that mind space. Is more what I'm saying. So that's probably,
it takes a toll. It does take a toll.
Hollywood, finance, politics, all these other things all function the same way. In that, if you want to be in the top 0.1% of your field, you have to give everything to it, and that's it. There's no other choice.
Yeah.
And people should be real with that. So if you're listening and you're like thinking like, oh, I really want to do something like that, just understand what it takes. Understand what it actually takes to get there.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. And dude, it's funny because I'm viewing schools now and it's like kind of related. So I'm looking at schools for my daughter. She's going into kindergarten next year. So we're like looking at, and it's like, dude, schools now are, and I think it's good, but from what I've been seeing, it's like they're educating people to like do something for everybody, to like bring something to the world rather than like, when we were in school, it was more like build yourself up so that you're a high value individual that you can just take resources for yourself and just, like fuck off. And it's like, yeah, but the problem is like they sold everyone that dream, but the reality is like most people aren't going to get those.
Well, and it's not
most people
about
are going to become doctors. And
most
shit.
people don't want to do that.
True.
You don't want I'm Indian, so I know a lot of doctors. It's like, do you want to know how hellish medical school is?
Dude.
Be real. Whenever you like, for real. Do you want to spend 8 years in school, 4 years making shit money with $300,000 in debt, working 89 days hours a week, and shit on by the attending physicians, then hoping and praying that you get your placement or whatever for the next job. So by the time you're my age, you can finally get your first paycheck. Oh, but fuck you. Even though you get your first nice paycheck, 90% of that is going to be going to clearing off of your medical debt. And you've lived 10 years. You're probably now addicted to smoking, food, like some vice of some. There's no way. Again, you know this too. When you work really hard, like it takes it all from you. You're going to be addicted to energy drinks, nicotine, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you need something.
Yeah.
It's not possible to do it natural.
It's true. I've gone back and forth, and it's like I'm like, no, I don't need anything. And I had like a pretty harsh caffeine phase for myself. I'm like sensitive to it. Yeah. I had to stop that because I wasn't sleeping. But
how do you? Because you travel a lot, right?
Yeah,
that's brutal.
It sucks. Yeah. I've recently introduced the melatonin. Okay. I'm a very like natural type. I don't want to take anything, but I've succumbed to just like just.
Can I give you a warning about melatonin though?
Yeah.
So Andrew Huberman says not to take melatonin.
I know, man. I know it's not good.
Because he's
I know
saying,
it's not right.
It was something about he said like the label on the bottle can be anywhere between like 2% and 1,000% of what's actually in there.
What?
Yeah, and he said something. Don't take my word for it, but it was something along the lines of I've seen them give melatonin to rats and it shrivels their balls. So he's like, I think that it messes with testosterone.
Enough said.
So
I'm done.
My opinion,
enough said, I'm
you
done.
should stay off.
I'm off it.
Stay off the melatonin.
I'm off it. It is as soon as I started taking it, I was like, I get why Michael Jackson had a guy with like an IV in his arm. I'm like,
no, that was a whole other level, man. That's like what was it? Propofol?
Propofol. It was Propofol. But you start to like, dude, it's like you're just sitting there reading a book, and all of a sudden the melatonin just starts to like weigh. You're like a stone statue, and then you're just like.
Did you read about this Matthew Perry thing? Oh, it was so fucked up.
So what actually happened to him?
Perry. So I mean, it's really sad. I read his book actually after he died, and Perry was obviously everybody knows he was a drug addict.
Yeah.
But it's his parents. It turns out his mom was like the press secretary for Justin Trudeau's dad.
What?
Like when he was the prime minister. Yeah, he was actually, and apparently he beat the shit out of Justin Trudeau when they were kids, which is wild.
Matthew Perry beat up Justin Trudeau?
Matthew Perry beat up Justin Trudeau.
That's kind of boss.
Yeah, it is cool. But so Perry, it turns out when he was like a really little baby and he was crying, his parents would give him like benzos, like benzodiazepine.
What?
Like really fuck. And he was like, yeah, when some of my parents' funniest stories is about me as a baby just sitting there like drooling out of my mouth when they were plugging me full of benzos because I was crying. He was like colicky. And so his theory of why he's so fucked up and addicted to drugs was because at a very early age that he had benzos. And he's talked about how the very first time he ever felt like anything was good in this world was when he was drunk at 14 years old. And that was the rat race. And then he becomes a fucking 100 millionaire, centimillionaire, whatever, from Friends. And that's why you can see his weight wildly fluctuate on the show because he was either drunk or he was on pills or he was on Oxy. But dude, the thing is with Perry is he died of a ketamine overdose, I believe, and they Los Angeles District Attorney filed this case against a so-called like ketamine queen, and they have text messages in there of the doctor and the girl who was selling him all this illegal ketamine, being like, "How much can we take this rich asshole for?" You know, charging him thousands of dollars per hit of ketamine, of which they're buying. It's like
not very chill, dude, ketamine community,
deeply exploitative shit, like really bad. It was horrible.
I have a lot of people are really into ketamine. I have a very kind of like weird thing because I knew a lot of like evil hippies who were like,
on ketamine.
They got like addicted to that shit. They used to call it hippie heroin.
What's it called? K-hole, right?
K-hole, yeah. Well, dude, before it became mainstream, it was known like people like, oh, it's hippie heroin because they would like nod out.
What does it do? Because I thought that it helps.
It's dissociative.
But there's the depression aspect. There's like the therapeutic aspect. And apparently he'd been having ketamine in a therapeutic setting, but then I guess he got addicted to that. And that's why he died in that hot tub, man. Because, dude, and it was like his assistant, his little drug assistant. They were working to procure him drugs and charge him thousands of dollars because they were ripping this guy off.
That's not right. It's called custying someone out. They're custying him. You treat him custody prices. Yeah. It's not a good thing to do. But yeah, I've heard people who swear by it. They're like, if you do like, because you can do like, you know, they make like little lozenges and stuff. So you can like lay there. My brother's all about it. He's like, you lay there.
He's a big K guy.
Big K guy. Big special K guy. He was really selling me on it. And it was like, you know, I'm like, and I get like if you're laying there, it's like a 30-minute ordeal. You come out of it. Right. He's like, it's good. It's like, you know, blah, blah, blah. But then there's doctors who like will prescribe you a little bit. Like you can just kind of have it to kind of like, because you can either like get into a K-hole or just kind of take the edge off. And I knew like these dudes that would just snort K constantly. But if you snort too much, then you'll just be sitting there like.
The other K that I see signs for everywhere, and I actually don't know what it is it kratom?
Kratom, yeah.
What is kratom? It's
kratom
like you see signs for this everywhere. CBD, you sell kratom. I don't know a single person who's ever used kratom. I don't know what kratom is.
I know it, dude.
I just know it exists, but it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. It's every gas station in America.
Gas stations sell like full on. They sell drugs, or you can sell weed legally at gas stations now. They did it. It's the hemp farm bill allowed THCA, which is weed. The active ingredients THC.
Is that the same as was it spice or whatever? Those
dude. So
what's
spice is a synthetic. So it's like if you take Delta 9 tetrahydro, whatever it's called. There's the exact molecule that's illegal. Spice is like let's remove a couple carbon molecules and like a hydrogen, and now it's like very similar, but it's legal because it's not technically the same stuff. It's like an analog or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
So what kratom is, with the THCA stuff, it's like weed picked off the plant is THCA because there's a carbon molecule. That's why if you have to make brownies, you have to heat the weed up to decarboxylate it. And that's what like THC is illegal, but THC is legal. So now you can grow hemp, which is just weed, with THCA, which is just THC, and it's legal. And you can sell it at a gas station. It's completely schizophrenic. Right. It makes no sense. Yeah. It makes no sense. But I mean, I think it's sick. You can mail it right to your house. But
really?
Oh yeah, you can just get it mailed right to you.
Are you a big weed guy?
I was for the longest time.
I can smell weed in here,
It wasn't me.
Okay.
That wasn't me. I know you hate it. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
That was you, bro. You were blazing. Me and Saga ripped the blunt, dude. I like that.
Don't put misinformation out there, all right? Like, the moment I came down here, my nostrils flared. I didn't want to say anything, but I did suspect you. I'm not going to lie. I immediately suspected you.
I was a big weed guy since I was like in high school through college.
But you quit, right? So it's a success story.
I cut it out, but here's the thing. It becomes too much, like especially when you have kids. It's like I just can't. I can't be high. Like,
can you tell that to more people? Yeah.
Some people claim, but like for me personally, it's like having like a weird panic attack at a playground.
Yeah.
Not serving your family.
That sounds horrible.
Like, oh fuck, dude, that's got to be brave for my daughter.
But everybody
says
it's chill. No, it's chill, dude. It's totally chill.
Dude, the thing is, the weed's different. The weed is so strong.
I know.
Now.
Thank you. Please
continue. It's a different stuff. Dude,
Yeah.
I've literally I was selling weed from 2008 up until whatever, pretty embarrassingly recently, but the whatever. I don't even remember.
I'm gonna call 911. I'm gonna call Philly PD.
Maybe 2009.
Is weed legal in Philly?
I knew a guy who got it's medical.
Okay.
I knew a guy who got caught with coke outside of the Delaware County. And apparently the Delaware County, like whatever township police called the Philadelphia PD and they're like, we caught this guy with cocaine. We also think he's been buying weed from Philadelphia, and dude, the Philly PD just went hung up on it. He was in the room. He was like in trouble for it.
I mean, to be fair, they have like actual problems.
Yes,
like murders.
And they were just like, he's like, dude, the Philly PD hung up on the township police.
They're like, dude, we don't care about that.
But it is, dude, with the dabs, it has become drugified. So I like watched weed develop for years, like very close to it, and it was like it became a thing that was like, dude, this is like, dude, like, it used, it was like, everyone talks about this. Like in the 70s, it was like 7% THC. Then you get like 14, 15 was like, wow, dude, it's like 30. Some of them are like 28 to 30%. And it's too much.
And they also, the percentage was that are sold to you. It's kind of like what I just said about melatonin. You have no idea whether that's correctly in there or not. So yeah, let's stay off the weed. Let me also allow me a weed diatribe.
That's fine. I'll give you one. Yeah. What my thing is now, it's like, so now they're starting to regrow it and introduce like the grow it so it's like only 7% with CBD.
Okay.
And that's very relaxing and it's not as psychoactive. It really can like make you, it's like the founding father weed. That's like the hemp George Washington smoked.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's very chill. You're not like, you might get like,
Well, he was doing opium too. Do you think of people?
Was he doing opium?
Of course, they all were doing opium back then. That's
I didn't
how
know
the painkillers happen. Yeah.
True, I guess.
That's a forbidden part of the 1900s and nobody ever talks about. The shocking number of opium and cocaine addicts that were up until like the 1920s. Incredible amount of society was addicted to morphine, opium, cocaine. You could get it readily across the counter. A lot of the doctors were going to prison because they were coke addicts and they were prescribing cocaine to different people. It's actually pretty wild.
Yeah, I think you can get it in prison. You can get like opium in prison in like the 20s. I think you could order it on commissary.
Wow.
I think so. I read a book about like an old like a burglar from like 1890s.
Not a bad way to spend the time. You're already locked up.
Yeah, you can just gobble it up. You could just exactly. You could just gobble it up. I think it was like either the guards were selling it, but I remember the guy was saying in the book he just ordered some opium from the truck.
Well, it wasn't illegal for a long time. Yeah, I mean, it took a long time because there was it's the same problems we have now. The opium addicts at the time, it's like for a while they're on opium, they can't afford opium, you start robbing people to pay for your opium, and it's like they're like, okay, we got to get rid of this.
Yeah, this is a problem. Dude, the kratom now is it's not.
So what is it?
So it's technically an opiate. It's a plant. It's a natural plant, but it has.
This is what they say about it. It's natural.
It's natural.
Yeah. It's natural. What did you just talk about? Oh, they're cross players with this. Yes. 40% now. It's like, that's not fucking natural.
Exactly.
Okay? That's as natural as the red tomato in a grocery store.
I totally agree. I think they've ruined weed. Now it's called type 2 cannabis. They're walking it back. And I think that, because dude, I would just like freak out. I'm like, this sucks. This isn't fun at all. Or I do think though, and this is like I do like saying this to people because people get very like bullyish with weed. They'll be like, dude, fucking 5 milligram. I can take a 50 mil. It's like this because you're a dumbass. You don't have anything going on in your brain. So you're
like you've actually cooked so much of your IQ off that you no longer have the IQ to understand.
No, I'm saying naturally they're a dumbass. They've always been people who can do like 200 milligram edibles. It's like, yeah, because you're a fucking dumbass. You don't have anything going on in your mind. You're just sitting there like, you're like when like a dog gets a brownie. You're just kind of like, or you metabolize it differently. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
But dude, the kratom, they do snag people with the natural stuff, but it's like it mimics opiates. So people will use it to get off of like, you could be sick from
like methadone,
heroin, if it was a plant. But it also is different. Like if you take a little bit, it's energizing. But if you take a lot, it's like you ate like 4 Percocets.
I don't get it, man.
Dude, and people get addicted to it, man. And
no, I do know that. That's why I brought it up, because there is a lot of this weird stuff that, like kratom, obviously weed now with the mass legalization, and nobody ever talks about. If you look at the weed graph, like over 20% of weed users are using it on a multi-daily basis. Yeah. So that is like, imagine if 20% of people who drank alcohol drank like straight liquor all day, every day. That's not even close.
What is the percentage of people who drink alcohol daily?
Who are daily drinkers? I think it's like 7 to 8%. And actually, by the way, I'm not putting alcohol off the.
For sure.
Yeah, it's really bad. People who are alcoholics, it ruins your life. It will kill you early. There's all this stuff. And actually, weed and alcohol, almost all vices actually have the same effect, where between like it's like the Pareto principle, where 20% can be responsible for 80%. And so 20% of weed users consume almost all of the weed, and because they're using it every single day, and it's extremely high THC and it's psychoactive. Anybody who knows anybody's ever owned a liquor store, it's like the vast majority of your sales are going to the same like alcoholics. Honestly, it's really sad.
Yeah.
And then gambling is the same way. Like a huge percentage of casino returnees, like, people go to Vegas and they have fun, but like if you have ever spent time in a casino, like the people that come every single day are just like pissing their lives.
It makes you really sad.
That's the saddest part. Like that is really sad.
It's so when you see, especially the old people there, and you're like, damn, your kids stopped talking to you. You've worked your whole life.
Do you have sports gambling advertisers? Do you?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay.
You can talk whatever you want.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'll say it.
It's unfettered free speech.
Well,
you think I'm going to restrict speech?
Sorry, DraftKings and FanDuel and all these other people.
It's not those two. But
okay, good. All right. Well,
we've definitely had that before.
Have you?
Say whatever you want.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Well, I don't want to get you in trouble, but
Can you get me in trouble?
I have become totally convinced. I don't put cards on the table. I actually like to go to the casino. I think casino gambling is really fun, but I think it's very important that I have to go to the casino, to a physical location. The stats right now on sports gambling, it's just like weed, all vices, disaster. If you look at the amount of money that is being sucked out of people's pockets, it's horrible. So in September in New Jersey alone, New Jersey bettors lost $200 million gambling online, in full online online gambling. They lost $400 million. They were gambling on sports, and a total of $900 million in a single month of September, just if you include also the casinos. So you can see that almost half of the money that New Jersey bettors lost. By the way, Jersey's not that fucking big. So we just talked about $1 billion that got sucked out of the market.
Crazy.
People are addicted to sports gambling, man. It's terrible. And the other thing is, if I studied, I went and I read a little bit about how casinos operate, and casino profits, like the amount that they take, is called the hold, like on a game. And the hold for DraftKings, FanDuel, and all these others is way higher because traditional gamblers in casinos, they'll bet the money line or they'll bet the spread. But these retards on sports gambling are buying and doing all these parlays that get algorithmically pushed. You have no fucking chance of winning your parlay. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not going to win your parlay. Don't ask me. Check the stats and look at the profits for where all these people are coming from. So, dude, mass sports gambling has been a fucking disaster. Like, you've seen domestic violence has gone up in the places where it is. Bankruptcies are up. You're seeing a huge amount of credit card debt, 25% increase amongst the people where it is legal. And actually, I just read an article about Brazil yesterday where basically it's a social transfer program where the government is cutting checks to working class people. Those people are gambling almost 40% of their paychecks away on a consistent basis. So it's like a mass wealth transfer that's happening right now. And yeah, I mean, sadly, because you can do it online, just imagine if you could take your phone out and there was an app on your phone where you could drink alcohol. Do you know how popular that app would be?
Yeah.
Imagine,
or see naked girls.
Yeah. Well, that's a big one. We'll get to that next. We're going to come next. This is going to be the Killjoy podcast.
No.
But imagine if you could like suck marijuana from an app that was out of your phone. People would be addicted to that. That gambling is honestly worse.
Well, it's
than
a double addiction because the phone's addictive.
Yes,
and
exactly.
then you put addiction on top
so you
of
have
an addictive
algorithm, you
device.
have phones, and you have money that is now at stake. Every single state where this has happened, it's been an absolute nightmare. And if all you have to do, the thing is that the gambling companies legally, they had to disclose all of this. So all you have to do is go and read their profit and loss statements and look how much of this is coming from the parlay bets. It's the vast majority of their profits, and yet you idiots keep signing up for it. And I get that it's fun, but it's not funny whenever your wife is like, "Hey, baby, can we buy these berries for our child?" And you're like, "Oh, I actually pissed it all away on a parlay last night." And now you have guys who are, you've seen this explosion, and people are like, "I'm gambling on women's softball or in Korea," and I'm like, "Bro, you have a problem."
Yeah.
You have a problem.
That's always been people like that's degenerate behavior. Like the Little League World Series, like you're a degenerate. You're a degenerate. Yeah.
You are a degen, bro. And this is my case. I think gambling should be legal. But it should only be in casinos, because one of my favorite parts about going to the casino is you meet the characters, right? You go to the craps table and you see a guy who hasn't showered in 3 days and has got his colostomy bag on. And by the way, he will teach you how to roll the dice. And so shout out to that man for showing me how to do it. But seeing him, I'm like, I don't ever want to be even in the same like universe of like whatever this dude is. But you can't see that when you're on the couch. You don't understand. You're the sucker. Last thing on this that I found out from Nate Silver's book is that if you are any good at sports gambling, you're banned. And so
that's kind of fucked up.
So if you win consistently on DraftKings or on FanDuel, they will cap your bet size to like $2. They're like, "Oh, you're allowed to bet $2.14."
That's bullshit.
Yes, but you know why? And then people are like, "I'm actually really good at sports gambling." I'm like, "Oh, how you been on the app?" They're like, 3 years. I'm like, "You're not any good at sports gambling." I'm like, "It would have banned your ass."
Yeah, that's everyone. I know. I'm like breaking even basically.
Right.
And it's like, they fucking that.
It's like, well, first of all, you need to win 52% of your bets just to beat the house, because 2% is the vig that goes to the house.
Yeah.
But then over that, it's like look, you're not winning. If you're still gambling consistently on the apps, you have not won, and you're the sucker. That's just
what they should do. An easy amendment to this that wouldn't be such a money suck is that when you lose your gambling money, it's held from you for 6 months. They get to make money on the interest, and then they send it back to you. So
See,
you're
that
like,
would be nice, but
momentarily penalized.
I just read in New York.
I mean, why would they do that? They would be like, "Fuck you, we're keeping all. How about we keep all of it and make interest?"
These guys are making the biggest killing in the planet, and like the best part is all the states are doing it too because they want the money. But the thing is, look, they're going to pay for it because it's one of those where you're getting this fake tax revenue. But yeah, when you have to come and send cops to Johnny's house because he went fucking broke and he beat up his wife or his girlfriend or whatever, you're paying for that.
He's blowing off some steam.
Right. Parlay goes down. He's going to house one of those plastic bottles of whiskey from Costco.
Yeah.
And we all know what happens next.
It is weird that when jobs are scarce, like people just end up beating up girls. Like if there's not good stuff going on, people are like, "Well, I guess I have to beat up a girl now." It happens across like every culture.
It's every culture. Actually, a lot of people got mad at me on the show because I was talking about it was during one of our immigration debates. I think you talked about it a little bit actually on your show, and I was just like, look. And by the way, just full disclosure, I married into an Irish family from Philadelphia.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so I have no discrimination against the Irish, but what I'm saying is, back in the day, I think it was reasonable to be like, well, all these people are coming went over here and they drank a lot of whiskey. And so nobody knows this. The very first thing that women did whenever they voted was ban alcohol. That's why the temperance movement was entirely driven by women.
Whoa.
And the reason why is because they were getting the absolute shit kicked out of them by their drunk ass husbands who were drinking a liter of whiskey per day on average to deal with, the Industrial Revolution and all this. But it was also, let's be honest, it was part of their culture, right?
Yeah,
and so that's what people don't forget is like that, for some reason, it's intrinsic. Like alcohol, gambling, and beating the shit out of your wife, it's just a package deal.
It's one big
You
thing.
are signing up for that.
Yep.
You are 100%.
It's
So
just
don't incentivize
impulses.
it.
Yeah, it's just impulses ruling the roost, and then eventually the
bingo.
curtain closes, and you're like,
right. Yeah, well, really what I think it is just somebody for the first time is showing the reality of what you've done, where you can rationalize your parlays away, you can rationalize all this, but the very first time, like I just said, we're like, hey, can we pay to go see, I don't know, like, I want to go see my mom next week or whatever. Can I get a flight? They're like, no, we literally don't have any money.
Yeah, the ultimate being like, I told you the Chiefs weren't going to kick a field goal. And you're like, shut the fuck up! You didn't know that.
Yeah.
It is funny. There is a huge, because I'm all like Irish Catholic out, and it's like, like seeing someone fall at a wedding, I'm like, meh. Yeah. It's like it's so normal, and like my wife would like cry. She's like, that's not right. And I'm like, that's so sad. I'm like, dude,
my in-laws and their family are not like
people
that.
People fall at weddings. It is what it is.
I
Stop
did
being
see
a baby.
a really funny tweet. And like, I left Dublin and I moved. I forget where they moved, like somewhere in South America or something. And they're like, and what I thought was we were all having a good time. It turns out we're just crippling alcoholics.
Yeah, like family beach trips were just like adults hammered for 7 days, and I'd just be like, all right. And the kids would get hammered. They would
East
pass
Coast
out.
beach culture is weird.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'll tell you
dude.
this.
It's crazy.
I had no exposure to it because I grew up here. But yeah, I went to Rehoboth, which is like the nice beach, right? But even then, I'm like, man, these ladies are hammering Tito's at like 9 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, there's some crazy shit going down.
East Coast beach
now.
culture is like it's like quiet. That's not like as like cool like Margaritaville. It's just people just quietly
DJing.
My uncles would be like, they would all joke. They'd be like, ah, man, who's gonna crack the first one? They'd be like, I don't give a shit. I'll do it. And you just crack a Coors Light. Now they don't let you drink on the beaches like that.
Really?
Yeah, they're
I
taking
saw a lot of people doing it.
Well, in the
they're doing it in
Shore.
the solo cups.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They used to, and they'll still come around and police you. I grew up going to Sea Isle, and it was just beers, whatever.
Really?
Now it's like you have to have a cup, and they'll come around if you have alcohol in your cup. Because they can just write you a fine because everyone's going to drink on the beach.
Of course they are. Yeah. Well, and this is where my like nanny state instincts kind of. I'm like, all right, well, fuck off. All right, people are also on the beach, and that's just a money grab for what we need rules. But really, what it is like we just need a better culture around this stuff because we just got to acknowledge the downsides, right? That's all I'm asking. Everybody's asking like, sports gambling is the greatest thing ever. It's about freedom. You're gonna get, and look at their ads, right? They're like, you're gonna get rich. You're showing free $15.
No, we'll give you $500 for $5.
$5 for $500 deposit. I'm like, once again, bro. Like, have you ever been to a casino? That shit doesn't get built based on winners. Like 99% of the people who walk out of there are fucking losers. The odds that it are you is almost 99%. So,
well, I think the gambling companies would be happy you're doing this because they do that little disclaimer, like, by the way, guys, if in case you
but that's mostly bullshit, and a lot of it is because they're required by the state to put it in there, and then what the states do is they take part of these losses and they fund these gambling. But it's like you are the rise in sports gambling addiction has created the need for these gambling addiction centers. So it's like just don't have it in the first place.
Well, the weirdest part about gambling addiction is that it's not even about winning or losing. Like I read
they like when they lose. That's the craziest part. They love it when they lose.
Or it's more like the flow state of just being like, it's not the winning or losing.
Absolutely.
It's just going from thing to thing, and your brain's totally focused on something.
Again, I get it. I like it. I love to play baccarat.
See, I don't like to gamble. I'm just filled with anxiety the whole time. When I
love
win.
games of chance. Poker is more actually. I think I could justify poker because I wouldn't even really call it gambling, although it is technically like kind of a game of chance. But there's a lot of strategy and math. Obviously, like the famous Rounders quote, it's like the same 10 people end up at the finals for a reason. It's not a game of fucking chance. Whereas if you go to blackjack competitions or baccarat competitions, it's fucking you get lucky. All right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how it works. I see the appeal of both, but there is something. This is where I'll flip the script, man. The magic of the cards, like when the baccarat thing.
That's
and
exactly what it is.
You're like 9, 9, 9, 9. You're just sitting there. That moment, the anticipation.
And it's fun.
And when you hit it, oh my God.
It's so fun. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Well, it's also,
but I play like $15 tables in Charlestown, West Virginia, next to toothless Chinese women who are getting their Chinese ash. I prefer, honestly, I'd rather be around them. I love them. Shout out to the, you always want to gamble with Chinese, if you're playing Baccarat, Chinese and Vietnamese. They know what's up.
That's a good idea. That's a good call.
And the less teeth they have, the more good at the game they are. They have patience. They have all these superstitions about dragons and colors. And
that's
stuff.
the thing though, man, because I was like sitting there one time backstage at a comedy show, and they were like playing dice like in the green room as like they had this little box, And I was like, it is just people interacting with magic. People
No,
are
it is
attracted to
magic,
gambling.
yeah.
It's
magic.
It's like a divine thing. You're like, oh.
Yes, and everybody. Craps is also definitely the most fun game in the casino. Although it is minus EV every single bet on the craps table. So, but when you play, the magic of it is it's a crowd's game because, and I love craps gurus, right? Like I was talking about the diabetic guy, and he's like, yeah, he threw it over here, threw it over here. It's like the first time he throws to the right, he's gonna roll 7, which means we all get fucked. So he's like, he about to roll that, take your bet off, and I was like, all right, got it. He was right. And I was like,
dude,
oh, shit.
my only
They
time
know
playing
something.
craps.
They know something.
My only time
Yeah.
playing craps, a guy was like, just do what I do, and I
Yeah.
was up $1,300 very quickly.
Holy shit!
Very quickly.
1,300.
Very quickly.
Whoa!
And I was
You're
just
playing
like,
higher stakes than I am, man.
I think I was just drunk too. Just like, ugh, it's fine. And then I got cocky. I was like, I know what's going on. As soon as
Right,
I
yeah.
started doing my
Boom,
own
gone.
bets,
Yeah.
I was back down to 600. I just picked it up. And I was like, thank you, sir, and just walked. I was like, I'm fucking.
I mean, you left up. That's that's.
I will
victory.
do that.
Yeah.
I'm ruthless at a casino. If I win $100, I'm
Yeah,
out.
good.
I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. I just won $100.
But it could be 200.
That's
Yeah.
to
And
me.
then
I'm like,
5. Yeah.
I get so disgusted when I lose.
Yeah,
The
I'm the
feeling
same
I
way.
get, I'm like, I think about just them just like taking like the time I spent into like work and life, especially when I was like just working a job where
Yes.
I was like, I could be like, oh, that was a day of my life.
Yes.
And I would just think of that just getting like sucked into a vault with just a huge
To
chamber
pay
of
for
money.
free drinks for these fat alcoholics who are like
It would kill me.
just sitting in the slot machine like.
No, it would fucking kill me. The worst part is I don't really gamble much anymore. But it was like when I first did it, I was in Vegas for my cousin's bachelor party, and he was like, do this, do that. And I won. The first 4 times I gambled, I won. Every
What
time.
game was it?
Blackjack. And I would just win. I'd win
Very
like,
high variance game though. That's the problem.
I
You
win,
get
like-
fucked so easily.
dude,
Yeah.
I'd win like $200. And I'd win 200. I'd just get
Yeah,
right
you
the fuck
just get
out.
it.
And I would
Yeah,
spend all, my code was every dollar I won gambling, I'd spend it on everyone around me immediately.
Ah,
And it
I like that.
worked.
Yeah, you got to spread the love. You got to get the
You have
juju. You need the luck.
Just exactly. And then like I tipped the dealers heavily. And then like I like was like, I think I'm good at blackjack. And I instantly lost like $700 so fast, dude.
Oh yeah, the fat.
After, like 15 minutes, I was just
Oh yeah,
out.
because that's what they do. Because it's a high variance game, and they know they can wipe you out way before you're going to wipe them out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what they want to do is just deal all those hands per hour. And already blackjack, I think blackjack is a 51-49 game. I'm pretty sure, even with perfect base. Were you playing basic strategy like perfect?
No idea
All right,
what the
so
fuck
there
I
you
was
go.
doing.
There you go.
There was a guy, no idea.
Yeah.
And there'd be guys like, dude, you got to hit. And I'm like, no.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they get mad at you.
get
Actually, yeah,
furious.
if you don't play basic strategy correctly, because if you fuck it up, you're gonna fuck the whole shoe up for the entire table, and so they
Yeah.
get very upset.
They were very displeased with me, but I was like, bro, this is not my problem. We're not on a team.
This
You're not
is
sharing your money
Gamblers
with me.
know this. This is Gen Pop shit. You're like, you got this Gen Pop shit.
I'd be like, dude, we're not on a fucking team. We're not splitting this money. This is my call. And I would,
No, but it is a team because if you fuck the math up, then he's gonna hit it. He's gonna get the wrong card because he's playing math and you're not, and so that's what
Exactly.
screws. But Dana White
That's
has
his
a
problem,
theory.
man.
Yeah, Dana White is like sometimes you got to go to war with the shoe, and you got to. He's like you got to turn basic strategy on the shoe. I was like, I don't really think that's how math works, but I mean, he's super rich, so he doesn't care.
yeah. I heard he likes to gamble
Oh, he's
heavily.
me and my friends who like to go to the casino, we will hype ourselves up with Dana White clips. Yeah. It's just like because he has like a love of the game. Like he's like I'm rich as hell. I can get on the jet and I can go anywhere else. If my kids are gone, I'm going to the casino.
Yeah.
He's just like that's what I do. It's what I do.
It's just
for fun.
scary. Once you're that rich, you have to play with big sums to excite
Okay,
yourself.
he plays for millions. Like
I
I think
know.
he said his dream is to play $1 million per hand on baccarat. $1 million a hand. He said I think the highest he's gotten is like 300,000. To be fair, one of the reasons they probably won't let him, and that's one of the reasons I like baccarat, is baccarat is an actual 50-50
That's what I thought. I thought
so
it
the
was
house
like
edge is like 0.05%. So you actually have pretty. I mean, you have like good odds, but like you did better than fucking blackjack
For
or
sure, yeah.
Any of these, especially crap. Craps is a shit show. It's the most fun game in the casino, but every single one of the games, like I said, is minus EV. You're almost certainly going to lose money, like whenever you play,
Damn.
especially in the long enough timeline. So if you do win, like you just get out of there.
Get
like,
out,
Just
yeah.
if you're up, like if you have 100 and you won 200, get the fuck out.
Balls
like
out, yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Same with roulette. Do not play 000 roulette. That is the biggest scam in the entire casino.
What's 000?
So on roulette, if you could just bet black or red, the way that the house has its edge is in the old days, they had a green 0. So after a while, the casino execs were like, what if we had 2 zeros? We're like, maybe these idiots in Vegas, and people are drunk and they're like, oh, there's only 2 zeros.
I don't even think about the zeros.
Bro, the math goes from like 49% or whatever to like the house edge goes from like 1 or 2% to like 7%. And then after a while, they couldn't add 3 zeros. So they added like
Double
whatever the
zero.
casino, no, they added a third one. So they go 0, then 00, and then they have like the MGM logo on the wheel. So now the edge is like 11%.
I thought you were saying
Even.
they added 1010 and then a third, but it was a double zero.
No,
I was
no.
like,
So there's a 0, then there's a double 0, and then there'll be like MGM or Caesars or
Just a
whatever.
blank space?
You're just pissing your money away. Like people,
yeah.
you know, there's the meme. It's like if you win, you're like put it all in black or whatever. I'm like, well, check the zeros because if there's 000, you're fucked. All right, like you have not good odds.
Dude, that's the. You know what I've done though with the poker or not poker. The last couple of times I've been in a casino environment for like stand up or something. A lot of times they give you chips.
Really?
So something I've had fun. They'll be like they'll give you like a couple.
Just let me know the dates. I'll come with you. Yeah.
They'll give you like $100. They'll give you like $100.
Oh man, yeah.
You can break that down.
We could turn that. Yeah, we could turn it into 150. Yeah. We'll turn it into 150.
Dude, what I started doing is when they give me chips, I put it on. I go to roulette or blackjack.
Yeah.
I put it all on one hand, and if it wins, I give it to the dealer. So here you go.
I love that.
It's kind of fun.
very nice.
And if I lose, I go, hey man, whatever. It feels good.
That does, yeah. I mean, they make, dude, you know the people they have to deal with. Like, what a shitty job. Like, I'm sure they make a lot of money, at least some of them, but probably the good ones. But oh god, I can't imagine. You're dealing with the absolute like dregs of humanity.
Especially like at their worst, like fucking up and like being like,
I hate that too when people get mad at the dealers and they're like, it's your fault. Like,
I know that guy sucks.
I'm just like, dude, fuck you. But then you also don't really want to do anything because you're like, this guy's kind of crazy. So I'm not gonna be a whole white knight. Like, you put your hands on maybe, but like up until that, you're like, I'm just like, can we get security over here?
Yeah, dude, it's I've never got bit by the gambling bug, man.
That's good. That's
I
good
tried to be a bookie for a while.
Whoa.
I tried, and it was just like,
yeah, but where were you getting your lines from?
It was like my friend knew another. It was like a sub bookie thing where I was like sending them kind of just bets basically, but it was my job to like collect them all.
Really?
It was just my friends. It was just my friends, and then like,
but what about when they don't pay?
So here's what happened. They were like, I don't watch sports like that, so I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So they would just, if they lost, they would call they would just leave me voicemails all weekend, being like, put another one, and they just kept doubling down, and then eventually like some of my friends owed me money. And I just got to the point where I was like, I'm not taking your money for this. And I just like told the guy, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I just felt bad. Like if you like sell something to somebody, that's like, yes, you gave me that, but to be like, yo, the Bears lost, you owe me $250. It just, I was like,
and you actually have to collect it too.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to do. Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing, man.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, East Coast sports gambling culture has always been there. I don't know. I mean, I grew up here. I don't remember thinking or hearing like other parents. I guess I grew up in a Bible Belt area, so they wouldn't be doing it. But I don't remember a lot of money changing hands on college football. But now these days, college football is actually even more where the action is.
I could see
because
that,
apparently it's like there's the mismatches or whatever. There's like underdogs, and for somebody who hates gambling, I know way too much about gambling.
I had to do it. It's a love-hate relationship. That and weed too. You don't know a lot about weed. You don't know a lot about weed though.
I don't know a lot about the experience of weed, but
have you ever smoked weed?
I think I smoked weed when I was very drunk when I was in college once.
Okay,
and that's pretty much it.
That makes sense. That's fair.
Yeah.
What'd you blaze?
I don't know. I mean, dude, you're at a party.
Blue Dream.
Somebody passes you, whatever. It probably was fake. It was probably like not even marijuana. It was like somebody's grass that he'd bought off of somebody else and got ripped off.
Dude, the K2 is big in prison. That's like the stuff you're talking about, Spice.
I know.
And that fucked people. I have friends that are like,
lose their minds.
Yes, dude.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think these guys, they'll do anything, like speedballs and shit. And I have friends that are like, bro, the K2 is fucked up.
Really?
You're in jail. You're in like the county jail, and you just blaze K2 and have like an absolutely satanic experience. He's like, dude, it's for real, like terrifying.
I think I saw some videos about that. For some reason, my YouTube feed has been pushing me a lot of prison content. You can go down a serious rabbit hole of prison tube. Shout out to Johnny Mitchell, by the way, The Connect. You should have him on your show. Actually.
What do you do?
He's a comedian. He's like 6'7", but he does this show called The Connect, where he interviews. When he went to jail as a weed dealer, and he interviews like other people who were drug dealers, and then also talks about their prison experience. So I actually did his show. He's an interesting. He actually likes politics. That's why we talked a little bit. But some of his content is really good,
dude. It's the best.
He interviews like high level drug kingpins.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, tell me about the story, but then also like, what was it like to be in federal prison or whatever?
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Dude, I just finished a book about an LSD dealer who got caught in the early 90s. So he got sentenced for like 20 years. Whoa. For it never even got caught with acid. It was just all, he was doing Western
conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. Got a conspiracy charge, 20 years. And it was he was in jail during the race riot, like the crack laws.
Sure.
And he had a altercation with the lieutenant, like one of the guards, and he was a white guy. And when the crack riots happened, it was just black inmates having riots or doing riots, and the lieutenant was like, he incited the riot. Really? Sent him to fucking Marion, which is like a super max, and he had to do like, I think like 3 years in Marion. Where he ended up only doing 5 years out of the 20 years.
Right. Well, I think everyone likes prison content because it's like, what would I do?
Exactly.
I thought about that too. I'm like, well, I'm not white, not black, not Hispanic, and everything's
You're
racial.
You'd be another. You're another. That's what it's called.
But how many others are there?
Not a lot.
The other Indians in prison are going to be like doctors for Medicare fraud. You know, they're like, hello, doc. You know,
I think it's called others. I think you're taking. It's just like Inuit.
Yeah.
Indian.
Inuit.
Yeah, it's like
Actually, they're probably pretty good, right? They can fight.
Exactly, pretty jacked.
They're good with blades.
Your numbers are not great.
No, it's not good.
So yeah, I think it's like I got so deep into prison shit, but it's like
So then what would your strategy be? My strategy would be getting my parents to put money on my books, right? And then we pay the others for protection.
That's the big thing you can do.
Okay.
My plan was always to pay the Muslim Brotherhood.
Oh,
so you can pay the Muslim Brotherhood to protect. But then it's like it is like racial.
But I could fake it and I could just grow my beard and say that I was Muslim, right?
Yeah, and you can get you can get the Muslim diet too.
Oh,
you have to answer
the
a few
halal
questions.
food. The halal food is better.
Yeah, people do the kosher diet. That's a big thing.
Really?
If you can prove like you're Jewish, and you're allowed to switch your religion every like 6 months or so to get a different diet. I swear to God.
I read that Ramzi Youssef, who was the World Trade Center bomber, the '93 bomber. He apparently stayed in his cell for like 10 years straight. Whenever, because he refused to do a strip search because he said it violated his religion. But then apparently he was like, okay, I'm now converted to Christianity.
What?
But apparently the warden and all of them don't believe him. So it's set up for, I don't really know what's going on, but I think he has started to, like, he's finally left his cell after 13 years.
He's a Christian now.
Well, he claims he's Christian.
Are they going to scope out his butthole? Or like, he's like, all right, I'm ready.
Well, I think you have to do that thing where with the squat and cough or whatever.
Yeah.
He refused to do it. He's like, I won't do it. So he literally, man, he did not leave his cell in Supermax in 80X Florence or whatever for like 13 years. Like, it was totally crazy.
And after 13 years, he's like,
I think broke. I mean, it's understandable. It's like you spent 13 years. You literally you have never left. And you're like, okay,
that's so impressive. I would make 13 minutes. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to show this guy my asshole and get it over with.
You know, they say they sleep a lot. That was the interesting thing.
Yep, that's a big one.
You can train yourself to sleep 12 hours a day. But it's like, what do you do all day? You know, even when you're awake, like that just sounds terrible.
You work out, sleep a lot, and
in your cell.
Right. Yeah, and it's the guy in the book I read about the LSD dealer, Joel Blazer. He was saying like he got schooled on like masturbation techniques.
Whoa.
Yeah, like just nothing hands on. He said he never was a punk. That was his term.
A punk.
But he was like going into it how like you like use a sock and you flip it inside out so you're hitting like more of the soft area. And then at the very end, he said you'd apply force to the under part of your head. And he's like, and it's so funny him writing. It's like my orgasms were intense and powerful, and it's like, damn.
Yes, yeah.
But
I mean, that's all he's got. Did you watch the show Escape at Dannemora? It's on Netflix. It's really good. It was created by Ben Stiller, and it's Benicio. It's Benicio, and then the guy from There Will Be Blood, the guy who's the twins. And anyway, Paul Dano. That's his name. Paul Dano. And so those two are inmates who like basically sweet talk this woman, this like obese prison worker, and then they both start a relationship with her, and they get her to smuggle in tools, and then they literally tunnel out of the prison. It's a real life story. It happened in 2015. So I watched the show. It was a fantastic, really good acting. And then I went to read the real story. Dude, it was wild. Like it's a high. They're both in there for murder. Like one guy literally murdered a police officer. The other guy like butchered and kidnapped an old man for money. These are like no shit killers.
Yeah.
Locked up in this high security prison in I think it was in North New York, like upstate
like
New
the
York.
Adirondack. Yeah, up there.
Yeah, it was in the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
And so they were up there, and they were able to get her to smuggle in like hacksaw blades. They cut their way out of their cells, were able to make their way like through the pipes and everything, use a sledgehammer, hammer through multiple walls, and then cut a hole in a drain pipe or whatever, crawl through the pipe, come up out on the other side, crawl through a manhole, and they were on the run for like 23 days. One guy almost made it to Canada. They shot him like 10 miles from the Canadian border. Yeah, one guy was killed. The other guy, sorry, spoiler alert.
What year was this?
2015. It wasn't that long. Yeah, dude, it was like...
They shot him at the... Well, I guess, if he's that high profile.
Well, they were... A trooper was like, hey, who are you? And he just like took off running. And the other guy apparently was like a drunk, and they would find like hunting cabins, and he would just be like, all right, and just grabbing whiskey. He was
like a bear. He was like a bear.
Literally, he was like a bear. That's a good way of putting it.
He's like Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. He was just walking around.
Yeah, so that the other guy left him. He was like, fuck this dude. He's like turned into a drunk. He's just never going to make it. And then...
He's not going to make anything of himself.
And so then he got killed, and then the other guy actually almost made it to Canada.
Damn.
And, yeah. I know. He almost... the weird part of the show is it's structured really well. The first like 6 episodes, you're really rooting for the prisoners. And then before you get to the last episode, they do a flashback that shows what they did. And you're like, wait, fuck these guys. Like, this is terrible. Because you don't know what they're in there for. You know they're in prison, but then they're like, oh, he literally murdered a cop. And then the other guy like kidnapped this man and tried to extort money from him and fucking like butchered him and cut him up into little pieces. You're like, dude,
his parlays didn't work.
Yeah, you're right. I'm like, we gotta get this guy out of here. I'm like, this is not good.
Yo, guys, welcome to the advertisement portion of the podcast. I'm on my motherfucking Assassin's Creed shit right now. You guys can't even see me. I was doing this earlier to ensure audio quality because I'd fucked up the audio of the ads because I was recording through my laptop like a dumbass. Now I kind of like the look now that I got my phone out. All right, guys, here, big thing, and I try to add some tranquil music to the ads because it's kind of jarring. You're just listening to a podcast. You give your brain over to the podcast, and out of nowhere, it's like, hey, listen up, we got enough. And it's like, fuck, man. fuck, how about a heads up? So what we're doing, we're going to add a little gentle music. You can kind of get in the zone. You can chill. You can kind of use this time to kind of drift off, whatever you want to do. But we are going to do the advertisements. And I got to say, here's my number one advertisement right now. I fucked up and I'm doing shows. Well, hear me out here. I failed to promote my shows in the Irvine Improv, SoCal. I'm so fucking SoCal. I forgot to do the ads or make a flyer for the Irvine show. Oops, my bad. It's next weekend. Thanksgiving weekend, Friday, November 29th, Saturday, November 30th, 2 days, faux shows. Come out to motherfucking Irvine Improv. And I'll be honest, I'm not just saying this because I'm doing a show. I love Irvine. Irvine was the first place I went to in California. And I was telling someone recently, I'm like, I fucking love Irvine. And they lived in LA. And like, are you kidding? Are you trying to be funny? I'm like, no, why? And apparently everyone from LA just snubs Irvine. Like, I would never. Fuck you guys, dude. Irvine rules. LA's fucking bullshit. Irvine, we're talking Laguna Beach, we're talking motherfucking Newport Beach, conservative ass stronghold down there in SoCal, dude. Shit. Come out. I love Irvine. It's literally the first place I went to in California. I'm very excited to go there. I'm gonna bring my whole motherfucking family. We're all gonna do Thanksgiving out there. It's gonna be sick. So Irvine Improv, Friday, November 29th, Saturday, November 30th. Let's go. Let's show these LA fucking pussies, dude, who's really fucking SoCal. They're not fucking SoCal. They're north of Irvine, bro. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Take a moment to say thank you to someone in your life, including your therapist if that's someone you'd like to shout out. If you have multiple reads this month, perhaps highlight someone different each time. Well, let's see. Last week, I highlighted my mommy. I'm thankful for my mommy. I was going to do my daddy this week. I'm very thankful for my daddy, but you know what? Know who I'm going to thank this week? Our almighty creator, guys. How awesome is God? Come on now. How awesome is the fact that you can call it the Big Bang, whatever you want to call it. The universe was created out of an infinitesimal, however you say that, a teeny tiny, incomprehensibly small void, nothingness. And the universe has exploded out of nothingness, and that nothingness is the substratum of all that exists today, and it still exists in the universe. And that's basically God. How awesome is that? Thank you so much for that. I'm so grateful. Guys, this month is all about gratitude, and along with the cosmic deity I just shouted out, there's another person we don't get to thank enough, ourselves. It's sometimes hard to remind ourselves that we are trying our best to make sense of everything, and in this crazy world, that isn't easy. Here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people in your life, including yourself. And that this is the time for a personal endorsement. That's what they're asking for. Yeah, I think, therapy is good. You gotta do something, man. You gotta get outside of your ego. That's the thing that's keeping you in, your egoic struggles of just, I want more, I'm not enough, blah, blah, fucking blah. And therapy is one conduit to escape yourself and to try to forge a better life, or you can just become one with your creator. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist at any time for no additional charge. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/MSSP today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MSSP. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. That's right. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 or more players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. Guys, PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineup stays in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half for whatever reason and doesn't return, PrizePicks keeps your lineup live. Sign up today to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. What? It's guaranteed. Think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week? It's a pretty good guess. Lamar Jackson will pass more than 1.5 TDs? Oh man, cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on PrizePicks. What's better than you and your crew, dude, just cooking up hot takes and running your game on PrizePicks? Download the PrizePicks app today and use code DRENCHED to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCHED on the PrizePicks app to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Lucy is made for your nicotine routine and delivered straight to your door. They don't deliver it to your window or just kick it onto your lawn. Guess where they bring it? To your door. It's amazing. Guys, it's 100% pure nicotine and always tobacco-free. Lucy isn't like every other nicotine pouch company that's owned by Big Tobacco. They're like the mom and pop shop of pouches. Have you ever heard about breakers? They are the nicotine pouches with an extra surprise. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken open to release extra flavor and hydration. In case you're thirsty, break a pouch. If you know your pouches, you know that the nicotine doesn't hit immediately, and neither does the flavor. The geniuses at Lucy came up with a brilliant way to fix both those problems. They put a mini liquid capsule inside each breaker's pouch. And I haven't tried the breaker's pouch, but I'll be honest, Josh Cabaza, one of our producers, Josh is one of my favorite people. He is the absolute fucking man, by the way. He tried a breaker pouch on this very episode, like while he was recording it. And Sagar gave him one. He had one as well. And Josh was like raving about it. I forgot all about it. He's like, dude, that shit was fucking awesome, by the way. He liked it. So I can't give you a personal endorsement. I haven't tried it, but Josh has tried it and I trust his word. And he loved the liquid surprise. Let me tell you guys, he said it perked him right up. Guys, let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/drenched and use promo code DRENCHED to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co and use code DRENCHED to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. The Lucy products are only for adults of legal age. And every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Yes. You know what we all need to get more of? Off our ass. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will get you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather is always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportion awaits. They gotta fire the guy who wrote that fucking piece of shit paragraph. Guys, but guess what doesn't suck? Look how fucking blue that is. What is this, voltage? Look at this. Look at that shit, dude. You can put this in a Windex bottle and go, it's like, no, I'm just drinking voltage, everybody. Don't you squirt it right in your mouth. Look at this motherfucker's crazy. And you go, maybe I fucking am. Let's get off our ass together, brother, and hang on the perfect mountain. A day where epic proportion awaits. That's what I like. That's the kind of fun times I like to have with my friends, guys. When we all drink our voltage and our Baja Blast, you know what game we play? You know what fun and competitive social activity we engage in that I'd like to talk to you guys about? Let me tell you guys, man, look, when we drink regular Mountain Dew, I told you already, we wrestle. When we drink the fucking blue ass, look how fucking blue this shit is. When we drink this, oh my God, dude, we play a secret game, me and my friends. We play a secret game in which, how do I say, we all take our turn doing something fun. And the last person to, dare I say, arrive at the party has to chug the voltage full of... You know what the fuck I'm saying. You guys don't even know what's going on there. Voltage Mountain Dew. What the hell is I? Sorry, guys, I blacked out. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. Guys, the mountain is calling. You should answer. Grab your friends. Grab an ice cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold and do the do.
Yeah, the prison culture shit is like fascinating, man.
Absolutely.
I'm glad I've
You
never
wanna
went,
go.
but I kind of was like, damn, I kind of wish
How much weight were you moving then when you were selling marijuana?
decent amount.
Like pounds?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you could have gone. You actually could have gone.
I could have went to jail. In Philly, it was
Yeah.
like you could have 5 pounds and you would like get locked up, but you wouldn't do like a sentence at a certain point. But that's what I've heard. But like before though, like in the 2000s, it started getting more lax. By the end of it, nobody was going to jail for weed. Even like the cops would find a half-pound of weed on you and just be like, Jesus Christ, and just take it and make the fuck out of here.
How does it all work though? Like in terms, not the cost. So were you selling to other dealers because you had enough?
Yeah, eventually it was like I would do both. You would get like the way it would work is you'd have to like. I remember I like saved all my money so hard, and I eventually saved up $1,600, and I bought a half-pound, and then I got to like actually make money off of it. And then eventually I started, you just get it fronted to you. You like find somebody that would front me like 30 pounds of weed.
Yeah, that is the interesting thing I read from Johnny's podcast is like there's a lot of consignment. In the drug business.
And then double consignment. I would get something fronted and double consign it to other people. And then you have to kind of
what if he doesn't pay you? And then you got to pay the guy.
You tell him, hey man, if I'm falling on tough times. That's the thing. It's like you're never supposed to meet that person, like the top level person, because they want to keep like an air of like, because they're going to tell the guy like, yo, tell him I'm fucking murderer. But I met the guy.
Really?
It was, it wasn't.
Were you ever physically threatened? Did you ever see weapons?
I got robbed at gunpoint. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What was that like? What happened?
It was surreal. It was like, so I got threatened with a club one time. That was embarrassing. I gave in to the club just outside. This guy was like, I want to fucking hit you with this. And I was like, all
like
right,
what
dude.
kind of club? Like a handmade
Like
club?
a wooden, just a fucking like a 1920s police officer baton, dude. He was like, but I was in West Philly like trying to buy
you
Percocets.
did the right thing.
Yeah, and there was like 7 guys around me, and I was like, seriously, guys, where are my Percocets? And they were like, dude, we'll fucking bash your brains in. And I was like, all right, you guys can keep the $200. You win this round. But yeah, it was that. And then I had a guy one time, he got robbed and blamed it on me. I think he just took my money, but he came out, like we were in an apartment. He was like, something's got to, he like cocked a gun and walked towards me. And I was like, oh shit. That time it was just like, everything just goes super slow. I remember it being like very slow, terrified too. People were like, dude, if someone pulled a gun on me, I'd fight. It's like, I was frozen, totally frozen.
Yeah, it's
like,
fight or flight. Yeah,
exactly. Second time,
you got robbed twice.
Oh, well, that time I got like, I like paid this guy money to go get something and bring it to me. And he's like, I got robbed after you gave me the money. And I was like, bro, it's fine. I was like, it's all good, man. He's like, nah, man, this is fucked up. And he just fucking like cocked a gun and like walked. He was like, did you do it? And I was like, how the fuck what are you talking about?
Oh, like you
did I set him up?
Right,
I was like, why would I do that?
Oh man.
Whatever. Wow. But that was the whole thing. And then the second time I was in an apartment and it was like someone had owed me a bunch of money and I was bringing them more stuff. So I had like the money they owed me and like about 4 pounds of weed. And he was going to give it to some other guy. And then this just dude comes up in a ski mask with the kid who was like supposedly his customer. And the kid set it all up. But that one I was like, I remember everything slowed down again, but I was able to read their faces. And the kid I knew was very much afraid. And the other kid, I was like, he's pretending to be afraid. And then once the guy with the ski mask left with all the money and stuff, I was like, you did that.
Did you beat him up?
I started choking him.
Good.
Pretty badly. And then the kid I knew was like, stop. I was in like a blind rage. I was you're almost you have like a gun in your face. You're terrified.
That's horrifying.
And I was just holding this kid's neck. Like, I know you fucking did that. And the kid's like, stop. And like, thank God I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think I wasn't like violent like that though. I was never, that was the only time. It was like almost all my money.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. It was pretty
How did you
up.
get out of this? What got you out of it?
This podcast,
really?
I wasn't on Percocets. I was selling them. I never.
I was selling Percocets.
I'm not a vice. I was never like a vice-ridden man. Porn, obviously.
So you were
my
a true You were a true leech on society.
I was absolutely. Yeah, I had no.
You honestly should have gone to prison. I'm not gonna lie. I think you owe 3 years of your life to the state.
I think I should actually. But now I do service through high-paid podcasts.
Yeah, that's right. You're doing a service.
But I do. I honestly. It's not like a sexy tale because usually you have the redemptive arc of like I got caught, but I was pretty principled. Like I remember like I was like pills are evil. I didn't know anything about them. I'm like, oh, these are very addictive. Coke. I was like, this stuff's no good either. But weed, there was a thing where it was like, this is good for people. Because I was smoking so much of it. I was like, weed is good for people. I was like, people need weed. It's good for you. I thought it was good for me. You know, I was obviously killing it in life.
Yeah,
fighting people for Percocets.
People need to be more like you. You know, like if you smoke weed, you can also end up in West Philadelphia with a club in your face. That's what marijuana will get you.
That was for pills.
Okay,
that was for pills.
You were
weed
high at the
was
time.
chill.
You were high.
I was high forever.
There you go.
I remember I tried to start a policy with every customer. I would smoke a blunt with them, and I ended up smoking like 9 blunts, and it was just.
How do you even function?
I didn't. I wasn't functioning.
Oh, so do you still smoke a lot? You said no.
No.
Right? Okay,
now it's like very. I honestly try to. There was a big impulsive element of it, but now I've been trying to do it where I've tried to do this for years where like I almost like incorporate it into a meditation practice. But then you get into it, you're like, well, why do I even need that if I'm meditating? You know, so that was kind of like, well, so now it's like special occasions.
How much better did your sleep get?
So much better. That's the thing with weed. You can even say like, well, I'm sleeping better, but your REM sleep is trashed.
Yes, thank you.
That's
what I was
true.
about to bring up. I was like,
totally true.
There's a lot of people. There's a big psyop by the weed guys who are like, oh, if you just smoke a bowl right before bed, and it's like actually you're nuking your REM sleep. It's like people, you know, when you get on an airplane and people are like, just gonna have a glass of wine just to go to bed. And I'm like, actually, you're
not sleeping.
way shittier sleep. Yeah, it's like you're actually not sleeping at all.
Dude, nobody wants to hear this.
Semi-conscious, but
nobody wants to hear this. I tell people all the time. It's like, and the weed does fuck up your REM sleep.
Yeah, no,
you don't dream.
You don't
dream. And everyone knows when I stop smoking weed, I have crazy dreams. Like that's because your REM rebounding.
Interesting.
Same as alcohol. Oh, dude, it's like I was completely like when I was younger. Also, I was making a living off it. I'm like, weed is awesome. This stuff rules. Everybody needs this stuff. Everyone needs to be selling this stuff under me. That's what happens with heroin, though. Heroin, if you're using heroin, you try to convince people to do heroin because you want to start selling it to them, so then you don't have to pay. That's kind of it's very, very evil, and you're like want to inject them too. Yeah, I remember someone explained that to me, and I was like, someone offered for me to sell heroin. I said no. I said no, thank you, sir.
That's evil. I mean,
heroin's evil. The pills are evil, but no one knew what the fuck they were.
Yeah,
I came out of it. I got a.
Is Percocet the same as oxycodone?
Oxycodone, yes. Percocet is oxycodone mixed with acetaminophen, Tylenol, basically.
Okay.
So oxycodone and Oxycontin and Percocet are the same thing.
Is it the same strength? Is that
no?
What was the whole like pill thing in the 2000s then? So that was OxyContin, right? Or OxyContin?
It was all of them.
Okay,
it was Percocets. There's a bunch of them. It's Vicodin was big. Vicodin was hydro something.
Hydrocodone, that's right.
That's Vicodin. And Vicodins were less desirable. If you had Vicodins, people were like, oh, fine.
Right.
But Percocets, people wanted them. And then the Oxys came out, which was just like 5 milligram Percocet, 10 mil, whatever it was. Oxy would have been like 40.
Yeah, it was like 80, right?
I
read a book about it, and I remember I watched some documentary about the Sackler family. That shit is evil, man.
Dude,
in
it
terms
was.
of the cash programs and those pill mills, and they had total knowledge.
Dude.
That's really what led to the heroin spike, all the black tar heroin
Big time,
and everything.
dude. And
And
it
these
wasn't-
people had no idea what they were taking.
It wasn't just the Sacklers. It was every doctor in the country.
Absolutely.
Dude, I got
Yeah.
like I would have a sore throat from my college campus, and they do on Percocets, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But when I was like 19 or 18, and I got my wisdom teeth out, and my friend was like, bro, I will pay you. He's like, you'll get you get pills, I'll buy them off you. And I'm like, whoa. So I'll give you $200. I'm like, what? I was like, for sure.
Yes,
I hate medicine. You can have my medicine. And dude, and it was like I remember coming out like of my wisdom teeth in a haze, but remembering like I asked them, I was like, what am I gonna get? And they were like, oh, we're just gonna give you like ibuprofen. I was like, I'm a real baby with pain. Is there anything else I can have? And they're like, yeah, we'll give you like I think it was like Percocets or
That's
hydrocodone,
insane.
and they just gave me a full vial, and
That's horrible.
that was the whole thing that set the whole thing off. Because I made $200 off of it, and then
Right.
once I went to college, I was like, I got to find more of those things. And my friend was like, yo, these things are awesome, so I didn't do them.
Interesting.
And then I
You know-
watched firsthand there was like this apartment complex. Because at a certain time, I ended up finding like I would get like 2,500 Vicodin at a time.
Whoa.
And I remember my friend would bring them into this like apartment complex, and they all get distributed throughout there. And I watched this whole like little ecosystem of people like degenerate.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, and I'm like 19, 20 at the
Right.
time, and I was like, this is fucking bad.
No, it's bad.
So
Yeah, the pills, man. That
I
is
should go to
really
jail,
scary.
dude. I'm such a piece of shit.
You just got to give back to society.
I do
man.
though.
All right.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm
Okay,
all
good.
service now. I'm all
All
service.
right. All right.
I'm,
As long as-
I'm wildly overpaid, but I'm a wildly overpaid servant. That's all, dude. For real though, the thing is like, and this is why I like I've been researching the world religions a lot. There's a really good book called The World's Religions by Houston Smith, and he goes into like the connective tissue between like Hinduism, Christianity, Judaism, everything else, Islam, and I do like growing up in a Christian like environment. It was they don't sell it very well to young people. It's like, this sucks. It's like it's just a bunch of shit you got to take on face value. I started researching Hinduism when I was like. I mean, it's a classic stoner move. Just to be like
Yes,
so
it
high
is,
and be
yeah.
like, oh, dude.
There's nothing more annoying than white guys who are into Hinduism.
I know.
Then George Harrison wannabes. Just like, fuck off. Bro. In India, they literally laugh at you. They're like, yeah, we'll take your money, but
I know.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
But it is a beautiful religion.
Yes, it's
It's a
good
very, and it was like for me, it gave me a concept of God from researching it from that angle. And I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
good. Yeah, that's great.
But I like their relationship with pleasure from what I've read is like, it's not as, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's not as like forbidden. It's like, yeah, if you want pleasure, go get it till you're tired of it. Or is it?
Kind of. Well, it's hard to say, man, because even calling Hinduism a religion, obviously it is a religion, but it is intrinsic to the land of India, and I'm really convinced of that. As in, like the practice of Hinduism, like you don't go on Sunday, you just have temples everywhere. People stop on their way and off from work, like at the end of the day for special occasions, for little stuff, like you'll go and you'll ask a blessing. It's not in the Abrahamic faiths require like rigid practice, and this is much more like a part of daily life. So the religion itself doesn't like say yes or no or whatever about, I don't know, pleasure, hard work, etc. It doesn't like prescribe rules, but the Indian culture definitely also plays like a huge part of it. So I'm not really convinced. That's why I think
see what you're
Buddhism is a religion. I think that actually is a religion, and that's one
Yeah.
that can transpose into Western society or whatever. But Hinduism, like you really got to be in India if you want to be
That makes
like,
sense.
a real Hindu, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least practice it in the way that it's meant to be practiced. You can try, obviously, and everybody can do their own thing. But there's a huge amount of people who are Hindus who are atheists. They don't even believe like in God.
It's more, you're saying it's more
Yeah.
of a cultural
It's
kind of
part of
practice.
the Indian culture. Like like when you're there, it just makes sense. Like that's how people practice their lives. Like each village has its own deity. The way that there's a certain type of blessing, or they call it a puja, which is a ceremony, which is the type of puja that you would do for this milestone in your life or whatever. Whereas like Abrahamic faiths is like on Sunday or on Friday we pray.
Yeah.
We pray 5 times a day, and we do it at this time. And the the whatever the chant of the prayer, and with the meat that we eat is like this. Where even amongst Hindus, like 40% of Hindus are vegetarian, but 60% are not. So there's no yes and no on life
Yeah,
or
yeah.
on how to live. Like it's just very much part
This
of
is
the
what
culture
they do.
over 8,000, 9,000 years.
Yeah, that is it is such a funny stoner move though to be like, dude, I think
Oh,
I'm
it's so
used to mushrooms.
And
You're
yoga.
dude,
It's
I
like
think
girls
I'm
who are into yoga. It's like, shut the fuck. They're like, my Shavasana. We're like, oh.
Yeah,
God.
that is tough when they start
Yeah.
you start like 4 Sanskrit words and you're like,
God, yeah.
Sukha.
Yes. Or the Om tattoos. You're just like,
Yes.
spare me, man.
I will
Spare
say,
me.
dude, I will
Yeah.
say though, if from like just like a
Isn't that a Hindu? Isn't that the Hindu deity? It kind of looks like it. What do you got going on over there? That
this
is.
might be Shiva.
That's Sanskrit. That's Sanskrit down there. I
This
can't read
is.
it. Yeah.
Oh, this
No,
this is
no,
actually
no.
English.
Oh,
Dude,
oh.
this was a
Oh, it's
shirt I
written in
designed and tried to
script.
sell as merch, and it's a very low seller.
Shocker.
Yeah, dude, I do think though there's something religiously. Let's just say in the United States, it's like Christianity it's cool. It's getting a resurgence,
I don't think so. Statistically, no.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's
Yeah.
just the internet memes. I'm thinking
Yeah, I
of.
think you're thinking of trad wife.
I'm thinking of Trad Wife.
If you
internet
take a
memes.
look at the stats, Christianity has never, I mean, not Christianity, religion. We have never lived in a more secular country.
Yeah.
Honestly, even coming back here is shocking. Like to Texas in the modern, I mean, I literally grew up here. This was a deep Bible Belt state. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And to watch it become like cosmopolitan is weird, honestly.
Yeah.
Even when I go back to College Station, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just don't feel the same. I don't live there anymore. So it's kind of different, but it doesn't just feel the way that it did back then. And in general, stats wise, the evangelism, Catholicism, all practicing religions, and the rise of people who just call themselves spiritual or whatever,
Right.
has never been higher.
Right.
And that's really, I mean, the right wing trad people are the ones who blame that for
Yeah.
where we are. But honestly, kind of to make it political, I think that's why Trump is the first like real secular president. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows, like
He
Trump
loves the
is
Bible. What are you
not
talking about, dude? He
religious.
loves the
Yeah,
Bible.
but it's like, yeah, he loves it so much that he sells a copy. But 30% of the people who voted for Trump are literally pro-choice, like over 30%. That's crazy, right? If
Yeah.
you think about it in terms of the abortion election and all of that. So the mass secularization of America has made being conservative, like just though the Texas I grew up and George W. Bush was literally my governor.
Yeah.
That type of conservatism, it's fucking gone. Man.
Oh
It's
yeah,
totally
for
gone.
sure. I think they're to bring back to my main point. I think I do think like there's a lot of people who have left organized religion who are going towards kind of spiritualism, but no,
Definitely.
everyone has I think now it's like everyone has a very strained relationship. If people are trying to like practice some form of like God in their life,
Mhm.
I do feel like researching other religions helps people kind of like conceptualize it because you're like,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
I'm not going to do this, but you can read that and like, yeah, that kind of makes sense if you
Of
look
course
at it like
it
a
does.
giant
I mean,
conscious
and then
universe.
even then, I mean, I could defend. There's
What
a
are
lot
your stances on that?
what religion?
Yeah, religion, God, God, like believing in God.
I'm
versus
not religious at all. I mean, I grew up around here, so I still have a very like side eye view of a lot of the Bible Belt stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for people now that I've been removed from it for quite a long time.
Yeah.
There's it's like the South Park episode about Mormonism, where you're like, look, this is some batshit crazy stuff, but the truth is like they're living a better life than you.
Yeah.
You're like I mean, so like maybe we're the crazy ones, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They're the ones who believe in Planet Kolob or whatever, but they have 9 children. They're really happy. They help each other. The Mormon Church has no debt. They make sure that you get very cheap education at BYU's. If you stay in the faith, they take care of you. They take care of each other. I grew up around a lot of Mormons. They're some of the happiest people I know. They have like multiple children. They settled well. They seem like they're doing like really well in life, and they get to they have a big community aspect where you always have just dozens of people who share your values, who are around, who if you're out of town, somebody can come watch your pets, or if you need help with your kids or whatever. So like they're the winners in life, man. Like that's what people need to take away.
That's
Like,
my my question is like
Yeah.
that's what I've been trying to like read about and like think about a lot is like what is the grounding force for like people's lives, and if it
Mm-hmm.
if it dissipates into like if there is no, that's like what religion has been
Yes.
forever, and
Well,
now
it's
people
a
are like
way-
people
oh.
the antidepressants, like all that, people are just now like you have to like back up the molecules in your brain because you're sad because your worldview is
Absolutely.
inherently kind of bleak.
Very, very well said. And also, I mean, like wokeism, quote unquote, is a religion. Any
Yeah.
sort, or being anti-woke is also a
It
religion.
is, yeah.
Politics is a religion.
For
so
sure.
religion will find a way in its life, whether you find religion or not. The thing is about it is what I, would advocate for is that I think, especially in big cities and like in elite circles, there's a real sneering at religion, but they don't look at it in the way that I just said, where it's doing quite a lot of good for people who are in the faith in the community. So for me, I'm just like, look, do whatever you want to do. And actually, having lived all my entire adult life in mass secular America, we have a lot of problems, right? Like the gathering place of the secular American is the bar. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That's weird, actually. Like
Yeah.
waiting until you're in your mid 30s to even try to start having children, and then by that time, like I don't know. I just
Yeah,
think
they
there's
should
a
be
lot of
turning it into
choices
Christ's
and-
blood. They should be turning it into Christ's blood.
yeah, it's just-
Slamming it.
there's just choices that you make that make it all about you. And one of the things that are really important about religion is like, actually, no, it's not about you. It's about other people. And
Yes.
so by doing that and by choosing the secular elite path, you are literally pursuing something that is just all about you. It's about the pursuit of your own pleasure, about your own money, about all of this. But it will strip away any of the great things in life that will genuinely make you happy. So if you're not religious, then you have to actually consciously seek that out. And I'm telling you about this. You have children now, right? Like it's probably harder to connect and find like groups of other parents. Whereas if you grew up in Texas in the '90s and you went to church, that's dusted, bro.
You're
like
done. Yeah, you're
it's
done.
day one. It's sold.
Yeah.
Like someone will be at your house when your wife gives birth. They will have food waiting in your house.
Yeah.
And all that. But if you don't have that type of community, that's really hard.
You're
And
stuck.
the number of people, actually, there's a really interesting like American Family Studies study that shows that the number of friends, particularly among men, the number of like male friends that people have has an all-time low. I think the record number is actually in the 0 to 1 category of people who consider themselves like close friends. And so if you think about it, like in that community aspect, people are lonelier than ever. ever. They're having difficulty really finding a mate. They're really having problems in terms of fostering close friendships. So they're doing what? Betting parlays on gambling in order they just want to feel something. So
Stimulate the brain.
They're stimulating the brain.
Yeah, that is
Exactly.
sad. That's my problem is like there needs to be some sort of cohesive organizing force, and most of them are negative. Where it's like again, it's like fucking Proud Boys, all that. You get like the things are, and it's not even like a lot of it I think does come down to the media because it's like it's like you don't have to take your worldview or your life prescriptive path of the media, but it's like they are experts, they are this, and it is looked upon as like this is an authoritative source of information.
Yeah.
And it's just mean. Like everything you see is just like this guy is such a loser. Let me tell you about this guy. And it's on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's bad for people mentally. Like,
well,
a
definitely, but I will give that's a bit cope also because people blame the media and it's like, look, that's what people want. Like at a certain point, like
Sure.
it's true. I could be so much more successful, wealthy, and famous if I just did that. I actually am actively giving up.
That's
a
what
lot
I'm saying.
Of that.
That's what I'm saying. It's
no,
like,
I know, but that's a choice that I'm making. But the truth is that is what most people want. Most people want to fulfill their base instincts. They want to have that that dopamine rush of saying, yeah. I mean, honestly, Shane's bit about the Fox News dad. I mean, I actually the first time I met him, I was like, that really is like probably one of the most important bits you've ever done because it's deeply true.
It's in the vernacular now. People will say, I have a Fox News dad.
I have a Fox.
Yeah.
It is a deeply true, like, it's a bit, it's a comedy bit, but that is like an archetype and something that really does exist, like in American society.
No, it is. It's true.
And it's I would flip it and say there are also MSNBC moms out there,
Big
right,
time.
who are just as bad on wine moms and all that. But it is a cancer on American society. But honestly, that's what they want. Like I was talking with Lex yesterday, and I brought up one of my favorite media quotes, and it's from a book called The Loudest Voice in the Room, and it's a biography of Roger Ailes, who was the chairman of Fox News and the creator. And he said, people want to be informed, or so people don't want to be informed. They want to feel informed. And I think that is like the most deeply true thing about media that I've ever read.
Yeah, no, that's true. I guess what I'm saying is like, it's just bad. It's bad because it's like you're saying, there's a financial incentive to be like a major dickhead, which when I first saw reality TV, I was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is creating a pathway.
Right, but it's
being
good,
just a absolute.
It's
so bad.
It's so good.
It's
though.
so
Yeah,
bad.
no, it's bad for America.
If
but
you were
it's fun to
smoking weed
watch.
back then, you'd have been like, what the fuck, dude? This is so fucked up. I remember I was just high watching reality TV like this. This is modeling a type of behavior that also pays off genuinely,
Narcissism,
which taps into people's, own like biological drives. And I was like, this is not good because that's what's being modeled. That's what's you're pushed unconsciously to do. And like you were saying, like, dude, if you wanted to like really double down, any of us can do it.
Oh, it's
hang a
so
couple American
simple.
flags back here and be like, let me tell you something, motherfucking.
I get so annoyed and be like, you're a grifter or whatever. I'm like, bitch, I could make way more money.
I could grift.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like, if I
grift,
wanted to grift, I would grift you bitch. Oh, yeah. Be like, if I just sat there and be like, look at these liberal tears that are flowing from their faces.
I'm telling you, all the channels, you put an American flag behind you,
so
you
simple.
sell your merch hat, and it's just
especially
like.
for me, brown guy, be like, brown guy loves Trump and all this stuff.
I know, dude.
So bored. The problem is that I get bored, man. I find those people so utterly boring that I have no interest in even talking to them.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is humiliating.
But you could make a lot of money.
a shit ton of money.
Especially if you're a black guy is the top of the market value. If you're a black guy with a red hat, let me tell you something. It's like
you'll be famous overnight. MAGA memas will be sending you $5 a month and being like, "Have you seen this nice young man?" yeah.
But yeah, I do hope we can like somehow move to something that animates people other than like, you think people will ever be animated other than their base instincts by the masses, or do you think there will be like an actual like
Gen Pop? No, Gen Pop will always be the same.
Always be.
Yeah, look, America, society, these rise of mass media has always looked exactly the same. Like people think it's worse now than it ever was. Total bullshit. If you go back and you look at the yellow journalism era, like it was insane. People were slamming each other, and I mean, imagine this: America's news in the 1800s was literally political. Like when you would read the news, you would read the Kentucky Democrat, or you would read like the Kansas City Republican. Like your literal newspaper was the party that you supported. And one of the ways that people would get interested and instigate politics is socialists and others would be like, we're starting a socialist newspaper because the news itself was a political vector.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, the
because
news.
I was totally bought into like, dude, it's never been this bad.
No, absolutely not. It's bullshit. So like the thing is that in the old days, the rise of yellow journalism, of the penny papers, people like William Randolph Hearst and others, and before him like Joseph Gordon Bennett, it was all sensationalism, tabloid. That's where it all comes from, and that was overwhelmingly popular. What happened is that the old days that we romanticize is actually a very unique time in American history, where the vast majority of Americans were getting their news from the network TV. So in the 60s and the 70s, everybody romanticizes Walter Cronkite, all this stuff. Let me tell you something. The news was just as fake back then as it is today. It's just that, thank God we have the internet to be like, no, it's fake and it's bullshit. Because, it's a slog, but people should read it. It's called Personal History by Katharine Graham. She ran the Washington Post. She was the owner of it, and her father bought the paper, and then her son is the one who sold it to Jeff Bezos. But so she ran the paper for basically her entire life. Her husband ran it, then he committed suicide, and she took over and ran it for decades. And if you read that paper, actually, if you've ever watched the movie The Post, it's directed by Steven Spielberg with Tom Hanks, and it's about the Pentagon Papers. Meryl Streep plays her in the movie, and it's really like when reading that book, you're like, you know, she's getting politicking with Kennedy is at dinner, and he's like giving them advice on how to write in the paper. And her husband, who was the owner of the Post, is friends with JFK, and he's skewing the coverage in a certain way. So everyone has this romantic nature about the 60s and Cronkite. It's like, no, they were just as partisan as people are as today, as Rachel Maddow and these people. They were, but America didn't know. They had much more higher like institutional trust, and cable news exploded that obviously after the network era. And then the rise of blogs and everything. But people were really romanticized this, oh, the news was fair and balanced. It's like, no, it's not. That the news is what got us into Vietnam. You know, the news,
true.
no, it wasn't fair and balanced. These people were writing columns and justifying all this bullshit. They knew what was happening. They didn't report any of it. It was only in 1968 we finally tell everybody the truth. By that time, 500,000 Americans are sitting in Vietnam. JFK, we used to go and hang out, and all of his secretaries, McNamara and all these guys were hanging out in Georgetown, which is a very rich neighborhood, at their fancy-ass mansion, secretly telling them what they should write in their papers. Like, dude, it's always been like as corrupt. People just didn't know it. Yeah,
I feel like Trump did kind of crack the he parted the veil to be like, yo, this is actually a lot of this is bullshit.
The roots of Trump are there's a famous clip, 2012, Newt Gingrich was the Republican debate, South Carolina debate, and the opening question, even I will admit it's a crazy question. They were like, Mr. Gingrich, he I don't know the circumstances. He's on his third wife, and he divorced his wife. I think she was going through cancer or something like that. Oh, it was terrible. It was bad. It was bad. And it was the second time that he'd done something like that. Anyway, so that was the opening question, and Gingrich is like, let me tell you something. That was one of the most disgusting acts, and the mainstream media is a direct participant, something like that, in the Democratic Party. And the pop, as you would say, from the audience, roars. Like you can hear it on the microphone of like, whoa, and all of that. And I watched that clip because all the ingredients for Trump were there the whole time. It's just like you have to go and look for it. Like Michelle
he was the first
Bachmann,
one that tapped into that.
Well, he was the first one who attacked his media on the stage and flipped the debate and made it about them. And it was a referendum. It was like, no, fuck you, actually.
Whoa.
And you could see John King is kind of taken aback because he's never experienced this before. And now it's the norm in Republican politics. People expect it. At that time, it was crazy. It was shocking. But yeah, I mean, I watched that clip a lot because I'm like, that's it. That's where Donald Trump, 2015, the famous debate, and Megyn Kelly's like, Mr. Trump, you've called women pigs, he's like, only Rosie O'Donnell. And it's just
everyone,
the crowd just roars, man. And it's like, that was it. Like, that's the moment that he won, in my opinion, in the 2015 primary. Broke politics forever. But the ingredients were there. They were all there.
It's funny that he was like that was like one of the first dominoes that toppled the mainstream media, and he was just trying to get a fourth wife. He was just trying to get something new. He was like, bro, nothing's going to stop me.
Yeah.
Not the entire mainstream media.
No, I think what it is in all of this is that the base has always hated the media. It's just that the politicians, they need the media. I mean, this is another like fakery out of all of this, is that the idea that the Republicans hate the media, like nobody craves media attention more than Republicans.
For sure.
Specifically mainstream media. There are some good ones out there who actually understand that the news is bad and like don't want to give them access. But in reality, like as much as they say they hate it, like they want to be on CNN, bro. They like it. They want to go on Fox. They don't, I don't know.
So speaking of the politician stuff, so Matt Gaetz, that's something I can't like wrap my head around. He got appointed. That's his name.
Attorney General. That's
Attorney
right.
General.
Yeah, he's nominated to be the Attorney General.
And what the big thing about him is that he might have trafficked kids.
So man,
that's a weird one.
The details are very strange. So and to be fair, the DOJ did drop their case against him. So they investigated it and they leaked a lot of the details. So he was never convicted or even prosecuted of any of this. And there genuinely was some weird. I'd have to go back and look at the details, but somebody was trying to blackmail him for like $25 million, and that's how some of this stuff came out. But like empirically, he was definitely like hooking up with like very young girls and like hanging out with sketchy people and getting blackout drunk, like all while he was a congressman. Yeah. So the detail, as I understand it, 2021 to now, there's been a 3-year investigation in the House Ethics Committee about Gaetz and his behavior that was instigated by an attorney who filed a complaint claiming to represent an underage girl who says that she slept with Matt Gaetz whenever she was underage. Now, obviously, though, she may claim that, but as I understand it, the feds did investigate at least some of these claims, and of course, They haven't brought charges.
Sure.
So the report itself was due to be released, I think tomorrow, actually, from the day that we are taping. And that report now will not be released because what happened is that Gates got nominated to be the Attorney General, and he resigned as the House of Representatives. So the House Ethics Committee, 2 days later of his nomination, was supposed to release that, but they will no longer release the report because he's no longer a sitting member of Congress, considering his resignation. So there's some background.
That's kind of sketchy, yeah.
Look, I mean, his behavior has also made it a little weird in terms of, first of all, just what he admitted to is wild.
Also,
right, yeah.
why would he be appointed, though? It almost seems like he'd have perhaps dirt on DJT.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
No,
To be
no,
like-
I don't think it's a dirt thing. Dude, Gates is just one of it. Like, he's one of his biggest.
He's one of his bros?
Yeah, no, not bros. He's just one of his biggest defenders on television. He's
Yeah,
one of those
yeah.
people who, like, anything goes, like, he's all in. I mean, look,
It seems
I get
tactical, I'm saying. They like to
be
abandon
right.
Congress,
I don't
have a
know.
higher job
Right.
2 days before potentially the shoe
Look,
drops.
you could read that into that if you want.
That's what I'm
but I
thinking.
mean, but at the same time, like, why would Trump go along with that scheme then, right? Like, because for this, Trump would have to be like, okay, Matt, I'll bail you out. But
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's hence the dirt. I don't know. I'm just wildly speculating.
I don't
I'm
think
trying to
so.
figure out why appoint somebody with such a sketchy record.
Oh, I mean, I think that the case
'Cause
is
he was
simple.
your
Gates is a
outspoken-
true believer.
he was
That's
a
what
true
it is. He's
believer,
been
right.
all in for Trump for 8 years. He was his biggest defender on television.
Mm-hmm.
Trump loves him. He always goes on Fox, and he's always Matt Gates is always like, I'm all in for Trump. To be
Gotcha.
fair, Gates is an interesting guy. Like, from my perspective, he has generally been anti-war. Like, he's been sponsored a lot of stuff with progressive Democrats about trying to end forever wars.
Okay.
He's somebody who wanted to pardon Edward Snowden. He
Mm-hmm.
opposed the Julian Assange stuff. You'll like this. He's very pro-weed. He's one of the most pro-marijuana members of Congress.
I don't care
one
about
of
weed
my,
anymore. I like mushrooms. Right?
Okay, all right. But well, we're coming for that next. But he's actually quite libertarian, is the way.
Okay.
He's pro Bitcoin, you know.
I
And he's
see,
been a
I see.
heterodox guy for a while, so I'm not that worried about. People hate Matt Gates because I mean, look, he's kind of an asshole, like media wise.
For sure.
He's got a reputation about town, and he likes to come in and he likes to mouth off. Can we put it that
Yeah,
way?
yeah, for sure,
Right? He's got
sure.
a bad, like, the Republicans hate him because he's the one who mounted that coup against Kevin McCarthy and got Kevin McCarthy kicked out. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
a lot of the establishment types hate him, but Trump loves him because he's loyal, and he wants him to, like, root out a lot of the people who are in the Department of Justice who he would see as, like, deep state or enemies or whatever.
sure.
And I honestly think Gates would do that, but I mean, it is crazy because AG is like a real dude. You're the chief legal officer of the United States. Like, you have
Damn.
to determine the legality of president's actions. You direct the Department of Justice and the FBI, like, what type of cases we're going to prosecute or not. Like, you make the call on some, like, really big decisions. Like, you have to write the legal justification sometimes for what the president is doing, work with the White House counsel's office. I mean, it is a real no shit job. Like, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
real job.
I'm glad you said that because that was my next
I
question.
had to go
What the
look
fuck's
it
the
up.
Attorney General?
I had to go look it up because I was like, yo, does he even have a law degree? But he does. Yeah. But I was like, I don't know if he's a lawyer,
That's fucking wild. So it is about. We're about to enter, like, what's the Senate and the House are Republican
Yes,
now.
the
We'll
Senate
get
and the House
two
are
Supreme Court picks most
Yes.
likely.
Yeah, Alito and Clarence Thomas. That's
Yeah.
right. They'll probably resign. Although Sonia Sotomayor, one of the Democrats, she's 70, but she does have type 1 diabetes. And Democrats have tried to get her to resign because they're like, hey, you need to go so that Biden can
Switch
appoint
you out.
somebody. But she pulled an RBG and she's like, I'm not going anywhere.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn, 'cause they
Crazy.
wanted one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Can
we're going to
you
enter
believe
into
that?
like a. What's up?
Can you believe that she did that? These people are such narcissists. She's
Yeah, I
like,
can totally
so
believe that she did
believes in power and like not even being part. I mean, I don't really care, but it's more from a liberal perspective. It's like, if you think this is fascism and the end of democracy, like, bitch, then resign. Like,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
You're literally type 1 diabetic, 7 years old, and you're obese. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? Look at a fucking actuarial table. Like,
Dude, it is sad though if you think about, like, even like what happened to Biden. It's like
Yeah.
being that old and being driven by kind of like the
Sad.
power drive until like your brain just falls apart. It's pretty fucking terrible.
I mean, I say it's sad, but it's also, like, pathetic and deeply egomaniacal and narcissistic. And that, at the end of the day, that's what it takes to be a politician. Like, that's the truth. Is he, by the way, has been the same his entire life. So I talked about this book yesterday with Friedman called What It Takes. It's written in 1988. It's about the 1988 presidential campaign. That's where Biden had that plagiarism scandal. He's been an egomaniacal, narcissist, chip
Yeah.
on his shoulder guy for his entire life. So, what they say about when you get old is it just makes you more of what you already are.
Oh,
Like, if you're already an arrogant fuck, like, you're just going to be more of an arrogant fuck when you're old. Like, that's if
so
you're-
sad, man.
It's true. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
That was my overarching point with religion. It's like I feel like as a society, we need a vehicle for self-transcendence so that you don't become a just 80-year-old walking around demented, like trying to lead the country.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's like genuinely like self-idolatry. He's like, I am the one. I will stop Donald Trump. I'm the most important figure. Nothing is bigger than me. It's pure narcissism, and he's chiefly responsible for being a terrible president, but also for the loss of the Democratic Party. It really, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
if I were them, I would be freaking out. I would be so furious. I mean, nobody has fucked their party more than Biden since George W. Bush and his handling of the Iraq War.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think the future of the Democratic Party is going to look? Because I thought the same thing. Like, dude, if they don't I think they're going to need an outsider. They're going to need a Democrat.
Yeah,
Trump.
that was my prediction. Not necessarily Democratic Trump, but if we're in an era, so for example, like Obama, like rose from the ashes, right? Because he was a no-name senator. He gave it a great speech in 2004, big fucking deal. Okay.
Yeah.
But then he came out of nowhere. He had anti-war credentials, and Harry Reid is actually the one who was like, "You should run for president." He's like, "You're not a good senator." He's like, "You don't like it here." He's like, "Get out of here. Go run for president." He's the first person who put that in Obama's mind. But with the rest of them, like if we look in the past, Bill Clinton also came out of nowhere in 92.
Right.
We had 12 years of Republican rule,
Yeah.
1980
Was
to
it Reagan and
1992.
Bush?
It was Reagan and it was Bush. And Clinton, I mean, he was a no-name governor from Arkansas, but he created this thing, the Democratic Leadership Committee, which like basically moved the Democratic Party much more to the right and made it more of like a neoliberal thing. And that's how he was able to win like a major victory in 92. So somebody will come. I think that person needs to come from the ashes, though. I think anybody tainted by the stain of like wokeism from the 2010s and the Great Awakening onward, on top of like the Biden and all the trans shit and all this, plus just this whole last decade has been a nightmare, right?
It collapsed in on itself.
And it collapsed in and of itself. So anybody really tainted by that at the national political level, they're gonna have a tough time, in my opinion. That's why, even though I think Gavin Newsom's very talented, and I think that Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer, Pete Buttigieg, and all these other people, I think that they like to believe that they could overcome it. And maybe, right? Like Trump could fuck everything up and he could be a nightmare, right? In terms of his popularity, and it'd be easy to beat him. Anybody could. But if he doesn't, and if he governs even reasonably well, 40-50% approval rating, you're going to need somebody with like real political entrepreneurship and skills to be able to rise out of that.
Yeah, and they kind of, the Republican side has a kind of like I feel like a deeper roster. People they could tap that are also like RFK. He can like talk. He's not like a total robot.
Well, he's not
of a politician.
Republican, right? So he's whatever he
independent,
is. He's an independent. He's endorsed Trump. Yes, although I don't think RFK will ever run again.
I don't think he will.
This is it for
I don't
him.
think he will.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they seem to have like a Tulsi Gabbard. Like they have like a deeper roster of people. Maybe that's just me because I'm biased. But it's like
maybe
I don't know if anyone like like you're saying like these like Newsom, Buttigieg is like. I really think they need a new person.
Absolutely, you need somebody who is totally untainted by the system, and that's real. That's what Obama was. That's what Bill Clinton was.
Yeah.
I mean, the appetite for. Although I will say, the appetite. The thing is about the Democratic base is now it's rich white people, and the thing is about rich white people is they don't really give a shit about a lot of stuff. They just want to win. Like I'm serious. Like they are just like we want to win. They're like, oh, you need to say what? Okay, whatever. Like say it. Just win. So it is a little different this time because this time around, as whatever narrative they're sold about what will beat Trump, that's who they're going to nominate.
Yeah.
That's why they nominated Biden. They didn't care what he stood for.
I know.
They were like, we need Trump out of here.
Yeah.
It was that's
like,
what it's going to be like.
Bring out the dancing black ladies.
They'll do anything.
They threw
Yeah.
everything. They were like Beyonce, Cardi.
So were you as shocked as I was that they get paid? I had no idea.
I knew they got paid.
I had no idea.
I didn't know.
I was so naive. I thought celebrities just did it because they supported them.
If they didn't get paid, it's because they're at the Diddy parties. So like you better show my W-2.
Yeah,
it's just so weird to be like
$1
we're gonna have
million to Oprah. $1 million.
$1 million, dude.
She's a billionaire. What the fuck do you need $1 million for? What are we doing?
I mean, it's a nice little treat, though.
Yeah, sure, but
we'll give you a
but
mill.
it's like,
She's
don't
like,
you already support Kamala? Like, just do it, And that's the thing is, I don't think they're getting paid to say something that they don't already believe. But if you already believe it, just do it for free. Like, why would you? Like,
I don't think they believe it. You can't.
Maybe you're right,
You
bro.
can't guarantee. Like, there's no way. There's no like. Again, it's like Republicans. I'm not like a big Republican guy, but I really like zoom in on like the liberal Democrat, like the modern liberal Democrat type. It's like I don't really see a coherent vision at all. It's too bought in on the postmodernism, which is in itself is self-contradictory and goes nowhere.
Definitely.
So that's kind of what happened to them. They like it was their like Trump was the right's Energizer battery pack. Theirs was like the postmodern racial power versus worldview.
Yeah, it's very odd.
And it just literally collapses in on itself and it contradicts itself. Like, there's no hierarchies. It's like, well, who do you prefer, Trump or Biden? Well, there are hierarchies, all that bullshit. But it's like they're gonna have. If I were a Democrat like leading the campaign, an outsider candidate, and I would come by and be like, if you're a Trump supporter, I still love you, man. That's all they have to. That's all they have to do.
Yeah,
all they have
I mean,
to do. Bro,
they
I
made
love
the
you.
whole dictator fascist playbook that they ran this time. That was very stupid,
Yeah.
that they did. So I don't know how they're going to do it, man. I really don't. I have confidence that they will figure it out just because people are too triumphalist, as in I know I always talk about the 2008 Obama wins, right? They're like, we will never lose an election again. James Carville literally wrote a book called 40 More Years about how the Democrats will be in power forever. Demographics are destiny. It's over. It's a white party. And now Donald Trump has won 2 out of the last 3 presidential elections. The last one, he won the popular vote and he won Latino men. He basically completed a racial realignment of U.S. politics.
It's insane.
Imagine going back, to 2008 and telling me that. That was only 16 years ago, man. It wasn't that long ago.
And Obama lost his juice when they trotted him out to be like, go yell at young black guys.
Right.
Like, dude, it just is like, man.
It's like you sneering. Just like that's the I have Obama derangement syndrome. Like I hate Obama, and like not for the reasons that like white boomers hate him. We're like he's destroying this country.
I was working construction when he got elected, and it was a somber day for like
the boomers,
white, like boomer age white guys. They would come into work and be like, they were just mad he was a black guy. That was it. They came in and they were going. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think there's something very sinister about wrapping yourself in that like cultural identity. And
I call him the Instagram president. He's this fucking, he's just this cultural elite. He's everything that he supposedly stood against. And
I know.
The way that he governed, he came and he was supposed to end the Iraq war and the financial crisis he was supposed to solve. He fucked both of those up. We had a horrible economic depression for the entire period. I mean, look at it. If you want to look at the wealth inequality, the explosion, the lack of wage growth, that all happened under Obama. He got lucky that Mitt Romney ran against him. All the ingredients to be able to beat him were there. Romney just ran a terrible campaign. And then immigration in 2014, he overinterprets his mandate and he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to do whatever I want on immigration. And he goes all in and he does DACA. And honestly, that is responsible for Donald Trump because what he did is he both polarized the liberal base on the issue of immigration, which was amnesty first, maybe border security sometime in the future. But he also energized the Republicans who were like, oh my God, when they have power, they're going to mass legalize literally millions of illegal immigrants. And that it leads to the 2014 executive order leads directly 1 year later, Trump comes down the escalator and says, no, we're going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it. So there are direct consequences for these actions. And immigration is the number one reason, in my opinion, why Donald Trump was elected. Like there's no question. Even
what do you think about the population collapse that's going to come when all like the boomers go? And
I think that's fake.
You don't think we're going to have to be just importing people?
No. And I think that's a very convenient explanation. I mean, look, at a certain point too,
if the numbers dip, how's it not real?
No, what I'm saying is that the idea that first of all that we're gonna have population collapse and we're like Japan is just like not true. But there's first of all, but the second is there's this presumption that the only way to do it is to import like basically like second class citizens from South America.
Did you ever read The Next 100 Years by George Friedman?
I have not read that book. I think I'm familiar with the thesis.
That's his big thing.
Right. So I mean, this is a very popular way that people justify like mass migration. First of all, like there's another way, which is you could try both economic and social incentives to change the picture. But the other thing is there's something like really sick about this idea that the only way to like that the birth rate itself is the only thing that matters and not like what the actual makeup of the United States is and all the secondary and the secondary tertiary effects of what mass illegal immigration like does to the U.S. economy, to U.S. society. It makes a mockery of like U.S. law and like the entire way our immigration system works is just totally fucked up. Like people don't understand like. Our immigration system is totally unique in the Western world. The entire rest of the Western world has basically merit-based immigration. We are the only country still left on family-based chain migration. So what that means is that, so I'm a U.S. citizen, right? And so, because I was born here in Bryan, Texas, but the way it would have worked is my parents who emigrated here, their family members have a preference in the U.S. immigration system if they were able to sponsor someone to come to America. It doesn't matter whether those family members are they college educated? Like, who are these people, right? Like, do you have a degree? Like, what's your job? Like, are you able to support yourself? That makes no sense. If you migrate to Australia, they're like, they have a points-based immigration system. So they're like, a college degree, cool. Oh, you speak English? Much higher up at the list. For sure. Right? That's how it should work. It should be merit-based. It should be based upon, are you going to benefit the America? Now, people get very squirrely about this because it is contrary to the way that what I talked about earlier, the 1800s mass immigration.
Yeah, that was my mom's dad.
Okay,
over.
but
no, it was the 1900s. Sorry.
Right, but here's a good quote that I heard: "We don't make immigration policy for our grandparents; we do it for our grandchildren." Just because so in the 1800s we had what Industrial Revolution, we needed a shit ton of basically just like bodies to sit there and you shovel. Oh, you can swing a shovel, cool. You're fucking Slovenian, who cares? Whatever. But that's not how the U.S. economy works.
Yeah,
like, the U.S. economy is a service-based economy. Our manufacturing jobs are high-tech manufacturing. Like you need to be able to speak English to function in America. 12 million people illegally entered this country in the last 4 years. The 27% of them don't have a high school diploma in Spanish, by the way, so they're barely literate in Spanish. 20-something% of them have barely completed a high school education by Latin American standards or wherever they came from, and then only a small portion are actually college educated. So look, be real. Look at the stats. What is that going to cost the United States? Are they bad people? Absolutely not.
For sure.
But it makes a mockery of this idea of, first of all, of just order. Like in terms of being able to just come here, no matter who you are, you just raise your hand and fake say, I fear for my life.
Yeah.
You're an economic migrant. Let's all be honest. And if you interview these people, they'll tell you the same. They're like, I came here for a job. I don't begrudge you. That's fine. But the point is that you can't allow that system to be in place where basically the cost of the bill of all this is going to come down to us. So we need to dramatically shift to an actual merit-based immigration system. That's number one. But two, what we really need to do is also consider, after that period of massive immigration, of European migration, we had social chaos in this country. We actually were becoming like ethnic. There was a whole war over this. Teddy Roosevelt gave a famous speech. There is no, we are done with hyphenated America. And hyphenated me like, like I'm a Slovenian American. He was like, no, we're all Americans. We need to be done with hyphenation. And that led to a complete shutdown, basically, of U.S. immigration from the 1920s up until the Immigration Naturalization Act of 1965. That immigration moratorium actually allowed for assimilation, where the term white became popular because it's like, as you know, if you read a book, ask white Protestants, were Irish people white in 1920? Absolutely not. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, they're like Lithuanian. They're like, you're Lithuanian. You're not white. Okay. That was bad. Just so we're all aware. That was bad.
Yeah.
And so the change in that, we need to go through that again. Like we need to completely change the way that our foreign-born population has never been as high than previous from the late 1900s, right around when we had the same immigration moratorium. We're signing up for the same levels of problems where our heterogeneous population is just way too removed from each other. We don't have a common civic understanding or any of this. And the truth is that if you just keep importing 1 million people per year, and then the vast majority of them are illegal, no disorderly process, like, dude, this just breaks the civic foundation of the country. Like, it's just not going to work. And I say this as somebody whose parents came from India. Like, but that's my point, is I'm here now. I'm a citizen. Like, I have to care about my children, my grandchildren. What country are they going to grow up in?
Yeah, and it's also it's like, so it is kind of a bullshit thing to be like, well, since your parents came, you have to decide. It's like,
so
I can change my fucking mind.
Well, exactly. By the way, they left the third world so I could live in the first world and I can make up my own mind. It's
amazing.
The best part of coming to America and to the West, anybody who is from like a Western or a non-Western country will know this. In non-Western countries, you're kind of like told what to do. There's a path, and there's a rigid class system, and there's like, this is how we live our life. And like, that's the best part about coming here, man. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. The social mobility here is better than anywhere else in the entire world,
dude. And that was the problem. I went to school for social work. Like when I got my graduate degree in social work, and you were like, if you brought up social mobility, the teachers would be like, that's a myth.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I was literally like, no, it's not. They're like, that's a myth.
Does wealth give you privilege? Absolutely. But actually, I think I read that people who are born in the upper quintile, if you look at the across generations, after like 3 generations, their kids are usually back down.
Shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves.
Yeah, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves. Yeah, exactly.
It does have extreme money has a degenerative effect.
Oh, absolutely.
It's obviously incredible, bounty to be born a ton of money, but dude, it like kind of warps people big time.
One of my favorite books is The Fall of the House of Vanderbilt, and it's exactly about this. And it's basically, I think 100 years after Cornelius Vanderbilt died, his generations, not a single one of them was a millionaire, not one. And the first Vanderbilt after Cornelius Vanderbilt to make anything of himself was one of the only Vanderbilts not to be born with money. His name is Anderson Cooper.
What?
He is the first Vanderbilt, member of the Vanderbilt family, to not be born with money. The first one who was broke, who made anything out of himself.
What the fuck?
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Anderson Cooper is the first successful Vanderbilt in like 200 years.
Since Cornelius,
the Commodore.
I've heard he's a Vanderbilt, but it's always like he's a CIA.
Yeah, his mother was Gloria Vanderbilt. Yeah. And I mean, and you read their stories, the money just destroyed them. It destroyed their family.
Yeah.
All of them just became like degenerate dilettantes who became, they were addicted to alcohol and drugs, and they would blow it on these gigantic houses. And, they got caught up in the British rat race, and they all became dollar princess. I love the term dollar princess.
What's a dollar princess?
A dollar princess is, in the 1800s, American industrialists were filthy rich. And the way to have social mobility is they were like, we need to get our daughters married to English lords. But the English lords were broke. And so they were like, oh, we'll marry your kids. So Winston Churchill's mother, she was a dollar princess, Jenny Churchill. They hit the Duke of Marlborough. I forget exactly what his name. It was another Churchill. I think it was Randolph Churchill. He married one of Cornelius Vanderbilt's, I think either granddaughter or great granddaughter. Same thing. He bailed him out, so he literally he could rebuild his house. And after they got married, he was like, by the way, I don't give a shit about you at all. He's like, I literally don't care.
Yeah,
He's like, I married you for your money. He's like, I'm just gonna go do whatever I want to do. Like, I'm just gonna go live my life. Yeah.
That's
and
that's
no, it's
crazy.
horrible. It's horrible. Her life ended up, it was a nightmare, unfortunately, for her.
Yeah. Well, it's also very rigid. I know if you have generational wealth, it's like you can get cut out of the will, then you're fucked. 'cause
Yes,
you're
there's stuff like
accustomed to
there's
it.
all of that, and then you have that house, the Biltmore, down in North Carolina, the largest house literally ever built in the United States. It was built by a Vanderbilt. It's just you read about them like this guy would have like 7 marriages in the course of his life.
Dude,
and,
I did work in Arlen Specter's estate. He was dead, and it was I think
the
one of
senator
the
from Pennsylvania.
yes,
Yeah.
I painted his house.
Really?
Me and my friend helped paint his
Did you
house.
ever ask him about JFK?
Huh?
About JFK?
They were
Did you ever
dead. He
ask
was
him?
dead. I should have
Oh,
asked him, but that's why I think he got a nice little estate.
Yeah.
But the dude, it was just like his surviving family members, and it was for real like sad, man. Like we were in there, like using oil primer, and like the lady came in and was just like, "This smells." We're like, yeah, we had a it's fucking
Right.
oil paint. She's like, well, I have a party coming in. We're like,
You should have told us
okay.
that, yeah.
And dude, she started spraying, just walking around as if you were like an inanimate. She would just spray perfume in the room, and if you were standing there, she would just go like right in your face.
Jeez.
My mom was a maid for the DuPonts, and she said it was the same thing. She was a maid at the house of the guy who was it became like a psycho killer wrestler
Really?
guy.
Wow.
She was down there, and she said it was like, she was like, I remember it being like, it was a very sad, it was just like a sad vibe in the house.
I mean, after 100 years, basically destroy them all.
Yeah.
And it is very sad because most of them, the burden of, and it's not just them. I read another book about the Astor family. I mean, John Jacob Astor was like one of the first like real millionaires in the United States. He was a slumlord in Manhattan. He was like this Dutch slumlord. He was like, hey, he's like, how many of you immigrants can I charge $20 today? But and his family, like they become these titans of society and all of that. And one of his great grandson, I think, died on Titanic. He was the richest man on the Titanic, and he died on Titanic. His 19-year-old wife, who had just impregnated, she got off. She had a baby. He became the Titanic baby. Because he was literally in his mother's womb whenever she was saved off of the Titanic. But basically after him, and he was, by the way, ended up being like some degenerate playboy. So it's like it didn't really live up to it. So.
That is the funny thing. You can achieve. It is very funny though to be like, you can achieve at the highest level. Just so your grandson can just like crash a boat while he's like coked up.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
one day
it happens
just
all
blow
of them.
up on a river.
The Rockefellers, John D. Rock, he was kind of a psycho actually.
Yeah,
but his son actually was relatively successful. He seemed like a good guy. His son's Nelson Rockefeller, he was the vice presidential nominee for the Republicans, governor of New York. But after that, things start to drift off, and now we're in the the 5th and the 6th generation. You're like, who? It happened to the Kennedy family, dude.
Yeah,
It's like the longer you go down the Kennedy family, you're like, is there anybody impressive in the? I saw JFK's grandson going around the DNC when I was there, like filming TikToks and stuff, and I was like, bro,
that's the
like
kiss of
fucking
death.
John F. Kennedy's grandson.
I know.
I want to shake him. I'm like, live up to your goddamn father, your grandfather.
That's got to be a crazy family to be a part of.
Oh yeah, I just want to be like, if your great grandfather, the patriarch, could see you, he'd be sick. If he's like looking around,
just fucking
dancing. Yeah, he's like taking selfies and be like, hey guys, like it's like you suck, dude.
Just Lady Gaga, like
yeah, I was like, dude, this guy blows. He's a dandy.
It is absolute dandy behavior.
Yeah,
it just does suck because it's like you want to do well, but it's like if you kind of like if you just try to go for the absolute top,
yeah.
It does, like, without a vision of some sort, you just end up just kind of like...
I think that anybody who comes into even like a modest amount of money, like you probably need to do some serious thinking.
You
and
do.
You really need to be like, okay, like what is my life going to look like?
Look,
children, like
this is why
how does
people
this
need to
work?
sell a lot of weed when they're 20.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I did this. I had the hero's journey. I came into like, I would make like $4,000 a week and just be like...
Holy shit.
Dude, I was killing it. Well,
4,000 times.
I lost all of it.
4,000 times 52 is how much? That's $200,000.
As like a
That's lot of money.
25-year-old dude, and I got to like,
And that's
like
all
the,
cat. You're not even paying taxes. Yeah,
I
It's
pay
like-
taxes now.
Oh, yeah.
You get the ego inflation, and then like I got the rug swept out from under me. So that was one of the best experiences of my life to lose all to get like the ego pump, and then to have it just ripped away from you. Because otherwise, yeah, dude, if you catch that, like it gives you the thing, like when things are going well, I have an understanding, like
Yeah, you
they,
think you're a boss.
they can definitely not go well very quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
Also, I would just say I've met a lot of people who are like super wealthy, and all of them are pretty weird.
Yes.
Like every person I know, every person I've ever met with 100 million more net worth, I'm like, dude, you're a weirdo.
Well, you
Like,
can't
yeah, it's
connect
like
with
every
anybody.
time-
You can't
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
like if you even broach certain subjects,
Right.
80% of people are going to be like,
You want to know funny? I was
Must be
talking to a
fucking
guy,
nice.
and I was like, "Yeah, you know when you're in an airport, and he's like, oh, I haven't been in an airport in 20 years," and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, man.
I was like, "Oh, because you fly private." I was like, "I've never even been on a private plane." I was like, "That's a crazy." It was just so casual. He's like, "I
Yes.
haven't been in an airport in 20 years."
I know.
I was like, "Whoa!"
like,
It's just
okay.
like, what a life. Yeah, like what does that even look like?
Yeah, dude, I was talking to somebody one time excited about like flying first class, and he was like,
Yeah.
dude, my kids have never not flown private. And I was like,
well,
oh, I didn't even think about that. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, but that that probably really fucks them up. And what are they going to do then whenever they have to fly economy?
Either they'll be stoked. Oh, here's the thing. I remember I grew up in like a upper middle class suburb. So like I moved to West Philly and I was in the hood and I was like, this is so cool. And then so maybe they'll just be on an airplane and be like, wow.
Maybe. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you're, what is it, like C on Southwest, and you're like trying to go for the middle seat or whatever, and you're like, my life sucks.
Yeah, true.
Like
that's
and
that
I'm talking
be,
about plane. And now I'm talking about, you know this, you're Northeast guy, Megabus. Like when you're taking like a midnight Megabus to New York City to take the cheapest one, and you're like, well, I'll take a bag, and when I get there, like change in a bathroom, and
Megabus
put a new
was
shirt
nice.
on.
Megabus, we did there was a Chinatown
Oh, the
bus.
Chinatown, I know the Chinatown bus.
was.
Yeah, I know what that
Just
one
a pregnant lady driving it. And you're like, what the fuck? But dude, yeah, it's
stomachs up against the steering wheel.
yeah, for real, dude. There was real pregnant lady driving it before.
People,
But
drug addicts are like freaking out in the back. And someone's like, hey, can y'all keep it down back there? I'd be like, shut your goddamn mouth. Yeah.
that is true. It is. It does kind of set the bar too high, and then it's like
absolutely.
all you can ever do is be disappointed in life, or like again, I did eventually become very disillusioned with life in the hood. I was like, this is sad. I was like, this is so
sad, bro.
It's so, dude. It's for real, so sad.
Yeah, because the systems are like designed to just keep everybody down. And
Dude.
I mean, look, they have individual responsibility for sure, but like also the way the entire thing is designed,
sure.
it's like they keep it contained. Nobody cares. Everyone just wants to pretend like it's over there. And
It's for real. Like it's like I remember I bought a house in West Philly with my brother when I was like 21. It was like the house was $27,000. I lived in there.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking awesome.
Cool.
But
Did you hang on to it? Did you sell it?
we sold it and then it got knocked down to me. It was structurally, it had a tree growing through the basement. It was bad. But but I remember like going into like my neighbor's house and they were like, it's funny because when you live there, like there are a lot of like when you grow up, like I grew up, my parents watching Fox News. It's just the news being like, black guys are up to no good again. And it's like, so you get this like skewed picture. And then you meet the individuals and you're like, damn, these are like some of the nicest people. Then there's people like just doing monstrous behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember like the first time I walked into somebody's like my neighbor's house, it's like visually jarring because it's like everything's just fucked up. Like there's no symmetry. Everything's built fucked up, and it's like I remember like being there's just like bugs and just being like, fuck, dude, that's like, it was like just crazy.
I know.
But then it's like that's why you have to do good. It's like the brutal reality behind all of like the let's save everyone political messaging. It's like, dude, you have to bail yourself out at the end of the day. You just have to. It's sad. It's not fair.
I look at it
you have to do
two ways. As in, we have to, of course, like design and move systems to create like a quality of opportunity. But you also have to have a responsibility given the circumstances. For example, like I don't know, any money, anything that you're working with, I'll often be like, what a bullshit. For example, and you guys probably have this too. Crystal and I co-own our show, so we're small business owners too. And we have to deal with all the small and all of the paperwork and all the fucking accounting and all the shit behind it is mind-numbing. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Yeah. It's genuinely not fair because these major corporations and all these other people get all of these crazy tax breaks, and we're sitting here trying to figure this stuff out, and it sucks all of our time, and it's super stressful. Yeah. And I could just be like, oh, it's not fair. And it's actually not fair. The people who are small business owners, you get fucked. Like, that's the reality. Yeah. But you just have to do it, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to spend 10 hours of my goddamn time learning the ins and outs of all of this to make sure I'm not getting ripped off when my account says this and this.
Oh, you double check the account.
Dude, you got to double check,
you
man.
Do, yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I'm like you, Patreon and all this. I want to be a good steward of other people's money. Like, I don't want to be pissing people's money away.
That makes
it's
sense.
not nice. You can't do that to people.
That makes sense, yeah.
I mean, it's a serious responsibility when you're like, hey, pay me $10 a month. Like, it's not a fucking joke, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, actually, you have to become a steward of that money for real.
Well, hold on, man. If you want to give their money, man, that's... But no, I agree. You got to give them something. You got to do something.
Yes,
you can't just piss it away.
You're working for them, and you can't just, and it's also money. It's like, look, I grew up Indian, so we're fun. Money, it means something. You're taught from a very young age.
Dude,
like, and I don't care how much money you have. Like $100 will always be $100 to me. I know exactly what that buys, and I know what it means and what it does, and like
it's funny because it's in where I'm from in Garnet Valley, Pennsylvania. There's been like a massive influx of the Indian population. Everyone I know, like people have like landscaping companies. They're like, bro. They're like just haggling on the fucking lawn. He's like, their lawns are this fucking high. Yeah. And they're like, oh, I'm not paying it. It's like, my cousin's like, bro, they haggle me to fucking death. It's really funny.
Yeah, fuck him.
But
yeah. Yeah.
That's what he gets.
Yeah.
But dude, it is like, it's one of those things. I feel like India, it's like they were out of the race conversation for a long time.
Of course we are. Yeah. We're the inconvenient minority. Because Asians in general are completely invisibilized by U.S. racial discourse.
Big time.
I mean, look.
But you guys are killing it, dude.
Yeah, we're the richest people in America.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I'll say this. It's not really fair because Indians in America are like so-called like the twice selected elite. And so
Why do they say that?
because India's a billion people, okay?
Okay.
But the caste system where Brahmins, which is the top caste,
Oh, I know.
those people, so you do know. Brahmins, 40%, I think it's only like 1 or 2% of India. My math could be wrong, so
Yeah.
Indians. But, 40%, so 1 or 2% of India, but 40% of Indian Americans are Brahmins. So that means 40% of the people here are part of the top 1 to 2% already of the Indian caste system.
Really?
Yeah, because they're doctors, engineers, lawyers, people who are highly educated. So part of Brahmin culture, that's where I come from too, by the way.
Okay,
on
come
the
from
table.
Brahmin.
But I'm saying our family has generations
That makes sense. You wouldn't be able to get
of revering like education, family. We don't drink alcohol. We're like, this is how we live our life. Like our life is about family. It's about furthering the next generation. Individualism really as a concept is like not part of that. And that's actually why I think it meshes really well with America is America will drag you to individualism. America will drag you to a little bit of consumerism, a little bit of like, you can be whoever you want to be. But the backstop that you have is like, no. This is not what we do. Like money, we don't spend it on stupid shit. When we have money, we spend it on books, on education. So my upbringing was like the budget is limitless for anything educational. The budget is like zero for anything stupid.
For fucking around,
And no offense, white people, but I have noticed you have proclivities for new cars and for nice
Check my ride, bro.
sneakers
Check-
and nice kitchens, and so I'll be like, so your kid's got
kitchen's pretty nice.
$25,000 in debt, and you've got a new fucking kitchen. Interesting. In our culture, that shit does not fly.
Yeah.
But that's why I would say Indians are very successful in America because it's like we're both obviously highly educated. That's number one. But two, I really think the culture is a huge aspect of it. The way that you revere money, you think about family. There are no Indian parents out there who have the money who are not paying for their child's college education. It's just it would never happen. And in white families, there's this weird hyper into like they got this like boomer mentality of like they've got to figure it out. Because back in my day, I'm like, well, have you looked at inflation? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
And they're like, well, they'll get it when I die. And I'm like, yeah, but it's actually way more useful to help your child out when you're 18, 19 to 25. Those are the foundational years of your life. So it's a mindset difference.
That
That's
was the one.
thing.
No, dude, I appreciate you saying that. That was the one thing my parents were actually really good about is like, don't go into debt if you ever avoid it at all costs, and also keep a low profile. Like don't try to. My dad does spaz. He has like phases where he has like 57 bicycles in his basement. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But they were very. And now my parents weren't like educated really. They they went to high school and they got out and that was it. But they were very like that was the one thing I think that's the thing I'm going to copy off of them. They like sent us to like an all boys Catholic high school, paid for our college, and it's like that's the one thing with my kids. It's like I'm looking for schools for my daughter right now, and it's like I was telling my wife, I'm like, her mom's big on a lot of people I know are like the public school is just as good. And it's like I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. It's like
I'm assuming you live in a nice area. It probably
yeah,
is.
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, well, then
a lot of Indians.
I think you're probably fine then, man.
But that
I
I
went to public school. Yeah.
No, the public schools around me it's like it's newly nice. So the public schools but it's like you compare it to a private school. And it's like, I mean, you've done well for public
I'll give
school.
you two cases. I'll give you the case for
it's just not, my point is, sorry, before I cut you off, my point is if you can afford it, you should spend money on your kids' education.
Oh, definitely.
That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And so in that case, it's interesting, but more what I meant in terms of that is sometimes people will be like, I don't know, like I knew a girl who wanted to take a graduate test, like study for the GRE, and she was like, oh, my parents won't pay for my GRE test, thing, but they have the money to pay for it.
That's
They're
crazy,
like, you have to work to go for your GRE test prep. I'm like, what? Like, I was like, who are your parents? Like, what?
That's so ruthless.
Yeah. In my head, I'm like, that doesn't even fly. Like, it's just, but if I was like, hey, Dad, so if I was like, Dad, I need $5,000 for a GRE prep course, and I was like 23 or whatever, he'd be like, absolutely. But if I was like, I need $5,000 to go hang out in Saint-Tropez, or it's like, he's like, what?
Get
like,
the fuck out of here.
No way.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that does make sense.
That's what I'm talking
well,
about.
and a lot of the suburb like that I'm from, I've learned that many of the families are just debt. It's just like the whole thing runs on a giant balloon of debt, and it's like kind of
Americans
terrifying.
are obsessed with debt. Americans are obsessed with consumerism, and I can't. My dad, when he was making good money, he was rolling around in a 1988 Mazda with no air conditioning in 150 degrees.
It's such a
Texas,
beast move, though, dude.
With his windows rolled down, and he refused to get it. He eventually sold it for $1,000 after he put 200,000 miles on it. So it's like that's where I come from. But it's like, do you need a new Raptor truck, Texas? Probably not. It's like these guys, no offense, but if you look at the average car payment, Texas is the highest average car payment in the nation because all of these idiots are rolling around in trucks. You don't need a brand new truck.
Trucks
you
are
don't
like
need $80,000 Raptor. It's ridiculous. Like, sorry, you need a Toyota Camry, or a Hyundai, or like any of these other cars. They're great cars. They'll get you. So I am actually a big proponent of Dave Ramsey for the vast majority of people. I think Ramsey, what you were just saying, I think his like common sense approach, if 95% of people followed their life that way, they would be better off. He preaches like avoid debt, don't use credit cards and all of this. I personally am a big credit card point fiend, but I pay it by balance and all this stuff. But here's the thing. I think what he gets at is what we were talking about with impulse control and all that. It's look at the stats. People can't control themselves. They're only paying the minimums. They're taking out 35, 40, 50% debt or whatever on their APR, HELOC loans and all this. He's taught me about financial products I didn't even know existed. I'm like, wait, so people out there are taking 2 mortgages and then another mortgage on top of that one? How do you sleep at night, bro?
Dude, it's insane.
Oh my God. I actually cannot imagine. So if for anybody out there who's listening, if you listen to Dave and you actually take, at the very least, like take some of the advice to heart. The number one thing is budget too. No matter how much money you make, you still need a budget. And the reason why is you just need to know where your money is going. And you need to be conscientious about every dollar that you spend. So like you were just saying, like you and your wife need to sit down and make a choice and be like, we're sending our kid to private school. That means this is our nut. We need X, Y, and Z amount per month. This is how it looks like. And we're saving and this is what it looks like.
I have an open mind right now. I'm like, I've looked at like 4 schools and it's like I've noticed a huge difference between public, but it's like if I see a public school that works, I would go. I'm not like one or the other, but
so I went to both, so I can make the case. Yeah. So I was very lucky. So I grew up in College Station. I went to public school for the first 16 years of my life. My last years of high school, my parents, we moved to Qatar, and I got to go to a very fancy private school. It was part of the deal.
Like an international,
the American School of Doha, right? Okay. So I went from a school where probably the median income of the parent was like, let's say like $40,000 to a school where the median income of the parent was probably like $300,000.
Yeah. Like an elite school.
It was an outrageously nice school. And we were flying for school trips. Like everybody there, their parents work for Exxon and
dude, that was one of the schools we looked at. Like we're gonna send your 4th grader to France for a week. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no.
That's what my last years of high school were like.
That's
and
crazy,
I will tell you, I definitely loved it. I loved it. But I would worry that if I had grown up in that environment, and anybody out there, if you've ever interacted with people who are in that bubble, there's a lot of downside to that, man. Like that's when you were talking about the first class thing. We went on a school trip once, and one of the kids had never flown economy before, and we were all flying economy together. He was like 17 years old.
Like, what the fuck
He
is
had
this?
never been in economy class. He'd only ever flown first, and frankly, he was a pampered little bitch. It's like, and the people like that, like there is something important, and I think about it too, where about the people that I grew up with. I didn't even love them that much, I'll be honest with you, but it was important. I got to interact with people from all across different walks of life. I think public education is very important, and I actually think at a young age too. I think in high school I could make a really good case if you have the money to go to private school. If you look at the stats, private schools send the vast majority of their kids to Ivy League and to other schools, especially if that's what you want for your child. But K through middle school, it's not really about education. It's about socialization.
Yeah.
And so for socialization purposes, I don't really want my children, just me personally, like to be growing up in a bubble. And in that bubble, like I've spent enough time now in elite circles that I can see how dangerous that it really can be to the mind and to how that person can eventually use that privilege in others. And first of all, they're over-interpreting their own success. Like this idea of like, they'll be like, oh, we're doing pretty good. I'm like, you are not doing shit. Yeah, I'd be like, I'm doing good. You're not doing good. Like, you have not done anything. And
yeah, dude, it is weird, man. That's the kind of the thing I've been struggling with. It's like, because I don't want to be like, get them older and be like, what the fuck? You could have sent me to a nicer school. And I'm like, I don't want you to be a dickhead.
Yeah, but you can also just track each of your children. And like, what if one of them is real? Like, there are different types of schools. There's magnet schools, there's math schools, there's sports, there's drama, there's like all these other ones. Like, you got to, what I would do is I would be like, okay, well, first of all, again, K through 8 is about, it's not about education. Actually, a lot of that education, my man, is on you. All right?
Exactly.
So if anything, you're trying to pay somebody else to teach your kids how to read better. That's about you.
You got to do
You
it.
need to step up in the house.
I'm fucking, what are you talking about, dude? We spelled her name the other day.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to be keeping that shit up every day.
Tutors and shit.
After school. Not even tutors. You need to be engaged. You need to be making sure that you're sitting there and making this stuff done, because that's where the parent really is the most important.
Sure.
Of course, middle school, high school, when we start talking about SATs, and that's when I think education and the quality of teacher can really make an impact on them. But that's by the time they're starting to become like formed as a human being and may have an idea of what they want to do. But those initial years, I think it's really just about learning how to like be a person in the world, about how to interact with others, following rule. Like, what does it mean to like live in a society and be in like this ordered weird thing that we call. So that's the purpose of school, man. Like, at the end of the day. That's why homeschool people are fucking weirdos. Can we all be honest? Have you ever met a normal one? They're freaks, all right? It's true, man. Like, it's true.
I know people who are homeschooling right now, they're going to be pissed at you, dude.
I don't care. I mean,
we met one homeschooled kid.
Sometimes they do it in pods and they're okay.
We met a homeschool kid in my baseball team and like we drove him to tears.
Yeah, you should.
It was,
and he deserved it. Yeah, I mean, like,
so
be honest. He deserved it, dude.
Well, there is a huge aspect of the socialization for sure.
Yeah, it's important.
For sure.
It's
but then it's like with the public schools, like, well, what are they getting socialized into? Then you look at all the other shit they had going on with like, Like when like don't tell your parents if you want to trans, come to us and we'll send you to
That's
doctor.
fair.
That was the shit that was free.
You're living here in Texas, dude. What are you worried about? You're actually
Dude, these schools, dude, now all the schools are in Austin.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
schools
sure,
are like,
yeah.
dude, they're pretty fucking, they go pretty hard with that shit. And
Interesting.
that's the stuff that I'm like, but I don't know.
What about the rest of the burbs around it? Round Rock, Fredericksburg, all those other places. They can't be there. I mean, I grew up around here, man. Like, that's,
Yeah.
those are some Bible belters.
You've been
last
going for a
I
long
checked.
time, dude.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. You're
This
that's
place
not
changed.
wrong.
You left, bro.
Yeah. that's true. I guess you're true.
But that's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I went to we can get out of here soon. How long have we been, Josh? Damn, dude, we almost did a
Wow.
Rogan.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'll let you out of here in a second, but
Sweet.
I was laughing. Today we toured a, because again, it's like I'm going to public schools. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find, like, that's the one thing I will try to give my kids the best in education.
Well, you should. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with doing private school.
but
or any
I
of
will
that.
say today,
Yeah.
so I was thinking that. I went to a Waldorf school today. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you're ever familiar
I know.
with
I know.
Waldorf.
I'm familiar with what it is.
Dude, I've never seen anything like that in my life. And it was
Yeah.
like almost theoretically, I'm like, it's all the stuff I like, and I saw the reality of it, and I was like, no, it was just like almost creepy.
I agree.
There at one point, there's one dude in the tour, no matter what the person said, he would go, oh, that's so important. And like, dude, at one point, they were like, we have climbing trees, we have trees we don't climb. Those are the climbing trees. And he goes, oh, so yes. And then they were in another room, and they were like, for math, we have a tactile sensory aspect where we have these marbles, and they're actually counting the and the guy literally over marbles goes, oh, yes. And I was like, dude, would you shut the fuck up?
That's so weird.
There becomes a
Yeah.
point of it where it is like,
There are some millennial.
it's like a fake
trends.
favor. Like
Yeah.
we did the entire Odyssey school
Right.
play in 4th grade. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, dude. Like
There's
who's
some
this
millennial
for?
trends, like the Waldorf. I need to look more into. I'm not 100%.
I think they do well. I think it
Yeah.
has like. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say gentle parenting is the one that I've become familiar with. For
Yes.
this millennial trend of being like, they don't say the word no, right?
Yes.
Everything is about redirection. And the Indian in me is like, how can you possibly turn out like a well-formed adult? Like, actually, a huge, well, I would say a majority of adulthood is learning how to deal with the consequences of the word no.
That's
It's like,
what
oh, you
adulthood
want
is.
a job? Fuck you. No.
There's a
Oh, you
giant
want more
no.
money?
Yeah.
Fuck you. No.
There's a giant no hovering
Yeah.
over your entire life.
Yeah, it's literally like you're like, or you're like, oh, you want to go on a date? It's like, what are 99% of these women going to tell you? No, absolutely.
I know.
Like, you're a loser.
I know.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, I go back. So it's like I grew up in like the rigorous old school. Like you.
And somebody just randomly decided that he had Tourette's, and I was like, he super didn't. And before I didn't. Somebody wrote me. They were
I
like,
think he did, dude.
hey, all clips associated with Keaton are perfectly fine to post. And I was like, wait, but who's Keaton? They're like, the little boy.
Freaky ass little boy.
They had to remind me. And I was like, oh, okay, bet.
Oh,
Let's
so
rock and roll.
they got the okay.
They wrote me. It was like, just so you know, it's
Totally
okay
fine.
to use the post. Yeah.
It was
I
fun.
watched it, and he was doing his little faces, but nah, man.
That's what I thought. I thought he genuinely did have like a tick.
Right, but have you also seen every other little black kid that sees himself on a screen? You know what I mean? He got one response, and he was like, "Oh, here we go." He just started
Yeah.
wigging out.
True, dude. Look, he was there. You know, he was there, and he was licking the air, and it did like change because I was watching like, what the fuck is this kid doing? And he was just licking the air, and then once you start talking about him, he started like
He was killing.
Going on,
That's
he
what
did.
was happening.
He was murdering.
Little motherfucker had timing and everything. He was air. He was, every time I had just any little gap or a pause or me taking a breath, he was like, "Let me fill that space." And I'm not looking at the screen. I just see the explosion. I'm like, "What am I missing?" I turn around and there he is with. I'm like, "Oh hell no!"
Yeah, he was young
Grandparents
too, man.
laughing.
He was
He'd be like 5. I don't know how white people do that.
yeah. When they bring like a 5-year-old out, it's like the casino. You see the
Probably
casino.
just literally probably did the origin story of a comic from 2055.
True. Well, thanks for coming, bro.
No, man. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you for coming here. You said you're in a
to do this
whirlwind.
real bad.
Really?
Dog, I've been on the road for hella days. I could have been home right now.
I know, dude. I really
I
appreciate
left
that.
and I came back because I'm here for this.
I didn't think. Yeah, I was like when you were like
Other
going.
people are like, hey, I'm in Austin for something else, and if I swing through, no, I flew my ass here from a gig to be here to do that. I wanted to do this.
I appreciate
It's
you,
a
man.
big deal.
Thank you, man.
This I feel blessed to be here.
Yeah, dude, we're fucking forging a connection. I feel fucking blessed as hell. I feel more
Hard as
blessed.
fuck right now.
Dude, my fucking ass is wet, dude. I'm just gonna go the other way.
You see how it happens? Do you see what I'm saying?
I know. I actually you do get freaky as hell. By the way, are you in? We're just jumping in. How freaky would you say you are? I don't give a shit.
Well,
Personally, I'm
there's
just
a
curious.
spectrum to freakiness,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. How freaky you are. I mean, it's really gay is the end of it. You just get gay at the end. That's
Gay
freaky.
is the freakiest?
Yeah, it is.
But isn't that's a new spectrum though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the tip of
So it
evolution.
goes straight from like, let's say 1 to 10, and
Yeah.
then when you hit 10.1, now you're gay.
It's like the evolution moves in a spiral. It just jumps to a whole
But
different
then
thing.
there's another spectrum of gay. When they hit 10.1 on the gay scale, where do they go?
I think it's when you start like eating women and stuff, like eating their legs. I think once you're done
Like
being gay-
cannibalism?
yes, like
Where
sexual
is
cannibalism.
baby oil? But just based on the recent, I just want to know like where's baby?
Depends what it's like a bullet. Depends what you do with it.
A bullet?
You could just give like a bullet by themselves or like nothing. It just depends. Are you shooting somebody or
It's jewelry.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like I think baby oil depends what you're doing
Even
with
if you
it.
throw it as hard as you can, it's still not going to do anything.
The bullet you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. It depends on your intention. So baby oil again, you can give you
What
like
else would you throw as hard as you can?
rock.
Okay. Thought you were talking about like your dick or something. But I feel so if you throw
I do throw that as hard as I can. It's a little effect usually.
okay. So straight freaky. Watch out. You know, went too far.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you can't get back down into the freak. You can't once you go
Dude,
over.
people are doing it though. Milo Yiannopoulos was like a famous gay guy. He's not gay anymore.
What?
Little Nas X claims he's not gay anymore.
You can't ungay.
He sucked the devil's dick, dude. He did it.
You can't ungay.
I don't think you can either, but these guys are doing it and they're making
Have you
millions.
dabbled in gay?
No.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't go back.
But white guys kind of really play with that like a lot.
Yeah, we're gayer, definitely. If you have to stack it up.
For sure. Like
Although-
nut check-in and
White guys
fucking
are
got your dick. Like you guys are
We have
wild.
fun with it. We have fun with
You
it.
guys are wild.
I will say, and this could be debatable, but I feel like when black guys do become gay, they like really quantum leap into like very gay. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I think everyone's channeling the same black auntie. That's been my experience. Why is a gay person from Austin, Seattle, LA, Chicago, Germany, why do they all sound like, yes, bitch? Why do they all sound like
Even
my
gay
aunt?
white guys do it. Gay
That's what
white
I'm
guys
saying.
go. They like jump in on it too, right?
Every
Been, like,
flight.
Yeah.
Every
oh,
flight.
dude, yes, that's true.
Sugar, can I get you something to drink? Sugar.
Yeah, and you're like, why?
Yes, Chad.
You're a 29-year-old white guy. Why are you talking?
What's going on?
I think they think just from being gay, they get to just like take the whole menu and be like, yeah, I'll be a black lady too. I'm gay. I'm fucking
Right, but nobody's like a gay old white auntie.
true.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when they want the razzle dazzle, they go
Yeah.
black auntie.
They do. Yeah, they don't just like sit at like a kitchen table quietly smoking a cigarette and
They
just
all
being
sound like
"Man."
Jennifer Lewis.
I don't know why. That's been a recent development.
No, it hasn't.
Really, they've been
For as long as I know,
really.
channeling the same voice,
God,
same auntie, same snaps. Yes.
yeah, they.
Why
they
is that?
Really, I don't know, dude.
You're from Wisconsin.
Yeah,
You guys don't snap
yeah. That's
unless you're calling cattle or something.
yeah. That's They need to hear about that. They need to stop that. If I see that again, if I see that happening, I'm gonna be like, because my wife, I'm not like bragging or whatever. My wife's black, so no big deal. But like, she'll get those guys fired up on the airline.
Huge deal.
It's a huge deal.
As far as deals go, what? Look, my wife's black. No big deal. Moving on. Her hands aren't though on the inside, so that's the part I let her
She
touch
gets
me
them
with.
fired up.
What
She
the
sees
fuck?
gay white guys in the airplane. She'll
Yeah.
be like, yeah, and they just like
She turns them up. She's
Manchurian
like, yes, bitch,
candidates.
look at your okay, serve it. Okay.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
you're just sitting there like, oh my god.
She fires them up. They feed off each other. But I think
what are
gives
you
them-
doing while that's happening?
I just have my headphones on, looking down, and I tell her, I'm like, yo, stop getting the gays fired up. Like,
I mean, there's an entire Pokemon having an evolution in front of you, and you're not gonna watch that. What do you mean?
I tell her, I'm like, dude, you're getting these guys fired up.
Jigglypuff. You don't want to see that?
Have you been watching Pokemon? Because that's
When I was a kid.
that's a deep Jigglypuff song is a deep cut.
Yeah. I mean, I know stuff.
I'm watching Pokemon again right now with my
whole
kids.
thing?
Yeah, it's so good, dude. I'm watching with my kids. But
They need to do live action.
You mean like the live action movie?
I know they have like the Pikachu movie where it's like an
Yes.
old dude's voice, but I mean, like, why not the battles and stuff?
Dude, I would love that.
You know what I mean?
Pokemon, it holds up. I'm rewatching it, and I'm like, this show, I was right. This
You
show,
played the game?
yeah, played it on Game Boy.
No, the one where like you have to catch them in real life on iPhones, where people
Yes.
were just like in random field, where people were getting hit by trains and shit.
I think so, dude. They also said that was like a spy app. They were like
What?
using that to like see everyone's location. Because if you had millions of people playing that, you could be like, sweet and zoom in anywhere in the country.
And what do you do with that information?
Just be Chinese with it. I don't know, dude. Just do your shit. Just
Sit there and squint at a monitor.
Oh, we know where they all are right now. Everyone in the same place. Wow.
he thinks he has a Charizard.
Right. If we release the Charizard, we
Well,
catch them all
I
at
think
once.
I don't know, man. I guess to like.
What is the point?
I don't know. That's that kind of
That's
evades.
why I didn't understand about the TikTok stuff either. I'm like, the fuck do they want to know about us?
Yeah, they
that we
wanna-
can do this shit all day?
Yeah,
Like, it's like- what?
Yeah, they tell Xiaoping, they're like, they're doing a Soldier Boy.
Right. Our rich aren't on TikTok. What do you want?
I wonder
The
how they-
dumbest of us have them.
I guess that gives them ability, because that would be almost just too much. If you have millions of people and you're trying to like, yeah, it would be just a bunch of people like, ugh. So yeah, I guess you're right. That kind of, I don't know what they do with that.
Send you an email?
Yeah, or try to like just see what you're up to. But yeah, you just be catching Pokemon. So
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's a good point because I hear about that all the time because they say we have more surveillance here in America with Ring doorbells and all of the private stuff than the whole Chinese government. But again,
Really?
yeah, they're saying, but it's all just privatized. Through all the Ring doorbells and
That's
stuff.
interesting. Yeah, I
we
bet
can
if you
see-
had access to all of them, you could go straight.
which people could do that, and that could be like you just set it up to where it's like, all right,
die.
you don't exactly, you don't watch it all at once. But if it's like, hey, I need to see right here, right now, you can be like go through a bunch of metadata and be like, okay, we have all these
That's
phones in
enemy
that
of the
area.
state. Matter of fact, I saw when they tracked like 4 days of the guys that killed young Dolph before. They just went back and they had him for like 4 days. Like this is what he was wearing. The kid was wearing the same outfit for like 3 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the cities now
But they
too.
use all the Ring cameras, like just tracking every move. Like they would walk out of frame and then a new camera would pick them up. Like they had them tracked.
Yeah, dude. And then cities have their own grid. So between the city's grid and the Ring doorbells, it's like you're done.
What's that show where they let people try to get away now? You seen that?
No, it was like, what do you like?
They give you like 24 hours, like run.
What?
Yeah.
And you got to like, I always wanted to do
If
that
you can stay away, you get like $1 million.
from like the police or like
Any like the point of the show is that they're gonna look for you
they're gonna get you.
wherever, and so you think of the place that no one will ever find you, and they're like, "Come out,
What?
yeah, we saw you on a Ring camera."
So you can like
blocks from
just
here."
ditch your phone, ditch everything, and just hide.
Yeah, but then you walk by somebody else, and you're in the background of a FaceTime video, and they got your face, or
Oh
you
Jesus!
run a red light, and they're like, "Oh, he's going south on."
So they could just hit up all your loved ones and like investigate you basically and be like, yo, where is this?
Here's
where's
his
this
10
motherfucker?
likeliest places.
And
But
if-
it's a TV show. Like they've made it. Like people are like it's like, this is Dave. He's a wilderness expert. He's been off grid for 95 days, the longest known to man. Can he evade for 24 hours? 6 minutes in, they're like, Dave, get your ass out the truck.
And they get him.
Don't fuck around. Oh, goddamn.
He's just at his aunt's house, like they'll never get me.
Got all these MREs. What the fuck?
What channel's that on? That sounds awesome.
I don't know. I can't even find that.
I always wanted to do because everyone does like the 5Ks and 3Ks. I
mean
wanted
like
to do
running?
like a running race where you could against like the police department, or that you could like simulate like live action chases where it's like, all right, we're both gonna run out of this deli. You got to catch me, and I'm gonna try to evade the police.
They got that, but it's on ESPN. It's called Tag.
I've seen that before.
So that's the same shit.
Yeah, well, that's like in like a course. I want like uniformed police officers. I want to like run out of a bank and see if they could catch me.
Well, you don't got to wait to do that.
I could do it. Yeah. True.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a part of that, but you definitely. And yours won't even be mortal or anything.
You think they would let me go? I mean,
As long as they don't know you got a black wife, you're good.
True. Yeah. Oh my. Here's the plot twist. Plot twist. She used to be a cop.
See?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a little thing. It says officer's boyfriend because we were married then.
Police.
Yeah, true. True. But yeah, I always wanted to see if I could actually like. I mean, I
Get
ran
away?
from when I was little. Like that was like you can go to the woods and they were beat. But like,
Okay, what if it wasn't actual cops though? What if it was like you just put black shirts on some friends and you're like, all right, this is what we're gonna find out today.
that's the tag game, and that game's cool too. When
No,
they do
but
the
like
competitive tag.
it's but it use all of downtown, and it's like
That would
we'll
be kinda
start
fun.
outside of the door of this joint, and how far of a lead do you want?
Yeah, I'd want like 10 feet.
I think that's hella.
Think that's too far?
Yeah, no, people. What if you had a block lead? You're already gone.
Yeah, but I want like the whole city group. I guess that's kind of a waste of the
This
city's
is why they
resources.
get dogs.
Yeah, true. They can drop a dog on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that.
So no canines,
No canines. No.
no horses.
Horses are fine.
So you got a horse too?
No.
They have a horse and you're on feet.
Yeah.
You're caught right
Hit the
away.
water. Hit the water. They're fucked.
What water? You're in downtown Austin.
Hit the lake. Hit the river. I just drown myself in the river.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Then my family gets $1 million. That would be cool if you were in that show and you just jumped off a cliff. And your family would never find
What
you.
would you
No
call
one
the
ever
show?
find you. No, I'm saying that show you're talking about, where if they don't find you, you get $1 million.
But would
Just
you-
kill
what-
yourself.
What would you?
So you just jump off of a cliff
But
and
they're
die.
still gonna find you. Like this idiot killed himself. Here's his corpse.
Yeah, you'd have to like self-immolate. You have to burn yourself.
You have to completely get rid of yourself.
You'd have to
You have
completely.
to literally close yourself in a barrel of acid. Like
Your family gets $1 million.
if they can get your
And your
account
life
number
insurance, and they can sue the show and be like, "Yo, he's gone forever.
Yeah,
He hid so goddamn good, he's gone."
I'm sure they vet the people.
Yeah, true. Make sure they're not going to kill themselves.
Yeah, you could. This could be To Catch a Predator.
How so?
Same name.
What do you mean? Yeah, that'd be
It's just
funny if they
plot
kept.
twist. You're like, it's not actual sexual predators. This guy's going to be a predator, and we're going to be the chasers. And then you just go.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying though. So why would they be they'd be the predators? You'd be the
But it's
predated.
just a good name. Like people would want to watch that.
True.
IP.
Or if they do catch you, then they get to, you know.
They get to do what? Which spectrum? Which spectrum?
They get to predate on you.
And we're right back.
Yeah, true. That would be it'd be so funny though to have that prime time, like almost like the Great American Chase channel where like everyone's grandmom's watching it being like,
shit. Woo! You know what I mean? Golly. I mean, as far as ads go.
That was there for an ad. I'm pumped to drink it.
That shit dilated my eyes.
You're not allowed to mention extreme sports in their ads either for some
Why
reason.
not?
I'm like, what the fuck? That's like your guys' thing.
Who guys is?
Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew.
You know when you say that.
Mountain Dew
So
and ours.
Mountain Dew's. I thought you were talking about me and your wife. So Mountain Dew's thing.
Why would you say that? She was an officer, dude.
Well, she's black now. She was blue before. I get what you're saying. She chose. So Mountain Dew, you can't say extreme sports.
Oh, they say that. I don't care. It's up to them. That's their problem.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they fucking sponsored extreme sports.
My
for
whole
years.
life, literally, it's like you chug one of those and then hit
Do
a
a backflip.
motorbike or skateboard
Exactly.
or a half pipe. And they're like, you know what? Don't do that now. That's Red
I
Bull.
think they had too many people just like trying to do backflips on dirt bikes, and they're like, all right, we got to drop this.
Well, Red Bull's going hard. They got people doing backflips off of hot air balloons and shit.
True.
So
Yeah, Red Bull's nothing. It's
I'm
funny.
surprised they haven't been sued yet.
Red Bull's definitely been sued.
somebody-
Dude, a
somebody
girl
jumped off or
just
something?
died drinking Panera's caffeinated iced tea.
No, but I mean like from somebody jumping off some shit, expecting it to give them wings.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a risky campaign.
Dude, I guarantee Red Bull's been sued 5 million times.
Yeah?
Yeah. Dude, people have heart attacks.
From drinking it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude, if you drink too many, there's people who have like genuinely no understanding about like
Taurine. and
what's
stuff?
in anything,
Right.
and they'll just drink like, I knew people who
7.
drink like 5 Rockstars a day.
Back to back?
Yeah, during the day. Like it like fucks up your kidneys and shit.
Thank God Mountain Dew doesn't do that to you. And
It's organic,
on
bro.
the healthier side
It's
of the game.
organic.
Thank God Mountain Dew doesn't do that.
Yeah, Red Bull, okay, 13 mil, that's nothing, bro.
What does that say?
Throughout the situation, Red Bull insisted their marketing tactics were honest and clear, rejecting any deceitful practices. However, the lawsuit was settled in 2015. Red Bull paid customers $13 million, but maintained their marketing was not dishonest.
You can't see any of
Oh,
that.
because he said for not,
You
guys
can't see
sued
any
him.
of that glare.
I just ripped right through it. Nah,
There's
dude, I didn't see it until you
there's
mentioned
an
it.
angle where there's like a glare.
No, now that you mention it, I can see it's you.
So the guy, the guy sued Red Bull for not growing wings and won. Damn. So
Yeah,
you
you can't
can't
fuck
do
around.
that twice.
Yeah, you can't fuck around.
He won $13 million for just exploiting their thing.
Yep, that's like the dudes who like measure cereal and they're
Can
like,
we get Pepsi and be like, we haven't thought anything young?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, we think we're older now. For those that think young.
I do like the Coca-Cola commercials when it's just like beautiful people just like dancing on a rooftop, and it's like, dude, they're not slamming Coca-Colas, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like a bunch of models just chugging Coca-Colas and doing
Yeah, or
salsa dancing.
like gorgeous athletes and models eating McRibs
Yeah,
in traffic. Nothing spills.
yeah, you don't see that at all.
Not in real life.
I stopped eating behind the wheel. I got in a small accident one time.
What were you driving?
I was driving like just a minivan.
You were driving a minivan.
Yeah, so I think it was like my friend's. It's like a Astro or one of those things, like a Safari.
Okay. And what were you eating?
Tacos.
That's pretty aggressive for driving.
It was too much. I did have a little white wine too beforehand. So
You were drinking and driving in tacos?
I think I drank before and then I took
How
food
can
to
you
go.
think? You don't know?
I don't remember. I don't think I was drinking white wine.
Were you
while
blacked
driving.
out?
No, not. I was like barely buzzing. That was the problem.
But
If
you
I
were
was
just
drunker, I
so
would've
you were
paid
like
attention.
full on driving, head sideways, eating a taco.
I was at a red light eating and I just didn't realize to let go of the brake. I let go of the brake at the
You
red
just
light.
rolled forward into traffic.
Rolled forward, bonked into a city car. It was like a
Tacos
city,
everywhere.
like an L&I inspector, and just bonked him. It was so light, but it was just they came out and tried to be like
They were
dude.
in the car.
Yeah. It was at a red light.
They
They-
got out the car and they're like,
They tried to be like, what? Yeah, I mean, they
"What
were
the fuck?
they were within their right to be like, hey, what the fuck
You
was that
didn't
about?
Fucking want a taco, bro?"
Yeah, I put that down. I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell happened, and they were like, we're gonna call the cops. I'm like, come on, man, don't do that. That's crazy. You guys don't have any damage. And then they were just like, just got out of it. So
So now you don't eat and drive.
no, stop.
This is a real story.
Yes, I just let go of the brake and just
Totally
totally.
blamed it on the brakes. Goddamn brakes went out.
I should have, but I have good. I've had people hit my car multiple times in a similar situation. I was like, whatever, man, we're fine.
Yeah, if it doesn't leave a mark,
Exactly.
or if it's fingernail polish big, so what?
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody wants to deal with that paperwork anyway.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, so I let 2 people off the hook, and I think it just kind of. I had a lady fucking nail my car, but it was like a Ford Contour, and dude, they had like a steel
Why'd you
bumper.
let her go? She nailed your car.
The car was such a piece of shit, and I also
Her car or yours?
mine was, it was like a different color panel, all that stuff, and I also had a guy at a wedding, and the car was like such a piece of shit, but the guy backed in and like crunched my door in,
Damn.
and I fully went after his ass, and I got more than the car was worth.
Damn.
And he was really pissed off about it. And then I felt kind of bad about that because I did definitely just pocket all that money, didn't fix the car. And then
From insurance? Yeah, but all he had to pay was a deductible. So what?
He don't think he wanted to go through his insurance, so he cut me a personal check for like
Oh my gosh.
$1,700
For a $200 car.
And he was like kind of evading me a little bit. So I had to like call him up, and I was outside his office. I'm like, bro, I need to get my car fixed. Like, you got a fork. And he was like, I know you're not fixing this fucking car. And I was like, bro, I'm fixing it right now.
My spine, please.
I didn't do that. Yeah, because I wasn't in the car. We were at like a wedding, and he backed into the car. He did fuck my door up, but
Was
after
he at the wedding too?
yeah, he might have been having a little white wine and tacos himself.
He was
dude.
part of the family?
It was like in-law, other side. You know, the two sides come together at the wedding.
So yes.
It wasn't blood. If it was blood, I would have let it slide. But I don't know this guy. Yeah. I don't know this fucking guy. And it was a long time ago. Now
He's on the other side of the aisle. Fuck him.
yeah, I'm a better person now. But back then, I was on. I was hungry for that paper.
need my
I was
money.
like, I was like, give me my $1,700, bro.
Amazing. Yeah, I let somebody go too one time. I got bumped. It wasn't bad, but I couldn't understand him. So I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, I had an old Chinese guy hit me one time.
I got all the way to Spanish 3 in school and lived in LA for 12 years. And this guy I couldn't understand, but I knew it was Spanish based.
Yeah, you could have really wrecked his life too if you're like, no, the cops are coming, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have called ICE.
Yeah.
Potentially. That would suck to have to go back to Honduras over a fender bender.
I wonder if he was Honduran.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just guessing.
That would fucking suck though. They just
would
pry him
blow.
away from his children and his wife
That's
and
what I'm
send him
saying.
home.
It's like you have like a family, of a job, but you're living the American dream, and then it's like, no, dude, you scratched my paint.
Wait, the fuck you doing eating tacos in traffic?
Yeah, you got to go fucking back.
He's like, what's a taco?
Yeah, I had an old Asian guy bump me one time.
Really?
And dude, it was like, we were in like neck to neck. We were just like in like gridlock traffic, and he just somehow, and I'm like watching the
He
whole
was
thing.
driving?
Yes, and I was like, there's no way he just tried to get into my lane and hit my car. And I was like, dude,
I just never saw you.
we had nowhere to go.
Or he did that thing where he expects you to stop and let him in.
Dude, we were I started laughing.
Were you parked the whole time? Like still?
We were pretty still from what I remember. I think we stopped.
But did you inch forward at all?
No, it wasn't one of those because I let people go. I'm not going to be like, no. He like came. I didn't even see him. He was behind me.
He just came from behind?
Yes, I think I
Wait,
was like,
hold on, I'm sorry.
yeah, no, did he?
The double entendres are
No,
strong.
did he, dude? I got hit by an old Asian dude. Hit me.
From the back.
That
You
would
saw
be-
the whole thing.
That would be crazy. I think I
just
just saw
slowly
him in
put it
my
into
mirror
your car.
coming, and I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? All of a sudden, he was just donking. I was like, bro.
And he's like, wax on.
He was so funny though when he came out. He was just like an old Asian guy who was like, he got alerted. He had the exclamation mark above his head. And I was like, dude, you're too funny. You got to go. I can't hold this against you. This is so
Did
funny.
you get his name?
No, he was couldn't speak any English, and he kept being like, oh, not so bad, not so whatever
Right.
he was trying to say, and I was just like, bro, you're hilarious. Just go. You guys are so fucking funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's why I got blessed by the L&I guys from the city when I they could have got me. They're tied in with the whole
So you're saying
grid,
it's karma. You believe in karma.
big time.
So you let all those other people off. So then when you slow rolled into the L&I guys and they let you off, you're like, thank God, it's because of all the people I let off.
That's just how I roll. I wasn't even thinking about the future rewards. I was just like, I've always fantasized lightly about like someone like fucking like nailing my car or something, and me just being like cool as fuck and being like, dude, I don't even care
But
about
they're
material
L&I?
possessions. Yeah, they're
So
like,
they just went to work and put in a claim?
it's a city vehicle.
Both
It's not
were
even
like,
their.
Labor Industries.
They probably fucking did. They
You
probably
changed their fucking lives. They'll never work again.
That's, by the way, that's what cops are all after. They're
Yeah.
all trying to get put on disability.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it's crazy.
They
I've never
wanna
met. I
chase
thought
you.
construction was bad. Cops are like, they all want to go on I mean, I shouldn't say all, but I would say like 99.6%.
0.6 is so specific.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaving a couple. There's
Most
obviously
people just go 99.9. They just go all the way.
0.6.
0.6 is
99.9.
wild. Like you literally left 3.3% for error. Like a poll.
0.4, bro.
Yeah. Well, I took from the 0.99. So how do they get disability? Like they're chasing someone and twist an ankle?
So a cop can't sue the city per se, but yes, if they get hurt, they can go on like just basically disability and the city will cover them. So
For-
you get hurt, you can't sue the city and get $1 million.
Right.
But if you can prove that you're hurt because of the job, you'll just carry cop benefits for the rest of your life and you can just chill.
Really?
Yeah.
So like, oh, I can't sleep and my feet hurt 100%.
Yeah, but what they will do is if you're not hurt enough, they will put you on desk duty. So if you can prove that like if you sit down at a desk, it still hurts your back. Like if you're like, oh, I can't sleep, they're like, yo, to desk duty. But if you like get fucked up and you're like, dude, sitting all day doing paperwork on a
It's not
fucking
gonna
back,
work.
yeah,
My knees are locking up. My back is.
they'll fight you on it. But if you can prove it, they're like, all right, and you just have, you're done.
Do they like send people to follow you and like see you?
Probably. You probably have the
playing
same thing.
softball, like motherfucker.
Yeah. I knew a dude who lost like a couple $100,000 playing goalie in street hockey when he had a case.
I knew a
And
guy.
they took pictures of him just fucking playing street hockey. And his lawyer was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, I knew a guy. I was in as a guy named Mr. Terry, and Mr. Terry, he would put his head down like that, and he would act like he had a club foot and walk. And Mr. Terry had an L&I claim open. He won, but it was a trip to see him be like, "All right, y'all, I'm about to head out." God damn, and then do it when he leaves. he held that shit for like 3 months.
What was that movie where the guy at the very end was like limping and he starts walking normal? I forget. There was a fucking.
I have no idea.
I think so. Yeah.
Is that it? That's a real thing. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about Mr. Terry.
But there's a movie where because I used to work with a guy who fucked his foot up and he would limp and we'd all laugh like, dude, I guarantee on Friday he just fucking as soon as he gets to his car he's like, oh, all right.
Wow.
Because he limped and he I think he got like they fucked his foot up like forever and he got like $100,000 I think. I think there's like prices like if you lose a finger that's like $16,000.
That's it.
Yeah, well, I mean you would think so for his finger, but yeah, it's not like you don't get like 100 G's for a finger. I could be wrong. But I think there's like
different based on the finger. Like you lose a thumb.
True.
They gotta break.
You're
bread.
fucked. Yeah.
You're not even a human no more.
That's true.
It's the only thing that separates us. You're a fucking monkey again, man.
I could be wrong about that, but I think there is like a real like value thing on like your body parts for like if you lose them at work.
Is there value?
Yeah, I think a pinky you get like.
What do you think is the most expensive body part? A private?
Yeah, if you lose your dong, you're fucked, dude.
Because you can't even reproduce.
That's got to be $1 million, or it might be like a deli counter. Like they have like, what's your meat?
There it
like?
is, the value of body parts.
Yeah, there we go.
Arm 124.
Yo, let's go. Stitch an arm.
It's got a blur on it.
Yeah, so assembly line worker loses a finger might receive 18 G's. I'm pretty close. Accidental death and a dismembered insurance policy might be $5,000. What the fuck? I'd be pissed if someone paid me $5,000 for my life. Your arm would be 124.
There it is. That's a nice
there we
list.
go. Eye 64.
Fourth finger. Yeah, so your pinky finger is 6,000.
Your thumb, you do get more. You're absolutely right. 35, but 35, bro.
That's not enough to never be able to grip again.
Yeah, I mean, a thumb. Your eye's worth more than your thumb. How?
Because you can't see.
Foot's 82. Yep.
Big toe. You can't even balance without a big toe.
Yeah, dude. That's what you get. New York Workers' Compensation Board. They figured out your body parts in a dollar amount. I don't know how.
Hand is 100,000.
Yeah, 100 G's for 115 for a leg.
That's not.
Why
enough.
is your arm worth more than your leg? I guess it's easier to kind of have like a peg leg. I guess.
Why is an arm worth more than a leg?
I guess you use your arms more, but if your leg, you can just stand on whatever. It doesn't even fucking matter. Get a kickstand. It's fucking.
Arm should be at the top for sure.
Yeah. Eye's nice. I
You
wouldn't
can't
mind.
even hug anymore.
That's true. Yeah. How else
You
you
have to do
gonna
a push up.
mash yourself against ladies' tits and be like, "What? I'm being nice. I'm fucking."
Can't drive. Can't drive a manual.
Yeah, you can't do shit really.
But with a leg, you can. You just got to get real busy.
Yeah, leg and you just peg it up. You'd be all right. But yeah, now you know.
No ear? Like, what's the ear if you lose your ear?
But I think that this is a trouble working for yourself. Yeah, losing an ear is, I don't think they even include that. But if you work for yourself and you lose your hand, you're just fucked.
This is amazing. There's no dick, nothing on there. Like, I need more body parts.
Dick's probably, like, they keep that behind the glass. That's like reserved information. They don't want people knowing. Because dick's got to be
If you get your ass blown
millions
off,
of dollars. Your ass?
Yeah.
If you blew your ass, they'd be like, here's 80 grand, shut the fuck up.
You think so? I bet an ass is worth like 6,000.
It's got to be the least.
Like, you don't even need it.
I fucking blew my ass up at the factory. They're like, dude, shut
Can
the
you
fuck
type
up.
in how much is an ass worth?
I think something else is going to come
It's
out.
got to be. True. What's an ass worth right now? What is ass worth right now?
Shit.
Depends on it's from a prostitute girlfriend or a wife.
A wife? Half.
Yeah, so I don't think you can. I don't think you can like really
Somebody said, well, $20 is $20.
because they can also if you're talking about losing a cheek, they can pop a cheek on. That's nothing, man. You can mix and match with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, if you like someone somehow like again, that'd be a crazy accident to cut your ass off. That would be nuts, dude.
I feel like more people smear it off.
What do you mean?
Like a motorcycle accident
Yes,
or something.
big time.
Where they just like a pencil
Yeah.
eraser. their
Or
ass off.
mailman, they got that whole window open, man. If you fall out, you can just scrape your ass on the
gone.
fucking side.
Yeah, there's just a little smudge on the ground and
Yeah.
disability.
Yeah, true.
$6,000.
Yeah, if you lose your ass, again, it's like the problem is if you somehow destroy your asshole at work, that's where the big bucks come in.
You get the hole, they gotta pay you.
That's where
but
your
they
cheeks
but they got the surgery where they just snip something and bring some new hole down.
True, yeah, they pull it down. Yeah, they can cut out like half your intestines and they're like, whatever.
We got over 100 feet.
Yeah. Who was I talking to? I don't know. Someone I know had like a shit bag temporarily. They got fucked
Because
up.
of that?
He didn't like fuck his ass up at the factory, but he had like something else going on. Where it's like,
And they just pulled down, gave him a new booty hole?
I think they gave him a temporary setup where he had like they like popped it on the
Colostomy
out.
bag?
Yeah, he had like the colostomy, but temporarily. So I don't know if it was for life. I don't know how the fuck they do that.
I don't know either. I know somebody that just got one.
The shit bag.
I don't know if it's a shit bag. What's the one for urine? Just only pee. Is
I didn't-
that a thing?
I didn't know you could. I think it's a Camelback. That's like those back. No, I don't know. I don't know where. I don't know.
Right, they drink their own piss and keep going. Shit.
I didn't know you could. I'm sure you can have one of those, but a pee bag. A pee bag wouldn't be bad. Shit bag is rugged, dude. To be out in public.
Right.
My friend has actually a ring. Well, not a ring doorbell, but he has security cameras around his house, and he's caught a dude emptying his shit bag in his driveway.
Really?
Oh, Cam, yeah, that's a.
Do you know that guy?
No, he doesn't know that guy.
What the fuck would make him do it there?
I don't
It's
know.
already in
Well,
a bag. Take it
it's
somewhere
like
appropriate.
his
It's not like he
house-
had pressure on his body.
His house was in like the neighborhood's kind of fucked up, but it was like his house has like a driveway, and none of the houses have driveways.
Okay.
So people would go up there for years, and like, dude, people would fuck back there. So it was like,
Oh, he had that house.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. He had, and like it was like, and it's right off of in Philly. There's like Lancaster Ave, and that's like Lancaster Ave's like an open area. It's like an open air like drug and prostitution market. So everyone goes. He's like a block behind. So that was like the quiet area you would
Yeah,
go to
the
like
spot.
to do shit. Yeah,
But to drop out all your shit out your bag there.
that's
is wild.
disrespectful. Yeah, fucking's one thing, but he has it all on vid. He has like dudes just busting on prostitutes quickly.
What
on
do you
video.
mean? Like just little quick videos?
Yeah, well, it's just it doesn't. He has the video. It could be as long as they want,
They're
but
good at their job, man.
yeah, especially when you're standing in the driveway, you got the adrenaline pumping.
You're holding up a leg, the blood flowing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he said these.
Somebody's like, I gotta pour out my shit bag.
Exactly.
Hurry the fuck up. I gotta pour out my shit bag.
Yeah, it's like disturbing. He showed me some of the videos, and I'm like, man, that's like almost disturbing.
He should put out a series.
It would be within his right, honestly. As I
Like
told
Dark
him,
Driveway.
I'm like, that's your. I'm like, that is your content. You could put it out. It's like shit bags, fucking. Mostly people fucking probably be the stuff people want to see.
Just got a lot. You got a lot of blurrings. A lot of
Yeah.
blurring stuff out.
Well, I feel like if he hung up a little disclaimer, it's like, yeah, at that point,
It's
you're
on
like,
the fence.
yeah, be like, we are live,
I think people don't give a shit.
or they just don't read it. If it's nighttime, it's like you can't see that. But then it's like you're gonna go
Man,
sue.
I remember one time in high school, I was with this girl. You ever been with a girl and you're looking for a place to fuck in a car?
Mhm.
And usually they're just going, no.
They're like, we're not doing this.
It just depending on the different spot. They're looking around like, too bright,
Yeah.
too whatever. Well, this particular girl was like, make a left, right? And I was like, oh shit, you got a spot already?
Oh wow.
We pull all the way into the spot, it's dark, and then mess around or whatever. And then I get in the car and I turn on the parking lights or whatever. And right in front of the car is a sign that's like, help us stop prostitution. I was like, whoa, you took me to a spot where it's that popular that they already have a sign here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What did you like grill her on this? That's like when women have
No,
condoms.
she was
Whenever women have
embarrassed too.
condoms
Like,
on them, I'm like, eh.
Right. I don't think she knew that. I don't know, but she acted like she didn't know that was there. So we both were like, what does that say?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I had another time, this is completely separate. I had another time in high school where we were looking for this place and then found one, messed around. We didn't even smash, but I think we just like petting, in high school, little finger bang action or
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah.
And I got out of the car to get from the driver's seat to the back seat, and somehow I dropped my phone. And I didn't know where we were because it was dark. And which sounds like a cop out, but where I'm from Lacey, Washington, and so like you can literally be on a street with hella lights and then pull off where you are the lights.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the next day in broad daylight, we had a phone call. It's like, hey, I heard my dad on the phone, and it's like, yeah, we found this phone on our property, and this number, dad or whatever was in, so we dialed it.
Yeah.
It's like this was when we had the LG flip phones.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, who is this? It's like, oh, this is Pastor something. It's like, bitch, you took me to a church? So, yeah, I finger banged at a church unbeknownst to me, or at least in the church parking lot. Yep.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of finger banging going on in the church parking lot, though.
I think there's more inside, but I just didn't know. I didn't know where I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to do behind the Verizon store. There was a Verizon that they just stopped construction on. So there was just an empty Verizon store. That was like my spot in high school.
There was a Les Schwab tire store.
Oh, a tire store would be decent. I used to keep a blanket and a pillow.
But they had the building, and they had like 4 bays, and then the building ended, and then it was like an outside bay that was like completely invisible.
That's
once
kind
you
of
got
nice
back
little
there.
carport.
Right.
Yeah, I remember
But I was with the girl and she showed another guy. So one time I went to go back there and there's already a car back there moving. And I was like,
occupied.
what the fuck?
You should honked.
And I knew whose car it was though.
Oh no.
Yeah. The license plate was like Jeremy. I'm like, what the fuck?
God damn it.
God damn it, Jeremy Nelson strikes again.
Yeah, my dad called me carrying a blanket
That
and
you
pillow.
might want to delete out. That's a real name.
Yeah, we'll
That's a
blank his
real
name. We'll
person.
blank his name.
Yeah, fuck it. He'll like it. What's up, Jeremy? I was there that night.
He was fucking, no problem.
Yeah.
I had a
Graham cracker toenails.
my dad called me carrying like the blanket and pillow to my car one time. He's like, "What are you doing with that?"
I heard you say you had a blanket and pillow in your car. I used
He
to
was
do
like,
this
"What are you doing?" I
wild
was
shit.
like, "I don't know. If I ever have like a sleepover, I'll be like ready to roll."
be ready to rock.
He was just like, "All right, dude." I also had like some like landscapers. The Verizon finally went like active. And it was during the day too. I was just going nuts, and these Mexican dudes just walked out and just like came up to the car, and I had to be like, yo, get out of here, guys!
This ain't the spot.
Come on, guys, I'm more. I still am more. Mountain Dew. You know what we all need to get more of? Off our ass. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will have you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather is always perfect, your friends are ready to hang, and a day of epic proportion awaits. Call out my favorite flavor. I'm going to go with original today. I'm having an original kind of day today. Talk about what game/activity you'd play with friends. Should be fun, competitiveness, and social activities. Well, first, me and my friends would sit together and just all drink a responsible amount of Mountain Dew, and then we'd go to the bars to talk to the ladies. And if the ladies weren't exactly feeling us, we would just go back home and just do some bench presses and work on our physiques and try to get ourselves as ripped as possible. So next time we see the ladies, they're going to want to kiss all of us. The mountain is calling, and you should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew, wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the dew, all right? Mountain Dew! Mountain Dew! Mountain Dew! They say first impressions are important, but what about lasting impressions? That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew helps give men longer lasting and stronger erections so you can perform at your very best. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part? It's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office. And I have something to say about that. It's semi-discreet, but they fucking ship it to a giant box in your house that says, have the best sex of your life, Blue Chew. So maybe discreet the packaging a little bit more. They sent me the fucking sampler. It came to my house. My motherfucking babysitter saw it, and I had to be like, oh. Not that it matters if my babysitter thinks I can get hard or not, but it's just fucking kind of pissed me off. Anyway, guys, Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office. That's true. No awkward conversations and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. And guys, I gave you my personal tale. Blue Chew wants you to have the confidence to perform at your best, so discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code DRENCHED at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code DRENCHED, to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup live. They have an exclamation point. I'm trying to honor their exclamation points. Keeps them live. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. Another exclamation point. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Another exclamation. Jesus Christ, man. Think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards next week? Lamar Jackson will pass more than 1.5 TDs? Cook up hot takes with your friends and will win real money this football season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. I mean, guys, you know how I feel. I fucking love real money sports action, daily money sports action fantasy platforms. Guys, come on now. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code DRENCHED to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DRENCHED on the Prize Picks app to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Come on now, guys. Let's talk about True Classic right now. I mean, I genuinely like True Classics t-shirts. They have absolutely ousted the other t-shirts in my closet. They feel more. I used to wear Uniqlo, and now I do kind of look like a fat squish body in Uniqlos. They're real flowy. Anyway, I do like True Classics. They, whatever. Designed to accentuate your best features, True Classic shirts are tailored for a perfect fit, snug in the arms and chest with just the right amount of room in the midsection. True Classic sells premium products at an affordable price. You can get their best-selling t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, and more in 3, 6, and 9 packs. True Classics activewear becomes essential for workouts and vacations alike. Their activewear crew necks offer moisture-wicking, quick-dry, and odor control. Pair them with their super soft, stretchy joggers for all-day comfort. The holidays are here, and True Classics ultra-comfortable, perfect-fitting essentials make for the perfect gift for you and the men in your life. What the hell? Oh, they're talking about like your brothers and stuff. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now and unlock big savings during their huge holiday sale. Just go to my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/MSSP to save. That's trueclassic.com/MSSP. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. End of the year holiday cheer thanks to True Classic. Let's get back to the show.
I used to call this the magic burrito. And so what I would do is, why'd you perk up so much?
I didn't know what you're talking about. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about being ready for whatever.
We're talking about fucking cars. You're talking about the magic burrito. I'm like, all right, let's go.
So this was what a magic burrito was, right? Like I had this whole period of my life where I was like, let me see if I can get a hand job.
For sure.
Right? And so a magic burrito was a hotel lotion wrapped in a face towel. So all of that shit would be in my backpack. Like I had magic burritos.
What would you use them like a fifi, basically? What are you saying?
What's a fifi?
Like the prison pussy people make, where they put like sandwich bags together.
No.
So you would just store lotion in a towel in case the hand job was coming?
It's a hotel lotion, and then you roll it up like a blunt or whatever.
I thought you were saying you like squirt it into a towel.
No, it was still in the container.
Got you.
But if a girl was like, let me see, I'm like, I bet
you would
pull out
bust
the
out
magic burrito. I got a cloth, I got lotion. Let's go. All I need is your little.
Oh, you had the whole set. You had a mobile kit.
It's a magic burrito.
I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying
I just need this
squirt
cold, awkward hand. That's all I need.
Yeah, true.
We were young.
It's true. Yeah, they should.
I'm talking before people knew the twist at the end.
Yeah, true.
We were young.
It takes a woman a whole life to learn how to give a hand job properly.
Yeah. Do you
they
remember
start
when
off-
you first got like when you were like, wait a minute?
I thought I was getting hurt, dude. Yeah, it was the first time I got a hand job. I think it was in like grade school.
No, I don't mean like a bad one. I mean, do you remember when you got
the first time I got one that I
legit
was like,
one?
hold on. Yeah, dude. It's crazy. It was a revelation.
Right. Like, do you ever have a hand job that was like, it was better than what you had been doing to yourself before?
I'm the best, bro. I'm the best in the biz. No, I'm the best in the biz.
But there had to be a time where you weren't, where you were just doing straight shots and somebody hit you with your first double twist and you're like, oh, you can do that?
No, I'm telling you, man.
You on your own figured out you could double twist your dick.
I don't double twist. I've never double twisted.
When you were the high and tight or whatever you figured out, but you were on your own, you figured out there's levels to this shit?
I mean, I didn't realize how bad girls were until like grade school, and I was kind of like, whoa. I was like, yo, stop. Like, this hurts. They were just like trying to like uproot it. And I was like, yo,
well, that's a lot of meat.
bottom part's worthless, dude.
Please,
like,
I can't
up,
feel
yeah.
any of that. Come to the tip rather than everything desire. Please.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll hold everything
I
down.
guess I'd have to say like maybe like a wishy-washy. I've been to like the wishy-washy before back when I was a young man.
What is wishy-washy?
That's like when you go in like the massage parlor and the Asian ladies like give you a bath and jerk you off.
No, I never did that.
Yeah, I wouldn't start if you haven't already done it. But the
is it addicting or something?
When you're younger, it's just like you get drunk.
Those are everywhere where I'm from.
They're fucking everywhere.
Foot spa.
They're everywhere.
Foot
everywhere.
massage.
Every time you drive around, and once you know what they are, I'm like, fuck.
It's probably too easy to just be like,
it's
I ain't doing shit. I might as well just pull off.
The problem is
kids, I'm going to the movies by myself.
Yeah. The entrance is the worst part because you got to like walk in and you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, and then you're in there and then you leave and you're like, oh.
Do they know you, or is there like a process where you're like trying to not look like a cop?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of look like a cop, so I was like, I don't think they care. But
you don't think they don't even give a shit, huh?
No, not at all. They a lot of them have the FOP stickers on the outside window.
What's
They're
that?
paying the cops. They're like paying.
Really?
Yeah, you can be like an FOP like donor. So
okay.
I remember thinking that was kind of a wild move though. They had like FOP year after year all over the window.
Just says, hey, we donate. You guys leave us alone.
I would say. Sorry, my allergies. I think it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit.
Are you getting emotional?
I'm thinking about the wishy-washy getting emotional. Dude. I mean, dude,
up.
to be fair, they like literally lay you on a table and just like dump buckets of hot water on you and just fully wash you down.
Now, this sounds like a relaxing experience.
It's definitely, if nothing else, it's a relaxing experience.
Do you think people could tell that you did it?
No, what do you mean? Like when I came out of it, I mean, your hair might be a little wet. That's kind of suspect.
But what about just like your general amount of relaxation? People were like, motherfucker, you went, didn't you?
The wet hair and the smelling like lotion would have been more of a giveaway, but
But not the light feet and the floating around.
no, because you kind of like come out of there like, ugh. You have to like
feel like
emerge
nasty?
back into the world. It's like if you ever like a sex shop, you gotta like walk in and walk out, and you're
Do
kind
you
of
feel
like,
dirty?
yeah, big time. I grew up Catholic, so it's like anything.
Did you ever get over that feeling where you walked out with your chest up?
One time, no.
Whistling?
I wish I did, but I did see a man one time who did exactly that. I was doing demolition, and we were like taking down a parking garage. So my job was to like stand on like the third floor of it and just make sure people didn't like have shit fall on them in the little alley.
Right.
And there was a wishy-washy in that alley.
What?
So I just watched people go in and out all day.
Yeah.
And like we would all fuck with them. We'd be like, yo, and they would come out, and like most people would scamper.
Right.
This one old man just looked at us and went, did a little bow.
You're
and walked
welcome.
away. And I was like, dude, you're the man. I was like, I just want to be like you when I get older.
Yeah, that confidence is that's nuts.
But yeah, then you get into it though, and then like you find out later a lot of them are like kind of like sex slaves, so that's not good.
Sex slaves.
Well, what happens is if you run one of those things, what you do is you bring girls over. You say, hey, like, you know, we have a modeling agency. You're really pretty. You bring them over from Korea, and then once they get there, you just yank their fucking paperwork, and you're like, this is what the fuck you're doing.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know
doesn't
that.
seem to be what's going on. Because like
Some
the
there could be-
cars outside are like old ass Honda Civic hatchbacks and shit. Like these are old ladies.
Yeah, well, that's the mama-san. But then it's like there's definitely a dude running that place.
Really?
Oh yeah, bro. Definitely. They're like organized crime. Yeah, if you're bringing women.
What's
in.
Mama-san?
That's the head lady, the old
Like a
lady. who
madam?
Gets, yeah, the madam. She gets to
Okay.
run it. Yeah, the mama-san.
I know a little bit about it because Seattle's built on whorehouses.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the whole underbelly of Seattle.
really.
Yeah, there was like one madam that had like 37 whorehouses. And so the entire industrial, it being built and stuff was like paid for by.
Yeah, I was reading a book
Dick.
recently. That's fucking awesome. I was reading a book recently, and
No, type in Seattle
well, let's check these Yelp reviews first. Let's see.
founded.
Yeah, I read a book. It was like set in the 1890s, and
That's
they
not
were-
what I'm looking for. You're about to find some actual ass for sale. No, like the history of Seattle and whorehouses. Like I'd like to maybe try history.
apparently they had a huge boom out there. I think maybe that was the gold rush. I don't know.
Miss Ma or something.
First prostitutes were Native American women. Yeah, I'm sure they weren't really kind of, like, hey guys, you want a job? That might have been a kind of a coercive situation.
There was a lady, Madame Lou. Boom. Who is Madame? Right at the very bottom.
Oh man.
Click that. Madame Lou. There it is. Lou Graham, born Dorothy Georgine Emmeline Oben, was a German-born
Okay.
woman who became famous as a madam of a brothel that is now the Pioneer Square district of Seattle. That's shorting what she did. But they had like taxes. They had a seamstress tax. All that was just how to tax the whores.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So like this city was built on.
Yeah, dude, back
she
in
is.
those little towns, or those, they were little towns originally.
You have to type probably Madame Lou Graham.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is that?
But everyone was coming in for working on the railroad, working on
Yeah.
in lumber, working on whatever. So people had money,
Yeah, man.
and she was cleaning up.
Well, dude, and back then too, it would like say you were just like you're a girl and your parents both died. You would be like, if you didn't have any immediate family, you'd just be fucked. So you'd just be like out, just like sitting there, and someone just
Can we click that one right there that says she got arrested by a rookie cop that didn't know?
Oh,
The left one and the red. Yeah. What does that say? It just looks interesting.
oh shit.
She was so influential that she had all charges cleared and had the police commissioner fired.
Yeah, dude.
Do you know how much pussy you have to sell that if you get arrested, you can get the commissioner fired?
Yeah, and also she probably had the DOS on all those guys. So she was like,
Yeah,
she
she
called the
definitely,
mayor and was like,
for sure. She's got the Diddy list.
she did. She did.
For sure. She's untouchable. That rookie cop fucked up.
Yeah, that was probably crazy. 1890s hitting like whorehouses and shit in a new, like in a wild western town. That must have been insane.
Right.
But yeah, they
But
really,
it's not like they had tapes and videos on people. Like that lady's word was bond. Like she could just lie on you and it's a wrap for you.
true. Or it'd be like, you might have had a guy in there, like a mayor, get like rough with like a younger girl, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, all it would take, you'd be like, yeah, that guy's a piece of shit, and everyone would believe it.
Believe her for sure.
For sure.
Right.
And they could be like, I know.
I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar.
true. Or it could be like, he has a mole on his ass, I can prove it. And the mayor would be like, fuck, dude.
His wife would know. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it, Henry. She knew that you had a piece of your asshole removed and a new ass put on.
Dude, I was reading another book, and there was like this. It was like, I think Korean War, and they got stationed in Germany, and they would have like their
Who did?
cigarettes. It was like this Irish immigrant guy who
Okay.
came to America, and he joined the Korean War. So like all the American soldiers were over in Germany, and they would have to drive like the laundry back and forth. But on the road, they would stop at refugee camps and trade like coffee and cigarettes to like starving like refugees, like Eastern European women,
Right.
and just fuck them
What?
in like a hovel. It was like, I was reading this, like, God, that's ruthless, dude. Just
is
back
a
then,
hovel?
just like a shitty like makeshift like tent set up. And they would just like go back there and just like get blown by like starving women for cigarettes and be like, nice.
Oh, they were giving them cigarettes for the head?
Yeah. And you like head or just fuck them and just be like, nice. And it was like, he was like explaining it. He's like, they were freezing cold and like dirty and like starving. And I was like, oh, bro.
It was like,
That's
here's a
horny.
can of beans.
Yeah. That's pretty horny, dude. Back then, dudes were like
But-
fucked up how horny they were.
Yeah, but like, you know, they got to have a pretty good skill set.
Yeah. The guy did say he came pretty quickly,
In a sex tent.
especially survival mode. Yeah.
Right. And you got to hurry up before your laundry's done.
Yeah. Sure. Well, funny enough, the laundry was being done in Dachau.
What's that guy?
It's like one of the concentration camps.
oh,
So World War II had like just happened. So it was pretty fresh when they like were like exterminating Jewish people. And that was like one of the, it was like Dachau and whatever the name
I always
was.
heard of Auschwitz.
Auschwitz. That was the big one. But there was a couple other ones.
Okay.
Auschwitz gets, kind of all the most famous one. People talk about that. But yeah, he had to go to Dachau and like he was with a Jewish guy and they like pulled up on it and he was like, oh shit. And the guy like completely freaked out.
Just from being back at the same place?
I think his parents were there or something. I think like, cause back then, I think your family would just get wiped. Like if you're a
Really?
Jewish dude, yeah, you would lose like your whole family would just get like obliterated.
Well, I mean, you mean just like during.
World War II. But the Korean War, when was the Korean War, Josh? I think it was pretty shortly after.
1950s.
Yeah, it was like pretty shortly
I
after
don't
World
know.
War II.
I don't know anything about the Korean War.
Me
Other
either.
than recently on like TikTok and Instagram, they're saying that the Korean War and all the black soldiers going over there is how Koreans learn how to make such good fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
That could be because they love fried
No,
chicken.
that's
dude.
literally
That's
Like the recipes from like Louisiana, the way
Yeah.
they do it.
whoa.
It was 1950 to 53.
Damn,
Like they
dude.
learned from the black soldiers.
Because dude, I used to work for a Korean guy and they love fried chicken, dude.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's kind of
They learned how to fry chicken from the black soldiers.
Damn.
There it is. How to.
I didn't. That's fucking nuts. And they came over there and like, all right, we're gonna. Yes, African American soldiers stationed in Korea during the Korean War. Most likely taught Korean soldiers. Okay, sick, man.
That they shared the barracks with.
Damn, dude. Then they came over. They all came over shortly after. Set up the shops.
And made beautiful children.
It's true.
Where
That
I'm
was-
from, there's a lot of like black and Korean couples and white and Korean couples, and man, the black and Korean girls are stunning.
Yeah, that
Like
was
that Kimora Lee look,
Blasian was like mythologically hot back in like the early.
or even like white nation, like Janae Aiko or whatever. I don't know. Is she white nation?
Yeah,
She's black.
Asian,
See,
yeah.
I'm hooked.
Yeah,
That is a
it's-
whole look. Just pull up. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Come on.
literally the hottest combination by far. And
Oh.
they got a couple. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. True.
No, it's an Asian lady with a black attitude.
Depends how it goes. Depends
Take
how
off
hot
your
she,
motherfucking shoes.
it depends how hot she is. It depends how hot she is.
Chopstick. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think the hotter they are, they go either way. If they're kind of beat, they'll like present pretty age. If they get hot, they're just like, I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go.
So the hotter they are, the blacker they act. Wow.
That's my theory. I don't know. That's my
I can
theory.
see it.
I would. What the hell? I'm not bringing anyone a glass of water if I'm a fucking
I think
Blasian
it's
10.
more.
Like,
I think it's like based on what city they're in.
true. I mean, that's probably more.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's black and Korean girls in Korea. They're not all here,
Yeah, true.
and they don't act like that.
No, not at all. Bob was just making a joke. But but no, I dated a Blasian girl.
What was the joke? I missed it.
I was just saying if they're hotter, it's like, why would they be like meek and humble like typically Asians are? You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking funny. And I'm sorry I missed it.
That's okay. It's totally fine.
No, it's worth going back to get. Asians are really like harugi, but not, they're like
Dude,
harugi, motherfucker.
No,
'cause they bad.
to be honest though, I
Like,
dated a girl who was half black and half Asian years ago, and like, dude,
was she
like,
a cop too?
no, she was not a cop. She was a fucking doctor. Actually, well, she was studying to be a doctor.
Of course.
I only deal with women of magnets of industry. There's big leader titans in the industries. But I would like be sitting there like drinking water and like my water cup would get low and like not even like making a big stink about it. She would like pick it up real quick, fill it back, and set it back down. I was just like, what the fuck?
Wow.
The hell is
Like
this?
this is part of what I do
That was just a setup. It was just like, oh shit, your water's low. Let me go get that and fill that back up. And I was like, man,
culturally.
hospital. Yeah, exactly. The hospital. I asked her, I'm like, what the fuck was that about? And she's like, it's just been drilled into my head.
I could see that. I have a homegirl that's Guamanian, and she's similar too.
What is she?
Guamanian.
Oh, Guam.
Chamorro.
Gotcha.
Yeah, from Guam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very service service of their husband's oriented.
I know, it's fucking, not the worst thing in the world.
I think it's pretty damn cool, to be honest with you.
So what are your aspirations in the romantic sense? Are you bachelor for life, or do you have kids?
No, man, I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I'm single right now. I want all that shit.
Yeah.
But I think it's, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you travel. You're saying you're on the road
It
a lot.
ain't even that. It's like now things have really taken off. Like
True.
Like it's been in 2 years. Like, to give perspective, like I went from not having TikTok or whatever to like, do you know my whole little origin story?
No. Tell me.
So, I own the biggest black-owned comedy club in
I did see
America
that. I
in
did see
Tacoma,
that.
Washington. It's called Nate Jackson Super Funny Comedy Club.
Sure.
Okay, I did Wildin' Out and a bunch of stuff like that. A friend of mine told me to get on TikTok because he was having success on there, and I was like, "Come on, dude! Like, who needs another app?" And he's like, "Go to my page, screenshot it, come back the next day, and compare, and tell me if you still don't want to be on there." And I went and looked, and I was like, "That's ridiculous growth in one day."
Yeah.
And so I got on TikTok, like posting the stuff that wasn't jokes.
Yeah.
That wasn't material, right? That ended up being crowd work or whatever. That's Matt Rife telling me to do. We were
For sure,
boys.
for sure.
He not consistently was my feature, but we had like some gigs before, like he was that.
Oh, so that was the
before me.
Rife man being like, bro.
Yeah, it was Matt saying like, "Yo, get
Gotcha.
in." And then I
Yeah.
did it, and then shit went crazy, and so now I got like 3.8 million or something like on TikTok.
Damn.
And so my road manager was telling me the other day, he was like, "Dude, that's like 1 in every 97 Americans are following you."
Oh,
right?
fuck. Yeah.
So dating has changed
Yeah.
because if they don't know who I am, somebody's like, "Oh my God, bitch,"
I've seen him on TikTok.
or a waiter's like, "Sir,
Yeah.
can we get a selfie?"
Yeah.
And so then it affects the dynamic of just
When
getting
you're
to know
dating
somebody.
and that happens, it's the best because then a girl's like,
Is it
they like
though?
that. Why? What's the downside?
I mean, there's plenty of downside. Like they're not even being who they are anymore. They're like, "Oh, caught a whale.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, sugar."
I didn't think about that. I'm just thinking about coming. Yeah, that's true. If you're trying to life building, that is
And
tough.
that's another thing,
It's tough.
right? Before they knew that, like coming was an option.
Yeah.
Now they know that. They're like, "Oh, let's see how I can string this out." Women do that. They'll give you pussy faster if they don't think you're an actual contender for their heart for real.
I could see that.
That's the new thing. You've been married a while.
Yeah.
So the new thing is if a girl thinks she has no real future with you, but she's attracted, she will smash you. But if she likes you, now she's
She'll
going to
wait.
yeah, she'll wait. She'll string you along forever. Cause you know what I mean? Let's
She
build a
doesn't-
friendship first. And let's this and
Yeah.
this. And you're doing all that being patient. Meanwhile, that same guy that has no potential with it is like, it was cool.
Have you ever done that though? Has anyone ever just like sat and just like not smashed and built like a genuine friendship? on, like-
No. Well, he said he has.
What do you do though? You're just like, hey,
Legos.
let's wrestle, I guess,
Right.
buddy.
Have a shitload of wet dreams.
Yeah, I feel like I always am like, man, I wish I did that. I was with my wife luckily when like, we were on like an air mattress, so it wasn't like,
So you guys you got it out the mud together.
yeah, so that was kind of nice.
Right.
But the woman you said you were gonna have sex with behind my back on camera.
The cop? A cop on an air mattress?
That's really
that
mean. That
sounds
was like
made
really
up
mean of me
anyway.
to say that. But no, dude, yeah, we met before that. So yeah, I couldn't imagine if it was like, it would be kind of weird. But then it's like, what is even the problem with that? That's like being a lady with big tits, being like, you just like me because of my big tits. It's like, well, that helps, but it's also,
No, and I swear to God, I've had this conversation many times, but it's like, who wants a cupcake with no sprinkles? Like, let's appreciate it for every part of it.
yeah.
No, they're like a bag of M&Ms and they come to you pulling one of the colors out, being like, let's appreciate all the other colors first so then I know. Like, well, no, I like the yellow ones too.
Yeah.
Most men are like, if I'm dating a girl or getting serious with a girl, I want access to the whole girl.
Yeah.
Let's talk mind, body, spirit, ass, all that shit. If
Sure.
they're serious,
Yeah.
right? And so what's happened now is there's dudes that have acted or taken advantage of that. So then they build a wall around it, and now they're giving up the pussy last. And unfortunately, it's like your only barometer for telling if a girl truly likes you.
Is,
Right.
she gives you the pussy.
Otherwise, because she can act like that. And
Yeah.
then the girls are also like, you can get pussy anywhere. Let's build the other stuff first. So it creates this weird circle of just like
It does. And you're both
of
open.
pain.
Oh, that's the problem too. You're both open to, if you're online dating, it's like, there's just people who like they have been talking to or you have been or hitting you up and you got to be like, oh, actually, and it's like,
everybody got somebody, a floater, an ex, a next.
that,
the
yeah,
last.
that's a practice they say it's called cushioning that women do where they'll keep like communications going with like 4 or 5 dudes.
I call it vine swinging.
Yeah, it's some fucking bullshit, man. That's something I was never a fan of. Like, they're just my friend. I'm like, you don't have any fucking friends, dude. It's
They
just
have
me.
a whole column of guys that they would marry. You ever been over there? Then they got a column of like they literally they run their dating life like a game of fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah, true.
Legitimately.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I was always more of a boyfriend type. I wish I was more of like the mysterious kind of sexy
I
intruder
got a
who comes
friend
through.
that's
and
the
be
one
like,
that always the one that they fuck.
yeah,
And he's like, I just can't get a girl to like love me for real.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
his whole thing.
He's just-
Gorgeous dude. And just he just got to the point where he'd had enough. Like he'd slayed enough and he was like, I want a family.
Yeah,
And every woman is like, ooh.
yeah.
And he's like, calm down. Can we just
Yeah.
talk?
We chill.
can talk. They're all tracing his lips. He's like, God damn it.
Are you still talking about Matt Rife?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about a whole nother dude. But I bet Matt goes through that same shit, right? That jawline.
Yeah, he's a very
Yeah.
and once that like catches on too. Once like enough women are like, oh my god, he's so hot. The rest of the hive mind kicks in. They're like, I want to suck his dick too. And you're like, well, hold on.
Yeah, I can see it, I guess. I mean, I'm not into dudes, but he has a jawline. I think that's a feature that they
Yeah.
like. You know what I mean? You know?
The money.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is tough. I never thought about the kind of like, yeah, if you once you're like kind of doing well, then you have to kind of like try to pick, and then like, we have to pick someone.
They just told me there's a dating app.
I heard about this.
Raya?
I've heard
Does
about
that
it.
sound right?
Yeah, it's like an elite dating app, kind of like
Yeah,
if
so
you're.
it's like so everyone's not overreacting at who they see on there. Like,
How do you even do that though?
apparently you sign up like one of those private Facebook groups where you got to like answer the questions and they vet you and then they let you in.
Oh, really?
That's how. I mean, how else would a police chief date? How else would a attorney date? How else would a
So it goes. It's like it goes.
a
Even if you're,
brand new Detroit Lion in the Detroit market?
that's
like,
my question. How hard do you have to be balling? Like if you're like if you're like a basic,
I
if
don't
you're
know
like a
if it's
start
a
out.
brand thing, but it's got to be a notability thing, right? Like a weather woman is in there.
Right on. Should be, yeah.
She's on TV every day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She's not making the same kind of money as.
But
that-
yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, so they told me it was called Raya. But
Someone just literally told me about this. They were
Elite Singles apparently is one.
yeah.
But my there you go. How do you get on Raya? My users sign up by inputting basic information about themselves.
Oh, they probably check your follower count and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, my boy was like, "You're gonna have to get on Raya, dude."
Damn. But then it's like, I don't know.
I'm not even a celebrity like that, but
You might be married. I think you're still a Ray material.
I do
dude.
get I do get stopped though in real life. Like
Well, how hard?
exiting the Austin airport just now? Like you know how you go at that last checkpoint? They're like, "There's if you go past there, you can't come
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in." Well, there's 2 ladies sitting right there. And one was like, "Shut the fuck up!" You know what I'm saying? Let's get a picture, sugar. So we took a picture and everything. And
Yeah.
she's like, "We are fans." So
That's cool.
yeah, but like, how do you date? If I'm on a date and that lady walks by, shut the fuck up.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean, like I'm like,
It is having online notability or notoriety is like a blazing sword in the online dating scene. I like got to test this theory out back when I was dating online. So I had like a regular profile, I was like, I was kicking around regular dude doing stand up. And then my friends did like a web series and it had like Comedy Central.
mm-mm.
So then I got a picture, I had like a small role in it. So I got to put a picture on my dating app of me with the Comedy Central logo.
Forget about it.
Bro. It wasn't even right. I should have done it. I mean, it was kind of some bullshit on my part because I had like a
Forget about
2-second thing on a web series, but people see that and they go TV,
Yeah.
and the messages came in way faster.
I tried to do Tinder, I think it was, and so where I'm from, my show, it was a show before it was a club,
Mhm.
Super Funny Comedy Show, and we had this backdrop or like we had a photographer, Scott Payton, took immaculate pictures, and he did it for like 4 years. So you could like just get dressed up as possible, and at the end of the show, be like Scott, and he would just literally be taking headshots. Of people.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
that good.
Yeah,
So when I got on the dating site, like 99.6% of the bitches, okay,
yeah, you saw it.
were Scott Payton pictures. It's like from my show. You know what I mean? You can just reckon, you know what I mean? So I was like, I can't get on the app. Everybody's literally taking pictures for my show.
Yeah, I mean, I was a pig. I had no problem just utilizing that to my
But
advantage.
they wouldn't pick me. I don't know what it was. I'd be on like they would assume because I'm the guy that has the show, I'm the star of the show or whatever,
Yeah.
that I'm slaying. So they would pick like my band members that were sitting behind me, or they would pick the comic that's in town, or they would pick Like it was, and like my homies were like, dog, I'm crushing. I had a homeboy, I'm not even gonna say his name because I think he's about to get married. But anyway, he was like, I just saw him on the road in Greensboro and he was like, dude, I used to slay off saying I know you. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we'd be like, you want to meet Nate? I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, yeah, like if they kind of liked us, like we would say that and it was a wrap.
Yeah, and dude, you can totally, I mean, I hear what you're saying. It is tough because it's like if you genuinely want to have a family, you have to like somehow do the opposite of that line of thinking.
And also, there's a certain type of woman that it would take, right? Like a woman has to sign up for a man that is like truly trying to go get it, and she may not be his number one priority at all times.
Yeah.
Right? That's not a normal, like this, she got to be raised away or have like a certain upbringing or be around industry before or have try to chase it on, like some sort of a proximity to the game to be like, this is a good guy and this is what he does. So if they're like, and that's not on an app, that's not a thing. Like, so the women that fit that profile, like they have to have had some sort of history with somebody to be like, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. They're saying
you can't be their first rodeo. That's a comic. There's no earthly way. Not if you popped. There's no way.
Yeah, it's
you're
tough.
gone. You're 38 weeks. You're out of there.
You're gone all the time.
The money's insane, but you're gone.
Yeah, you're gone. They don't like that at all.
It's like pick some dates and come with me. Let's do that part. And then it's like, but you're still working.
Dude, it's nothing worse. My wife does that. She's like, we'll just like go out to dinner before the show. And I'm like, I'm not fucking going out to dinner before the show. I don't want to talk. I just want to chill.
And we got to sacrifice and go. Now we're sitting in Fuddruckers like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, fuck. And people are like, excuse me, can I have a picture? You're like, I'm just trying to just with my family here. No, so it's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's not like to the point where I feel like cursed by it or nothing, but I could see where it's like,
yeah, I just let it rip, man. I was let it, but that's the thing too.
I'm just saying, like, imagine, like, who's a super known face? Like that person trying to date, like they have to struggle. Like
it's always there.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's one of those things. Yeah, it is. It's always there. Where it's like, do you like me for me or for
Joey from Friends? Like in real life, it's just like I just want to meet a girl that appreciates me for who I am.
Yeah.
She's like, shut up, Joey.
Yeah,
it's not my real name.
Luckily for me, I'm always just kind of like. I've always been like, whatever. And it was, again, I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff.
Because we met.
We met
you
before.
Said you met on air mattresses.
Yeah, but I always do rub my, like, what little success I have in her face at every moment. I'm like, dude, how you like me now? She's like, shut the fuck up. It is funny, though, because when you get recognized when you're dating, it's like, yes, dude, I'm definitely getting pussy tonight. Now, like, it'll happen with my wife, and I used to even, like, rub that in her face, and now she's, like, me into it. She's like, whatever. She's like, yeah, here, I'll take a picture. So before I'd be able to be
I'm
like.
not even to that point. Like, if I'm with, let's say I'm with friends, and this is my new pet peeve. I'll just share it. It may not even fit where we're at in the conversation, but this is my new pet peeve. If I'm with friends, or really it's my own like road, like my openers or videographer or road manager, somebody will like not know who we are. Like, why do I recognize him? And they're like, you don't know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
You don't know who that is? Oh, my God. We are on tour. That's the
so
Nate Jackson. And I'm like, I was just trying to fucking eat some sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. I was cool. I was flying under the radar for just a second.
My wife does that. She'll blow my spot up all the time, and like they like don't even care. The internet, the way it is like people like see you like, oh my god, and then some people
or
like,
nothing. Yeah. It's all or nothing. Yeah.
So my wife will just be like, oh, well, actually, my husband's a comedian, and I'm like, bro, will you please stop doing that?
Yeah, it's
man.
weird to sell it.
I don't want that. And she's like, I'm just so proud, but I'm like, don't do that.
She says she's proud.
Yeah, which is
I know
nice.
they do it because they're proud of their role, like what we do together. You know what I mean? Because we're building a thing, and there's such inclusivity and you know. We're really building a thing, and so I know they're proud of it. But I'm like, well, just let me just.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, that's
which is weird because I rarely even wear this jacket. But here I am, like
sick,
I don't even want to be who I am. Like, but I really, you know what I'm saying?
But no, it is weird because it's one of those things. Like if you were like a dentist and you had 40 fucking dental practices and you're making millions of dollars, people won't freak out like that. There's something about show business that like rocks people to their core.
And
it's
I'll go a step further and say. Yes, for sure. But then the social media, like it's a whole because they're taking a shit and holding you like this.
Yeah.
Some people are like, dude, I got your stuff on autoplay on my TV. I don't even watch TV anymore. Or I got like the amount of connection is nuts. Like, I got out of a Uber 2 hours before my show where my assistant and merch manager was late and I had to bring in a crate. And this husband pulled up with his wife. They were looking for parking at that moment. The wife jumped out the car. wait, runs around the front of the car and beeline straight to me. I'm like, shit. And I drop the thing and I just book it, right? And she chases me and there's like this light post. I grab the light post and do like, you know how you can spin around and I do that and I ricochet back the other way. Her husband gets out the car. He's like, she's a fan. She loves you, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I get all that. Well, fuck that. Like, I'm playing now.
Yeah, you're fucking
But
right,
she's
yeah.
like, can we just get a picture? I'm like, come on.
Yeah, that's always awkward.
And the husband's like, yeah, say cheat. Like, while the love of his life is like,
dude, that's the most uncomfortable possible when it's like
for what role though? Her, him, or me?
you and him, I would say. I think she's having a great
I probably
time.
say him the most.
Yeah, probably. I've like, yeah, sometimes in the pictures you'll feel like just someone mashed their tits into you and you're like, yo, get off me, dude. Your fucking husband's thinking
This happened to me in
I might start being like, get off of me, ma'am. Get off of me.
back the fuck up. No,
I'll take a picture of you too.
That was in Austin. Was it in Austin? Yes, this was here in Austin, the Moody. And so 2 days ago. And this lady came up and her collar was all smushed inside of itself. Right?
Yeah.
And she had a meet and greet and we were, take a picture. And I was like, well, hold on, your collar's not fixed. And I went to go, I was like, well, do you have a husband or anything like that? And she's like, oh, yeah, he's not here. I was like, well, let's just fix your collar. Right? So, fix her collar. And then, like, it's still stuck. Her purse is like cutting a titty off. I'm like, so I grab the strap. I'm like, let's move that, fix that. All right, we're ready. You ready? She's like, I'm ready. I'm like, cool. We take the picture, and then she walks forward to like the exit because the entrance and exit is separate. And she's like, oh yeah, and that's my husband. I'm like, what? And this big ass light skinned dude's like, yeah, man. I'm like, she said you weren't here, bro. He's like, no, it's all good. I heard her do this shit. She be doing this kind of shit in public, fucking around. Like, I feel like a dickhead for that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But she literally was like, he's not here.
But again, if you were just like, yeah, I own fucking 47, Carrabas, and people, they don't give a fuck. It's
they
like,
wouldn't know.
It's if your image gets plastered onto a screen, it like deifies people, and people they think it's like a big deal, and it's like,
I'll say they do know, but it's not like, it's different. Like, people know at their church because they like tithe and they're like, oh, he balling, or they know at Rotary or wherever like,
true, that
it's
makes
a meeting
sense.
of those kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is just different. So I don't know how in the hell I'm gonna date. You got lucky.
Yeah.
You got in there beforehand and all that, but I don't know. And I never thought this was an offshoot of what
I was asking you. Yeah.
No, I'm saying of fame. Like I wanted, this was always I was like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get after it. And now it's like, God damn, I can't find a woman that just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they say
you'll find
or
someone.
they'll say, hopefully, but like,
well, they'll burn out on the
I want to
novelty.
meet you. I'm like, you are meeting me. No, but like the you that's not like this separate from the comic.
They'll say that.
I'm what I do. I've been doing this for 20 years. I am what I do now. I'm a comic. Like, you can't say, like, well, who do you think you're meeting? And then they'll say my government name, like, I want to meet Nathaniel. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
No one's called me that since Little League Baseball.
And then you're supposed to like,
You know what I'm saying?
and then you're supposed to be like, well, let's just be buddies. After you said that, it's like, dude,
I don't even know what it is. Or here's another thing. So check how awkward this shit is. So there's another Nate Jackson. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody Googles himself, there's probably another your name somewhere.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, well, there's two for me. There's a white guy that plays guitar. And so I would say like year 5 of my career, I was in the #1 spot on Google Pass.
You were battling the other Nate Jackson
at first.
That's sick.
And then, so there was a backup tight end third stringer for the Denver Broncos that wrote a book about smoking weed and playing football.
Sick.
And as soon as the book dropped, he ricocheted into the first.
He overtook you.
Dropped me back like 5 pages.
No, dude.
Yeah. Right. But now I'm back in the #1 spot. Just whatever. Like,
sure.
But I'm on a date, and it'll happen every now and then where somebody's like, how long did you play for the Broncos? Because they Googled, and I didn't play in the league, right? But it still comes up if you search sometimes. Like,
yeah.
If you just type Nate Jackson, but if you type comedian Nate Jackson, it's all me. But
sure.
So I was on a date, and the girl was like, what was it like playing for the Broncos? And the only place on earth that it says that is Google. So I'm like, you Google me?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's weird.
Yeah, it is fucking weird. But no, actually, for women, it makes sense though, because they got to do like a thorough investigation to make sure like you're not going to kill them. So they all do that.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not a guy she met in passing. Like, she was at a show, and there we are at a dinner, and she's like, how long did you play for? Like, you went further to Google and ask. I'm like,
you should have been like, it's pretty hard.
Couple years. Elway was a motherfucker.
I did always get a kick out. I had friends that would like completely lie to women. That was like their move. They'd be like I was like, it was like years and years ago. But But I've had friends that be like, yeah, man, like we were like younger, like, yeah, like I own a business, so, like, you know, we work together, and I'd be sitting there like,
All a fallacy.
you don't own a fucking business, but I'm like,
Hilarious.
that was always a wild move.
Yeah, I remember I was in the movies, and one of there was like a scene where like the guy had like a lot of game, and my homeboy out loud was like, "Oh, I'm gonna use that," but it blew my mind at the time. I was like, "Wait, what? You can procure game from just mimicking this kind of shit?"
It definitely is.
I didn't know that. I was like, "You got to be who you are." He's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be who he was. He was fucking in that movie.
It's a good move.
You're with that?
No, I would never lie like that. I always felt weird being like, because then it's like they're gonna find out eventually. But like I had friends that would just like cook up these wild
Whole
lies. And
lies.
I'd be like,
We used to come out
one
the club,
time,
my boy would sit on the hood of other people's cars and shit, like it was his.
yeah, one time I did tell a girl I played on. I was visiting LaSalle, and I just like told this girl that I played, I think like soccer or football for some reason. I think somebody said that about me, just fucking with her, and I was like, yeah, I play football, and I think we made out because of that. So that's on me. That's my bad. But I was hammered. I don't remember, but I do remember I stole football.
I almost
once.
got a hand job in college for saying I was a Seahawk.
What?
So they did their spring training in Cheney, Washington at Eastern Washington University where I was a student. And so they would offer you to stay over the summer and like help the preseason stuff. And all you're doing is just like bringing them water and making sure the cones and stuff are set out.
For
and
sure.
showing them around town or whatever. But like it's a small, rural, populous town. Like as a black man, like it's not a far jump for someone to assume you're in town during the summer because you're a Seahawk.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And I was like, yeah, I am. I was signing autographs.
As a Seahawk?
My name, Nate Jackson, number 67 or whatever. Like, how much for an autograph? I'm like, I don't know, $5 something for a
Yeah, I
sandwich.
got you. No problem.
I must have
Damn.
made $15 and signed a couple footballs.
And almost got a hand job. That's not bad.
Yeah, but I didn't sign it to say, I wasn't like emulating that just cause like it was like this most innocent little kid that was like, can you sign my ball? And I was like, fuck it, kid.
Yeah, here,
You know
I'm
what
not
I'm
going to
saying?
explain this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and then not only that, 60% of the people that are out there playing that are Seahawks won't be in 3 weeks anyway. It's just-
Yeah, true.
you know what I'm saying? They're not making cut
And he
lists.
Googles it and he's like, holy fuck, dude. He played for the Broncos, but I got him.
Exactly. And he's hilarious. Yeah, for sure.
Well, dude, we're at an hour, man. Thanks for doing this, bro. That's crazy you flew in. I really appreciate that, man. For real.
No, I
It's
appreciate
awesome.
you for having me, man. I hope that one that we're friends now.
Friends.
And then two, that the avid people that watch this can appreciate this dynamic that we have. You
For
know,
sure.
This was fun and organic.
It's awesome, bro. Yeah, you're the
You know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
I hope it splashes and hits well. So there's
Yeah.
gonna be somebody like, who's this fucking fat black dude? But there's also somebody else that's like, oh my fucking God.
Exactly.
So I want more of that.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
I
what I'm
need
talking
more of
about.
that.
I just
Yeah,
want
and
people
so-
having a good time, man.
Yeah, and so you're invited. Come to my club.
Dude, please, that'd be sick.
For sure. And yeah, I give healthy deals. I want you to eat what you kill.
Okay.
You know
Hell
what
yeah.
I mean? And we're at it's in Tacoma, Washington, so we're like 30 minutes south of Seattle.
Right on.
And there's another club in town called the Tacoma Comedy Club.
I did that one once.
They're cool, no hate, but we're the other club. We're
For sure.
bigger and nicer and newer.
Nice.
And but you can still go there. And obviously, I'm a comic, so I'm like, feed your family. I give
Yeah,
a
do
shit.
whatever you got to do.
Yeah, but this is me inviting you to.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, once I get a new hour, dude, I'll swing there.
Yeah,
Fuck Tacoma.
or even if you're working it.
Fuck
You know what I'm
Tacoma, dude. I'm not even worried about it. What's it called? The Tacoma Comedy Club?
I don't want you to say
I'm
fuck
kidding. I'm
them.
kidding. I'm fucking around. They were nice. They were very
I
nice.
don't want you to say fuck them.
I know. I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
fuck 'em,
kidding.
no.
But no, they could use another.
No, fuck them. So
They were very nice, actually, but still.
no, they're cool, man.
It's just fun to say that kind
Nah,
of
the
stuff.
owner, he's a stand-up originally. So
Was he
we used to
really?
always work too. Yeah.
Oh,
Adam
nice.
West, funny guy.
Nice.
And so no, I'm not knocking.
Yeah,
what he's
I'm
doing.
purely
It's hard to
fucking
run
around.
a club, man. So anybody that's doing it, I'm like, dog, I appreciation and respect. Even
Yeah.
for all the competitions.
Oh,
like,
why don't you just have sex with one of your waitresses at your club?
That's hell no. Jesus Christ. Frankly, you shouldn't fuck anybody that works for you. You know what I mean? If people found out about you too. Sheesh.
Yeah, we got to get back to 69, and actually, we
you
were
go.
really working it earlier.
I just heard about this shit called a rainbow kiss.
What's that?
We don't have time.
I think I've.
We don't have time, and it's the nastiest shit I've ever heard of. But the kids are doing it now.
Come on, tell me what is it?
I can't do
Well,
it.
it'll be a great way to end.
You'll just have to. They need to look it up
I'll look it. I'll Google it afterwards.
right
I'll-
now.
Yeah, let me see it real quick, dude.
Okay,
I want to see what a rainbow. Could you give me a rainbow kiss?
it's a new thing for the kids.
Images, please. No, don't actually. Don't show.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, just heard about that. This is what the kids are doing.
A supposed sex act in which a man and woman who is menstruating simultaneously perform oral sex on each other.
69.
Followed by a kiss where the couples makes a semen and period blood in their mouth. Yeah, that's disgusting.
That's what the kids are doing.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
That's so fucking nasty.
And there's another one called a snowball kiss or something like that, where she just like Hawk-Tuas in your mouth after.
Is this supposed to like, then I think after you like, if you do a rainbow kiss, I will give it to you if you want to be like, yo, I'm non-binary. I'll be like, yeah, you earned it, bro. You have transcended all of
Like,
sexuality.
that's way past either of the spectrums that we got, for
Yeah.
sure.
I will call them like Zer. If you do a rainbow kiss,
Zer?
I'll be like, yes, Zer. I fully respect you.
That's wonderful. Do I tell them where to find me and stuff?
Yeah, dude, plug all your
Okay,
shit.
so Mr. Nate Jackson on Instagram and TikTok, and Nate Jackson Comedy on YouTube. And so on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, we release 2 clips a day of stand-up or crowd work or whatever, but 2 clips a day. Something will tickle your fancy. And then once a month at my club, I do an 8-camera shoot called the Crowd Work Joint, where I only do crowd work for an hour. It started off, it was just a challenge.
That's awesome.
Well, now there's like 14 of them. I've been doing them all year long, and they cumulatively have like 15 million views or something.
Fuck.
Like they're going psycho.
Well, dude, that's how whenever people like, you know, like hear someone